Good morning. I'm Christopher Lloyd, and I'm standing here in the studios of Sirius XM Satellite Radio. It's a weekly morning, approximately 6 a.m., and this is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Never before has one radio show been so extreme. So vulgar.
I'll fucking shove my face up a chick's ass in a second.
Someone said we curse a lot, do we?
I have no idea if we do.
So flatulent.
Who just farted?
I did, but I didn't know it stunk.
Like rotten eggs and sewage.
Oh, wow, thank you.
I can't believe that us sitting around like this is actually a radio show. It's not going to get any better than this.
Are we on the air? Oh, we are? Oh, okay.
Quite simply, the greatest show in the history of broadcasting.
O&A every day, that's what I say.
You guys having a good time or what?
Rules are destroyed and conventions burned to the ground. Would you like to make a fucking second? With Opie, the Destroyer.
I would eat Betty White's ass. She's 90, right?
It doesn't smell too bad.
Anthony, the Rage.
Holy fuck, how much more fair you wanted? Tired of these people. Up my ass all the time trying to get me to help. Fuck you.
And Jim Norton, lover of the transgender.
Every time a transsexual walks in the room, party horn should go off. Like, surprise!
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Strap in, dicks. This one's gonna hurt.
Double gun, bitch.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Very interesting. We got lots to talk about today. Good morning.
God.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hi, peoples.
I got
Peoples.
I got to admit to Anthony that I'm finally in on this Zimmerman thing.
Dude.
It took a while, but I'm finally in. I'm all in, matter of fact.
You know.
As long as Rachel Jeantel or Jeantel.
Rachel Jeantel.
What?
She's sassy.
What?
She's sassy.
I had to come back here for you.
For you.
For you. Wow, I'm in. I made popcorn yesterday. It was so damn good.
I can only imagine the court stenographer in the fetal position in a shower after that trial, just washing, saying, I can't wash
Scrubbing
it off.
really hard.
Yeah. Fucking arthritic fingers.
They're
talking to Roland.
And I also know I understand what you go through a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I don't have, obviously, people know I don't have a strong opinion on this case.
Sure.
Like you. I mean, you're certainly carrying us through this.
I'm in it, of course, for the the self-defense thing, the gun issues, and there are some racial issues that I think come into play here, some hypocrisies that I like pointing out.
This is all in your wheelhouse,
I'm in there,
sir.
right? Exactly.
But I'm now in. But I try to make a couple little jokes, and then they they come after you.
You can't joke about these people.
And then I decided not to go back at them like you do. I was God.
I'm all in.
Because I've also made the George Zimmerman fat joke, so it's not.
Of course.
But if you make a joke, then they think, oh, okay, that means you're for this. I'm like,
no, I'm just making jokes.
I'm trying to try to make a joke or two. The one thing that got a lot of people pissed on my Twitter yesterday, I said, I would love to know what she's thinking about while she makes believe she knows how to read. And people will write this, with the dramatic fucking arrows or bullshit this.
Racist.
Oh, I got that too.
Of course you're racist.
I'm like, you're
Congrats.
trying to tell me that this broad knows how to read. You're a crazy person. It was so obvious she was like making believe she knew how to read up there.
This, of course, is Rachel Jeantel. This is the girl.
Star witness.
The star witness for the prosecution. The girl that was on the phone with Trayvon Martin when there was some type of altercation between Trayvon and George Zimmerman.
Some French she is because she doesn't. She thinks she's wasting her time.
She doesn't want to be there.
If you're such a friend of Trayvon Martin and you're helping to get justice for Trayvon Martin, you sit your ass down there and you don't get all pissed off because it's taking too long.
She didn't know that George Zimmerman hadn't been arrested. She didn't attempt to contact the police department. She's the last person to speak to him. She didn't attempt to contact the police. She didn't attempt to contact the family. This is a friend. She didn't go to the wake. She didn't go to the funeral. She lied about where she was. She lied about her age at the time. She had an interview with ABC News. All this is the star witness, and wrapped up in a package of ignorance and belligerence and contempt for everything that's going on in that courtroom. That you got to imagine a jury watching this woman testify is disgusted with her attitude in this whole thing.
Oh my God!
And she's completely impeachable as far as her credibility goes. And a jury has to look at this and be like, this is their star witness. She's the one we're supposed to base what the last moments of Trayvon's life were like, and we can't believe her.
I was just looking at it as pure comedy.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it.
With that sliver of tar paper on the front of her head as a hairdo. That looked like what they put under shingles.
Why was she wearing a neck pillow in court? That's a little weird.
That fucking neck. What is that?
Why was she wearing that?
You couldn't understand what she was saying. And then
she's a star, though, man. She is a star today.
Why isn't she in the paper?
They buried it a little bit.
Why do you think?
Why would they bury it?
I saw
star witness on the stand.
Why would
they buried it a little bit? It's buried in one of the papers. I finally saw. And
the mainstream media, as far as headline news goes, and fucking MSNBC and fucking what's her name? Oh my God!
Which one?
Tell me, fucking
Mad Al.
No.
Mike-O.
No, crying pissy fucking bitch.
Wait, Paula Deen?
No.
Wait, I tapped out for a second.
Nancy Grace. Thank you.
Nancy Grace.
Fuck.
Okay.
Nancy Grace.
The Wolverine.
They fucking, all of them are like, she was real. She was authentic.
Oh, my God, no.
It's like, no, she was a terrible witness. She could be the worst witness I've ever seen. I've watched many cases, these high-profile cases. She could possibly be the worst witness I've ever seen in my life.
Sorry.
I know.
I'm laughing.
Sam just put a picture up of her,
I'm laughing because of what Jimmy tweeted last night. Because we got a picture on one of our screens right now. It's your thing. I can't do it.
It's fucking Patrice.
It's Patrice.
It's not just like, wow, Patrice is a big black guy, she's a fat black girl.
Right.
She looks like Patrice O'Neal.
Like the face.
It's the lip.
It's the face. It's the
like
eyes.
Everything. Yeah.
The ornery expression.
And she was making the faces. She was curling the nose up and looking
like Patrice used to do. That's Patrice as a tranny.
If he was here, I've never wanted him to be alive, just so I could sit next to him and look at her picture and just point at him and point at her.
Yeah. It would be, huh? Look at you.
He would enjoy that. He would
have loved this.
He would enjoy how much she looked like him. And he would get it.
He'd pop the picture up and he'd be like,
oh no! He was no, because he would see the case going up in smoke.
Yeah.
And oh no!
At least it was made clear that that wasn't Trayvon Martin's girlfriend.
Yeah.
God, it's bad enough that you're not walking around this earth anymore, but I don't think you want the world to think that you're dating that.
There was so much going on, so many subtleties and so many in-your-face things going on with this witness yesterday. She was absolutely incoherent. You couldn't understand. The lawyers had to ask her, excuse me, and each time she repeated herself, she got more and more angry and belligerent. But she wasn't understandable as a witness. listening to the defense attorneys read back her statements from the deposition in authentic jive.
Right.
It was unbelievable.
Hey, we got a lot of interns around here, Sam Roberts. Could we get someone to hit up the Twitter feed, Rachel Jeantel? Put that in the search.
Yeah.
Not from our listeners. Get the older ones from yesterday, please. I just need a smattering of tweets about her because they were all over the place.
They really were.
Some of them, I couldn't believe that people were watching the same thing I was watching. Get the good ones, the bad ones, the sideways ones. Just a little sample, if you will.
Why is she page 19 in the paper?
I'll tell you why. She was embarrassing as a witness. The media's whole take on this is they need the prosecution to look like they are fucking knocking it out of the park.
Right.
That Trayvon Martin was killed, unarmed teen, killed by big bad George Zimmerman, unprovoked. He was chased down. Her testimony was a flop for the prosecution. And, if she was an articulate woman who got on the stand and tore this case up like the star witness was supposed to, she'd be on the front page right now. She'd be on the front fucking page right now. But she came off as, I'm sorry, I thought she was retarded. I absolutely thought there was something wrong with her mentally, and she had some form of retardation.
Well, see, people are defending her already on our phones. She's from Haiti. What, she hasn't been in the country too long.
What?
She did get me with one thing, though. Like when she lied about why she went to didn't go to the wake and said she was in the hospital because she felt guilty and she couldn't look at the body. That made me sad. I believed her there completely. That was really miserable testimony. That's the only part. That's the only part I liked her in. Was there. I felt bad for her at that moment. I'm like, you just feel like
but the caring part of it is discounted by everything else she's done. And this attitude of I want to get out of the court. When you see Trayvon's father face plant into his own hand, shaking his head at her testimony, he's looking and the mother is just wide-eyed staring at her. During her testimony, the father is shaking his head. He put his hand over his brow, and he's shaking his head like, I can't believe this is the woman that the prosecution has said is going to bring, justice to my child.
Right.
They couldn't believe it.
And she doesn't even care about the justice. She was bothered that she was even there.
She didn't want to. She
was
want to
basically
show up.
saying, how much longer is this going to take? I ain't coming back tomorrow.
And when the defense attorney said, Your Honor, we're going to need another, we should recess until tomorrow. We're going to need another 2 hours on this. You heard her go, ah!
No, she went, what?
What? Like 2 hours.
What?
And the judge had to even say, hey, we don't discuss this shit.
When is she back on the stand?
9 o'clock.
All right.
This
the
morning.
show ends today at 9 o'clock.
No shit.
Well,
I watched it.
We got some clips. Let's just go through some clips.
Oh yeah, please.
We got some highlights of Rachel Jeantel's testimony there.
She's nowhere to be found in the fucking papers.
It's
the star witness for the prosecution, the one who's talking to him, is nowhere to be found.
Because the biggest cases. And then when you see when George Zimmerman, there were allegations that he was chasing down Trayvon, allegations that he used the word coon, that was totally dispelled after they went through the tapes. But all that was on the front fucking page.
Page 22, page 19, and page 22.
For the star witness.
Anyone that doesn't think that the media is fucking in on it somehow,
exactly.
You're blind.
Because they can't have a real conversation about what they just saw.
Unbelievable.
You can't talk like we're talking about this broad.
No, you do. You saw what happens on Twitter. I must have been called a racist fucking 50 times at least last night, getting into nothing but factual discussions.
The Post is still calling her a girlfriend. This is the media.
They made it clear it wasn't Trayvon's girlfriend.
Get off. And this is her picture with 12-year-old Trayvon's picture in the circle.
12-year-old
Last words
Trayvon.
of Trayvon Martin said in a call to girlfriend Rachel Jeantel before his phone cut out.
And that wasn't the last words.
Wow.
There was all kinds of speculation as to who she heard. In the deposition, she said it might be Trayvon. And then they asked her, they reiterated, who is that on the phone? Well, it might have been
Right.
It might have been Trayvon. And then she gets on the stand and goes, it was Trayvon. And then the defense attorney goes, let's look back at your deposition where you said it might have been.
See? They can't even get the basic facts right.
Yeah, they say girlfriend.
The papers are horrendous.
They're despicable, man.
They get shit wrong every fucking day.
They will stick to the initial thing. There's no further investigation to it. George Zimmerman was not on a neighborhood watch that night. He was a neighborhood watch guy, but he was taking his car to Target. He was getting in his car and leaving to go to Target.
Well, let's get the audio on.
Yeah,
because it's terrific. Wow. There's some real comedy here today, please.
God. After he said that, what did you say anything back to him, or did he say anything back to you?
Yes, I asked him how the man looked like. He just told me the man looked creepy. And
he said the man looked creepy.
Creepy white.
Okay.
Excuse my English cracker.
Okay, and what did you say?
Creepy white what?
He said, excuse my English cracker.
Creepy white, excuse my English, cracker.
Oh.
Yeah.
She dropped the N-bomb too, right?
Yeah, because...
She dropped some N-bombs, but they dumped out of that on CNN.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
They dumped it on CNN?
They were bleeping her saying cracker.
Yeah, all of a
They
sudden...
bleeped her saying cracker.
All of a sudden, they would just cut the audio. And I was like, oh, they're having a problem with the feed. I didn't even know at first. I didn't even know at first.
That's why I go with
You're the fucking news, you stupid fucks.
Oh, my God.
And you're allowed to have any word you want on your network.
There's a pure internet feed you got to go with. No news
I had no idea
carrying it.
I just thought they were having technical difficulties at first.
Wow.
Until I found out later on.
Yeah, it's amazing. They bleep it out, and then they were bleeping the fact that Trayvon, they try to pin a lot of racism on George Zimmerman, the fact that he's like, oh, he's a black man. Remember when the news, NBC, edited his recording to make it sound like he just blurted out he's a black man, trying to be make him as a racist? Well, Trayvon sees this guy who he assumes is white, and he's like, oh, this crazy-ass cracker. Fucking... racist.
Yeah, the only one that said racist stuff was Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon. It's the only one on the phone that was saying racist stuff. Oh, he said coon. No, he said it was cold. And they proved that. And then Trayvon is like, oh, racist ass crack. Oh, this nigga's still following me. Like, it's all this shit.
All right, back to Rachel.
Okay, and what did you say? Okay, they're having trouble hearing you, so take your time.
Creepy ass. Was just looking at him.
That's CNN.
Oh.
Okay. And I know you grew up in a Haitian family, so make sure that everybody can hear you. Try to speak as clear. Okay.
Can you read?
They're blaming her horrible English on the fact that she grew up in a Haitian family.
And then this was another great thing I saw. A lot of black people tweeting last night saying that the defense was saying they couldn't hear her on purpose, even though they could completely understand her, to make her look bad.
Well, because people are assholes.
But you couldn't understand her.
Well, people are assholes, too, because you could hear the feed on TV, but in the courtroom, it's a whole different world.
Right. Yeah.
Stenographer couldn't hear her.
Right.
That was the stenographer.
And the stenographer is pretty much sitting right next to her. But she's mic'd, obviously, for the broadcast.
Yeah.
So people like at home are so stupid, they're thinking, oh, I can hear every word she's saying. But she's pretty much whispering in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Repeat what your answer was, please. Creepy ass. What's the question?
The question was they want you to repeat your answer when you said what you asked him. What
I asked him how the man looked like. He looked like a creepy ass crack.
Okay. Now you make sure we got that. Creepy.
I had asked the man look like. I had asked the man look like.
Mean like a white individual?
Yes.
Isn't it crazy?
What did you say to him, or what did he say to you after that?
So he told me the man was looking at him. So I had to think it might have been a rapist. And you don't know the area. It might have been a rapist.
But they're dumping out. They're the news. And I don't know a white guy. I don't know one white guy that gets mad at the word cracker. So who's getting bothered by that language?
Any word, by the way, that's said in this context of a news broadcast of a live trial that's going on, you shouldn't bleep anything.
Of
I don't
course.
care if it's cracker, nigger, anything. Should not be fucking bleeped in this context. How can you say that any word can't be used in the context of a trial?
A murder trial.
For a murder trial.
Right. A live broadcast of a murder trial.
Where you want to see all the information.
I get it.
I
get it.
Oh.
Because it was Trayvon saying it.
Oh, right.
It doesn't look good for the narrative.
Right.
But it's funny, they played Coon a lot when they
my
thought
God.
Zimmerman said it.
Right. Remember that? On the news, they were like, over and over. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Oh, what are you hearing there? Is that Coon? Oh, that's Coon. I hear it. Oh, it could be something else. They analyzed it. Now, the second it's like, well, what did Trayvon say? Oh, he said, crazy ass, crazy. Cut it out. Cut it out. Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Interesting, though,
It's
how
exhausting
they
what
left
they
it
do.
in
Right.
when it was supposedly Zimmerman.
Uh-huh.
All right. She explains why she didn't go to the funeral. The star witness.
The funeral, why I didn't go to the viewing?
The Awakening.
I didn't want to see the body. I did agree with my friend Oliver to go. You gotta understand.
In order...
You got to understand. You the last person to talk to the person, and he down on the phone. After you talk to him, you got to understand what I'm trying to tell you. I'm the last person. You don't know how I felt. You think I really want to go see the body after I just talked to him?
I understand what you're saying, but what you did instead was instead of saying...
I did not even know he was out. I did not even watch the news. I don't watch the news. I heard there was on the media. There was on local news. I did not know about that.
Okay, I knew that it was emotionally difficult for you to decide whether or not to go to the memorial service.
Yes.
And you decided not to.
I decided not to go.
Sure. And then what you did in order to explain that to Ms. Fulton and then to Mr. Della Rianda under oath was that you created a lie and said that you'd gone to the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of fucking fib. A lot of fibbing on her part, but you gotta understand.
She starts getting annoyed. This is where it got good.
Oh, she starts getting a little annoyed at the...
She's pretty much had it.
This is taking a little too long. And she has her court nails on and everything, and she won't get out on the town.
She wants out of there now.
There was a tweet that she made saying, oh, I got my court nails on. She's very happy with her manicure. And she got her court nails on. They deleted that from her string of tweets that they had deleted the day before she testified, because there were a lot of tweets of inappropriate things, her drinking, smoking weed, things like that. So, yeah.
So what you are saying is that, indeed, what you told Mr. Crump in this recorded interview, that what George Zimmerman said in response to him saying, what you following me, or why you following me, George Zimmerman said, what are you talking about?
Oh, that's what you're talking about? No.
Karen, I think we'll have to address the recording itself. Should I
had told you. You listening?
Yes, ma'am.
I had told you what happened to me in Crump interview. I had Rush on it. Are you listening?
One more time, I'm sorry, I was distracted. Oh. You told me what?
He's
that
doing
right
it on
there,
purpose.
Right there, he's absolutely fucking her.
He's doing it on purpose.
Absolutely
He knows,
annoying her.
He knows he's got her, and he knows
He's getting
that
her.
if he, continues, she's gonna fucking lose it a little bit.
You want that moment that the movies have, the lawyer TV shows,
right,
where the lawyer gets the fucking
right,
person on the stand so upset that they explode, they do something that the jury looks at and goes, oh boy.
I'm telling you, today might be different, though, because last night they probably prepped her and said, look, he's doing this on purpose. he's trying to get you upset.
She's unpreppable though.
Yeah, I strongly
She's
disagree with
unpreppable.
Jimmy. They're certainly sitting her down and discussing everything, but
Yeah.
she's going to blow it today.
Maybe
I
for
guarantee it.
maybe for the first few minutes.
Right, but she doesn't have it in her to keep calm.
You're right. She doesn't have it in her to fucking.
There'll be
prep.
more of this today. It'll take a while.
The second she gets pissed, she's going to start doing that sassy thing.
If she's up there for 2 hours, she'll have an attitude.
Making soup in those pants, sitting there.
I'm just hoping they make her try to read. Oh my God, please!
When she was doing that,
and you know
she's
they're
like,
trying to figure out how to do that without making it obvious that they were kind of.
Oh, they just got to throw the deposition at her and say, "Well, I want you to review this."
Oh, yeah,
that's great.
Well, she was reviewing it, but it was so obvious she doesn't know how to read.
No, and then they'd
My
ask her
stupid
questions
opinion.
about what she supposedly just reviewed,
Right.
and she had no clue.
Right.
It's like, well, you just read your deposition.
Right. She's not. She can't read.
This is a great witness to watch.
One more time, I'm sorry, I was distracted. You told me what?
I had told you during the interview between me and Crump, I had rushed on it. And before that interview, I had told them if they have if the officer want to talk to me, they could talk to me to know exactly what happened. And I had told you that on the depot. And I had told you, and it said it right there, I rushed on it. I had told you I rushed on it.
When you say you rushed on it, meaning you hadn't thought it through carefully to be sure that you spoke?
I just told it.
That you told
Trayvon Park. Literally told Trayvon Park.
You're saying that you rushed through it and you didn't think about it carefully enough to be sure that you told it accurately?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
She's starting to tap on the fucking the fucking wood in front of her. Oh boy.
How do you stop? I'm becoming consumed with rage for the press. It's all I can think of when I think of our country.
We've known this for years.
I know, but I can't.
For years.
It's almost like, but I can't even think anymore.
It's so infuriating.
They're so fucking hateable.
Yeah.
I started down this road when we got fired, and how they just reported everything completely wrong with us, and then that opened my stupid eyes. I was like, "Whoa! If they're getting our dumb stuff wrong, what else are they getting wrong out there?"
Everything, apparently.
And I've been pretty much obsessed with it since.
Yeah.
God, that's fucking terrible. I guess
they
because
can't
you're
even they can't even get the basic shit right in the paper or on the news.
You believe growing up that they're right, and I guess that's what it is. It's like how
well you believe they were unbiased
or
too,
at least trying to be honest,
right?
Yeah.
Like you don't think that they're fucking liars. Like they're liars.
Oh yeah, they're complete liars.
They're fucking liars.
They have a story. They have a narrative. They have a case that they want to go the way they want it to go, what makes the better story. And they will lie and just completely fabricate shit, twist things around in order for it to be what they want it to be. They want a white guy to have shot an unarmed black child over nothing but his overzealousness and racism. That's what they want. Anything that deviates from that, they will twist around and try to fit it into that narrative. And the more that comes out that proves that isn't the case, they just eliminate it.
They bury
it on fucking pages of the newspaper. They bury it in,
Or they
their
lie in the
broadcast, or they
Post.
lie about
They
it.
lie.
That's the fucking world we're in as far as what the news is telling you, people. So, do your own fucking research or be an ignorant, uninformed puppet of these news agencies.
More importantly, she got annoyed because she has to come back today.
Oh, she certainly did.
I was kind of bummed out they stopped it.
I think it was a mistake, actually. I think you should have kept going.
I was
because,
all in.
Kept going.
She'll be prepared today. Not as good as she needs to be,
Right.
but way better than he had her off guard last night.
He should have kept going.
I think this defense attorney is good, but I also think he's kind of a fucking dummy, and that knock-knock joke is an insight into his instincts, which are not amazing.
Not good instincts.
No.
No.
Not amazing.
No.
Can we break for the day, Judge?
Any objections?
I'd like to continue, but I defer to the court. But
how much more time do you think that you need to finish your cross?
Well, I certainly wouldn't. I don't know for sure. I would think we should plan on at least a couple of hours.
What? Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break for the evening. Everybody still remains seated.
What?
Including you, Mr. Intel, please remain seated.
She was ready to get up.
Yeah, the one clip we missed was when she said,
For you?
Oh, you got it.
Oh, here
where
it is.
Is it the one where she's where they said, "Are you refusing to come back?" That one. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, hit that.
Take as much time as you want. Read the whole thing if you want. Or maybe we could break until the morning if that was.
No. I'm leaving down today.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I'm leaving today. Nope.
I'm leaving today.
Are you refusing to come back tomorrow?
To you?
Are you refusing
Okay,
to come?
we need to keep this a question and answer about her testimony. Any other matters dealing with scheduling, I will make that decision.
Oh, yeah, the judge.
She was right.
If
The
you'll
judge was
continue
right.
Oh, yeah.
please.
Are you refusing to come back tomorrow?
but
The
it's
judge is
really-
like, nah, not in my court, motherfuckers.
But it's really bad that she's bothered that she's in court.
She's terrible, dude.
You gotta.
Oh my God, she's going to be eaten alive today.
And here's what it is:
I
you
can't
could
wait for this shit.
You could
today.
think of her intent, the reason why she's upset being there, why she doesn't want to be there, all that. You could speculate all you want about that. The only thing that matters in this case is what the jury sees and thinks and how it will affect their decision. When they see the prosecution's star witness and this attitude that she doesn't even want to be there, her testimony is so just lackadaisical about what happened and yeah, I'll tell you, but you know what? I'd rather not even be here. Oh, these lawyers, this, the court, the judge, that. It doesn't make the jury go, wow, what she said, yeah, I really got to consider that. It's insane.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
It was a busy news day yesterday, my God.
Oh, my goodness. I just can't wait till I'm going to watch a little more of her later on. That's
Watch the
for sure.
news feed, though. Dude, I didn't know they dumped out of it till you just played. That ruined my day.
Oh,
That ruined my fucking day.
I didn't know until after the fact. I really thought they might be
Infuriating.
having technical problems while she was up there.
But that's why they did it.
There are a lot of live feeds of this case when you just put in Zimmerman trial live, and there's a bunch of links. Some of them are news sites, though. Like there's the NBC affiliate in Florida, right? And they have the feed from the courtroom, and they talk over it. They put graphics. They do things like that. And then there's just the raw fucking video feed. That's the one to watch if you don't want to, see those cuts.
This is what I would say. It's too late for network TV. It's too late. They're long gone. They're fucking crazy people. They're fucking ridiculous. The internet has a great opportunity here, but you see that time and time again. They're going the way of the networks, and they're starting to bleep out their feeds or pixelating a fucking nipple or what have you.
No need.
You're the place to go right now.
Yeah.
Because people are fed up. So don't make the same mistakes they made.
Yep.
It's kind of like sort of what's going on here a little bit.
Yeah.
We satellite radio is way ahead of regular radio.
You got to search it out, find the good stuff.
But don't make the same mistakes. People
No,
do
they
want
will.
a raw feed of this.
They always will.
Well, but
it's amazing.
You see the sites going the same way. They're like, oh boy, our website, we can't have that either. We can't. We have advertisers now, and they might be offended. Somebody might be offended of it.
Apple TV works great too. You have an Apple TV with the computer. You get the feed up, and then you just pop it up. I was watching it on my big screen. Hey, good morning,
Thank
Jackie.
you, Jackie. Wow, this was
Morning.
perfectly placed.
Oh, that's
Just
not.
where I
Look
needed
at
it.
Oh, you
little
picked the right
happy
font and
immediately.
everything. Thank you.
Oh, what good font choices.
Yay.
Is right.
Look at your little hat today. You look so pretty.
I always like an intern in a hat. I think that makes the day go better for everyone.
Could you throw that hat up in the air and say,
"We're gonna make it after all"?
Now you guys are singing together when they come
what?
in.
Well, she's got the Mary Tyler Moore hat, and she's a small town girl in the big city trying to make it.
Yeah, she dropped it right there. I could just look down and read
Living
it with
in New
no
York City
convenience,
for the
no
summer.
convenience. Perfect.
That's right, with her Mary
Good
Tyler
job.
Moore hat.
This kid's good.
Tweets for Rachel Jeantel. Rachel Jeantel didn't lie to cover up evidence. She lied because she couldn't deal with pain. That's nothing to be shameful about. People.
And let me tell you, the down racial lines, the difference between opinions and what people think about this case down racial lines is astounding. Every person that has bitched at me about even just spelling out facts on this case, has 90% of them are black people.
All right, well,
that are mad at me.
Well, here's a black lady. Her tweet: "Pray for Rachel Jeantel. She needs strength and wisdom we can't offer her.
Strength
and wisdom we can't offer her. Uplift her. Don't tear her apart." Then Not Charles Barkley, which is a great Twitter account to follow. Lawyer: "We need her for a few more hours tomorrow. Rachel Jeantel. Ain't nobody got time for that. Time for that."
Oh, Lord, it's a fire.
Big Daddy, it looks like a black guy, he writes, "She just snapped on the attorney. I'm through. Rachel Jeantel is the realest person on earth right now."
This isn't a fucking movie, people. This isn't some movie where the sassy black girl gets in there and gives a what of it to the fucking lawyers. This is a guy's life hanging in the balance on a murder charge. She's the star prosecution witness. This isn't just... This isn't the girl that played Precious.
Right.
No matter how much you want to think it is, that ain't her. This isn't an uplifting movie where at the end everything works out.
I'm surprised no one made the connection that Precious...
Jesus Christ, right? You know, no one tweeted that she looked like Precious.
Oh, they did, Ann.
Wow, did they? I must have missed all of those.
If you're not the first one in with that...
Just stop.
If you're tweeting that 2 hours after she's been on TV...
Yeah, if she's on the stand for 5 minutes,
right.
Just don't bother.
If you're one of the first ones in, fine, but...
There was a good one last night. Yeah, somebody said she looked like Bismarcky.
See?
That made me laugh.
There you go with the twist. Black girl writes on Twitter yesterday, "Twitter thugs harassing Rachel Jeantel. To me, Twitter thugs harassing Rachel Jeantel to me are no better than George Zimmerman. She didn't cause this or choose this."
Oh, boy.
You harass her because it was completely out of the ordinary.
She's a terrible witness. It was out of the, or was it out of the ordinary? I don't even fucking know. All I know is she came off as very ignorant, uneducated. She came off as uneducated. How the fuck is she going into the 12th grade? How did she, even though she's 18 going into the 12th grade next year, how did she get through all of those years of school, passed along, when she does not even have a command of the English language?
Well, we got Rachel, she's calling our show right now. And I just checked the area code. This is legit.
Oh, wow.
Rachel Jeantel from Florida. What's up?
You can't handle the motherfucking truth.
Oh, is that a...
You seem nicer today.
A few good men right there. That's right on.
A few good men.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Rachel Jeantel is brave and real. Shame on anyone who makes fun or criticize her. Support her. Love her.
No! Why?
She came across as a dummy that was frustrated that she had to be there for her, quote, friend.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Boy.
That's the only way to see this one.
Oh, she's 19? Yeah, she's 19 going into the 12th grade. That's wonderful.
Look, man, we all know someone that got left back.
Yeah, I hear you.
Looking at Rachel Jeantel's mentions, people are so cruel. I'm personally proud of you, Rachel. Very genuine and honest.
Genuine. That's what
prayers for you.
That's what the news was saying. Headline news, fucking all those MSNBC. She's so real. She's authentic. What does that mean?
They literally are these fucking cowards.
Yes.
Won't criticize a black person. It's so bizarre.
If that was a white girl, let's just say it's a white girl, 19-year-old white girl, she gets up on the stand and sounded that ignorant, they would speculate that she had mental problems. And they would absolutely talk about, like, that didn't go well because, she didn't have a command of the English language. She didn't understand the questioning. But she's black, so they're like, she's keeping it real.
Well, we definitely got a couple black people that are keeping it real with their tweets. This black woman, she writes, Rachel Jeantel is a disgrace to us. I'm appalled at her controversial testimony. I'm praying the truth prevails.
Oh.
And then a black guy. Before I hung up the phone, I would have told Rachel Jeantel not to testify.
Yeah, no shit. Star witness.
Another black person here. George Zimmerman's lawyer tried to destroy the credibility of the prosecution's star witness, Rachel Jeantel.
Jenny Hudson, idiot.
Yeah, you want to...
Oh, is she a dummy?
What did she say?
She was on headline news with Dr. Drew.
She's becoming a star with Dr. Drew.
Dr. Drew, and she's rambling on.
Babbling?
What a fucking henna-headed dope she is.
What did she say? You found it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, great.
Jenny Hutt.
Yeah, Jenny Hutt.
Thank you. So, listen, I loved this witness. I loved her for the prosecution. And here's why. I believed her. I watched her today as though I were a juror at home, and I felt like she was without guile. She was just there to do the right thing today.
If guile is education, then you're right.
Prior, I felt like she was there telling the truth. I felt her emotion, and I felt like she was a kid when this went down. She's still a kid, and frankly, there are funerals that I haven't shown up to because it was too much for
Your
me
career
to take
here?
as a 43-year-old grown woman. This
She's only
girl is going
43?
through so
Oh, my
much.
God.
And look at her, so composed being there. To be
That's
a witness
horrible.
in this trial, I think she perhaps is a little naive and a little innocent in life.
What?
And I believe her, and I think the jury will too.
Well, we're going to break her.
No, they won't.
These are real people. She's not a professional. We're going to see some expert
Right.
witnesses that get paid
Can I
to
ask you a
testify.
question?
This is a teenager. And I think the
there is
women
truth to that. Like sometimes, her being uncomfortable or talking low, that didn't bother me because
That's
again,
fine,
she's
right.
not used to doing this. She's in a
Exactly.
murder trial on television. She wants to go home. She knows she's a big fatso. But it was some of the the lying.
It was
under
the
oath
attitude, man.
and the lying.
Right.
Yeah, let's stick to the
You can't
facts.
lie in a deposition in a fucking murder trial, especially if you're 18 or 17. You know, she's not 9.
And another thing is, yes, the prosecution's job is to prepare that person for the stand like that. Prepare that person, whether they're a teen or not. There are very fucking amazingly brave children, 6 and 7-year-olds, that have testified in court and done an amazing job.
She's not preparable.
At that.
I want to read a couple more of these tweets. People are really mean for bashing Rachel Jeantel, and majority of the people doing it are black, and that's a black lady. I did see a lot of black people beating the crap out of her, too, yes. Just now watching Rachel Jeantel's testimony, she's still being questioned by the prosecution. I feel she's very credible at this point.
Yeah, she's incredible. Unbelievable. How do people... What are they watching? You can't look at her and be like, well, that's what the prosecution needs the jury to see. That witness.
Mr. Perry on Twitter, black guy, says, one last thought. I blame that whole being Rachel ghetto ignorant movement, not Rachel Jeantel, if Zimmerman walks free. Some punctuation in there. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. All right. Rachel Jeantel's appearance is a step too far, but lying under oath, her inarticulate, hostile showing compromises the Zimmerman trial. That's a black guy, too.
Yeah, it does.
Y'all gonna let Rachel Jeantel make it? The girl is in high school. She keeps it real. She's tired.
Keeps it real. Is keeping it real in the black community sounding like an ignorant motherfucker? Not having no command of the English language? Being belligerent to any authority figure? Is that keeping it real? You fucking idiots.
We got a black woman. She tweeted, it bothers me that those on CNN are bothered by Rachel Jeantel saying cracker, but Paula Dean admits to using the N-word frequently.
But
30 years ago.
But that bothered people. What do you mean? Like, why is she saying they were outraged that Paula Dean said nigger? They fired her. She lost every sponsor because she admitted saying it 30. What are you talking about?
She's losing sponsors as we speak. They're throwing her out of everything.
Rachel Jeantel, a.k.a. Precious, made me so freaking hot today. She proves why education is necessary for our youth. She was ridiculous. Black woman.
Here you go.
Another black woman. Maybe Rachel Jeantel was having difficulty reading on the stand. She is returning to 12th grade at the age of 19. What would you expect? See, I mean, yeah. So, you know.
Keith Robinson hated her. I saw Keith.
Oh, did he?
Really? He was the first one I heard call her Precious. That made me laugh.
God damn it.
I saw him at the cell last night. He's like, oh, that bitch bugs me. He was really a man.
Bugs me.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like her.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Yeah.
A black woman, I'm just about done here. Unacceptable to attack Rachel Jeantel. She's a young girl in an awful situation without the skills to cope and manage it gracefully.
There's this inability by the white media, especially mainstream media, white people, to criticize a black person, and then when they're a girl and a teen, there's this thing like you can only make excuses for them. And then you get someone like Jenny Hutt, who is so blinded by white guilt, I would assume, that she can't even see that this witness was completely awful for the prosecution.
Get her on the phone.
Yeah, let's talk to her today.
Get her on the phone.
Yes, please.
She looks good on TV, though. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Jenny looks really good on
she
TV.
Looks good on TV?
She does. She looks great, actually, on Dr. Drew's show. She looked really hot.
And she's becoming a thing for Dr. Drew. Good for her.
Yeah, I'm happy for her.
Now that she doesn't have to deal with the Stewarts.
Yeah.
Those, let's see. Defense attorney wants in here. Let's say hi to Joe in Connecticut. Joe, how are you?
Hi, Joe.
Good morning, guys. I just wanted to give you some insight from a practicing attorney here dealing with...
Well, get it right, Joe.
Oh,
all right.
I know, right?
Practicing.
Let me tell you what's going to happen today, so you guys watch this.
All right.
They're going to prep her to be very emotional and very soft-spoken and slow. That's going to be the key to the entire thing. So she's going to come out very slow, very as elegant as she can speak, but she's going to also be very emotional and sad and maybe even tearful.
Uh-huh.
The key for the defense attorney is going to be to turn sadness into anger, which is a very fine line.
Uh-huh.
That's going to change everything. Now watch when it happens, and she's going to snap. And that Komodo dragon neck is going to absolutely go.
I think this guy's absolutely right. I think they're going to look at what was effective yesterday and what people thought was effective, and her emotion at that one part where she's talking about the funeral, that was effective. They're going to want to capitalize on that, get more of those moments, but she is incapable of holding that for any length of time.
And I just want to tag what he's saying. We were all waiting for that moment yesterday. It was almost there.
Almost.
The what? And what? Today you get the moment. Today you get it. You're going to get something amazing today. It might take a while, but you watch.
Is the guy still on the phone?
Yes.
Hey, I think that to the defense...
Oh, no, he
attorney,
just hung up.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
shit.
Oh.
I think she's going to do a better job than people think today because they had her last night, and I think that when I say had her, it's like, I'm not saying, I understand why she's upset, of course. And, she didn't ask to be put in this place. But I mean, I think that she'll be much better prepared today, and I'm telling you, I think the defense attorney's instincts were right, but I think that he's a dope on some level, and I think that she will be a much better witness for them today.
Well, here's something that you might have missed also. When he said we'd like to recess until tomorrow, the prosecution wanted to continue.
Yes.
Now, why would the prosecution want her to keep continuing when she was right on the verge of fucking blowing up?
Because I think the prosecution was hoping to finish the testimony today
Get her
and
off.
get it over with. Yeah. I don't think the prosecution even saw a couple more hours.
Yeah.
He wanted to get it done with.
I disagree. I don't think you can prepare her properly, and it's going to get ugly today.
I think at the beginning you're going to see exactly what that guy that just called
but you're going to see it unravel.
Right.
And I'm telling you, we're going to have that moment today that we all sort of were hoping for yesterday.
Sassy black woman
Something
moment?
that will be, one for the ages.
That fucking
something.
Wheelbarrow tire tube around her neck. She's gonna go,
Woody Mandela got a hold of her.
Oh, wow. Very good. We should break.
We got our grub here.
We got to talk about Hernandez. That is a fucked up story up there in Boston. Aaron Hernandez.
What a fucking psycho.
Yeah, we got the timeline. They are,
he's finished, man.
We'll get. Oh, obviously, we'll get into it next. But basically, they feel very confident with what they have gathered so far.
Feeling pretty confident, are you?
And they're pretty much saying that he pulled the trigger too.
Yeah.
So we got the timeline of the events that went down with Aaron Hernandez, the tight end for the Patriots.
A gangster. He's a thug, yo.
They just signed an extension, $40 million for 5 years.
23 years old.
You think they'll pay it
old.
off? You think they'll pay off his deal?
23 years old. He was going to make $8 million a year for the next 5.
How do you?
What are you doing?
How do you not
What are you
give that
doing?
any thought?
Dude, by the time he was 28, he would have made $40 million.
Another $40 million. He was already making a shitload of money.
And this isn't one of these spur of the moment, like someone said something, did something, he walked in, seen his wife being fucked by some guy, and pulls out a gun.
Premeditated.
This is, he had to think this out and think, I have this life, $40 million contract, fucking NFL. Let me weigh it against like a premeditated murder.
He had enough time, probably a few hours, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
To hash that
To
out.
figure it out. And now they're all already hinting about concussions and all that shit.
Yeah.
Was his mind right? Does it have something to do with playing in the NFL?
Roid rage or whatever.
They're hinting at that a little bit. Well, maybe he had it in him the whole time. I don't know.
A lot of these football players are very aggressive people. Very aggressive.
Wow, what a dope.
Yeah.
Wow, is right.
I was thinking the same thing yesterday. We were talking at the cellar last night. I'm like, he had $40 million coming in. Like you said, a spur of the moment fight. But to actually plan out and shoot a guy because he was talking to people you don't like, stop being friends with him. Go make your $40 million.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we're kind of doing it, so we should continue here. So he goes to the strip club with his friend. Rumors. We've been to Rumors.
Ooh.
Over the years.
Look out. Rumors.
And they're hanging out. They're friends, supposedly. I don't know how good.
Oh, best of.
You think they were besties?
I have no idea, but
they were
if you
definitely
shoot 'em
friends.
5 times.
5 times you get shot?
Yeah.
They call it a Boston nightclub, but I'm hearing it was Rumors, a strip club. And then this guy, Hernandez, his friend there, is talking to some people in the place, and Hernandez is like, "What the fuck? Why is he talking to those people? He doesn't like those people." Hernandez doesn't like these people. So
Kind of gang thing? What is it?
So he's feeling like, what the fuck? Why are you talking to them?
Talk to them.
And that started the rage in Aaron Hernandez. And then Hernandez calls 2 buddies from Connecticut. Says, get up here.
His boys.
So Hernandez and the 2 pals pick up Lloyd at Lloyd's home in a silver Nissan Altima at 2:30 in the morning, a car he rented.
When did he rent it? That day?
The day of his death.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Wait,
day of his death.
who had the car?
Hernandez supposedly
Hernandez.
rented this Nissan. I don't know why. I would assume he's got some cars.
To put I'll tell you what, if he had to move a body, that way he was hoping to do that, then
So
get
that
the car
means
washed
earlier
for
in the
DNA
day.
evidence.
Maybe.
Oh, wait. So are we talking a day later then, maybe?
Oh, maybe he already had it for some reason. I don't know.
That I'm not sure of, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out how many hours between them hanging out at the strip club and
Right.
and the murder. I'm not sure if it was the same night now. Was it? Does anyone know this?
I'm not sure.
Because that would be the key to the rental.
Yeah. Probably for forensic evidence, he thought better to do it in this
But
car.
if he rented the car after the fact, after the beef in the nightclub, shit, we kind of need to know that. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. All right, so they pick up Lloyd at Lloyd's home in this rented car that Hernandez rented the day that they killed him, or allegedly killed him. A series of surveillance video cameras captured images of Hernandez's car traveling to that industrial park. Yeah, but before they got video of the car actually going down the gravel road in an industrial park, they also got surveillance of him leaving the home with a gun.
Oh, good one.
Wow.
He's sunk.
He's in trouble.
Big trouble.
Employees working overnight shifts near where Lloyd's body was found heard gunshots fired between 3:23 a.m. and 3:27 a.m. When the Pats tight end returned home around 3:30. I was reading in another paper this morning that it was an execution shooting, and they're pretty much convinced that Hernandez pulled the trigger.
Wow.
5 shots.
Wait, so
I don't
he
have
has
it in
friends
this
come
timeline.
up first?
He has these 2 guys come up, but they didn't arrest these 2 guys.
He had them come up before the murder?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was to hide the body. I thought
He was
might
pissed off, and he called his buddies. He texted them. I think it was a text, like, get up here. Yeah.
First of all, you never should text. You should call because you can't.
Oh, boy.
When the Pats tight end returned home around 3:30 a.m., surveillance video showed him walking through his house holding a pistol. Okay, so they got him going back in the house with the pistol.
What a fucking dummy.
Lloyd, who's now dead, was dating the sister of Hernandez's fiancée. The victim's mom declined a comment about the news of the player's arrest. A home security system, including video surveillance equipment, was intentionally destroyed at Hernandez's pad. He also tried to destroy his phone.
Throw it in the tub, you dope.
And he also
Not good trigger discipline right there in that picture.
that's when he was 19. TMZ's got a picture of him holding a pistol at 19. And he also hired a cleaning crew the next day to clean up his house.
I have those come over after parties. Cleaning crew.
I need to know about the rental car.
Oh.
Yeah, and what did those guys do? I didn't real. I thought they were. I thought it was to hide a body. I didn't realize that they were before the guy got shot.
They didn't arrest the guys.
They're probably talking.
Oh,
You bet they're talking.
Yeah,
You
maybe
fucking
that's
bet
it.
they're talking.
Okay, maybe that's what's going on.
So
there.
what happened? Well, how would you like it? English, French, or Spanish?
Give me pen and paper. I'll draw a diagram. Here's what happened.
Nobody you called at 2:30 in the morning is going to prison for 30 years.
Right.
Because you're a hothead.
Yeah, the guy he shot was his future brother-in-law.
It's just a disastrous.
He was dating
fucking
his
story.
fiance's sister, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, and this guy knows a little bit more about the rental car. Jeff in Delaware.
Mr. Hernandez, hello.
Yeah, it happened 3 days after the strip club. He rented it 3 days after the day of the death, the murder. He got the rental car that morning, but that was 3 days after.
3 days after strip club. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So he definitely got the rental car. So because he was premeditating this whole thing.
For 3 days, he was angry that somebody.
Oh.
Okay, so he did get the. Oh wow! So he got the rental car, hoping that would help hide the fact that he's gonna fucking kill his friend.
Something else must have happened too. I'm going to say,
of course,
something else was going on. One of them might have been fucking the other one. Maybe the future brother-in-law fucked his fiance and he found. This is more than an argument at a strip club.
Threesome with the two sisters.
Something.
He was heard saying, "I can't trust anyone." Hernandez said that after the strip club incident. Whatever went down there. All the reporting is that the guy who's now dead was talking to a couple of people that Hernandez didn't like.
Was having a fight with or something.
Right.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be one of these fucking. If they're that close, where they're dating the sisters, two sisters. Something happened.
Something
girl-wise. I bet a chick. I bet it's all about a chick.
His fiance, and again, I'm purely speculating.
Yeah.
Or maybe he believes this guy fucked his fiance or some weird shit. Because you don't execute a guy a couple days later because you think he was talking to guys you're fighting with.
Yeah, because you got 2 days to calm down. So whatever happened was something that he just couldn't calm down from.
He found a text.
Sign a $40 million contract. You're not worried about maybe some financial thing of, a few bucks here or there. Yeah, this is personal.
He just threw his whole life away.
Oh,
just like that. Just like that.
I think I'm going to delve into my
what
fucking
a goose.
Eggy Waggies.
And to somebody who,
this guy, he's saying he rented all sorts of cars all the time.
Oh yeah,
for his friends to use.
Hey, what a guy!
They found a matching bullet casing in the car that he rented,
and the bubble gum. You know the bubblegum thing?
No.
His ATM card, this is what someone told me, it was found that he had bought some kind of a weird cotton candy bubblegum or whatever the flavor was, and they found a piece of it spit out by the body.
Oh, boy.
Which was either the guy who was shot was chewing it or he was chewing it. It was some weird gum. It was like
cotton candy.
It was cotton candy gum.
Chulies?
But it was a flavor that everybody doesn't buy.
Oh.
And this dunce either gave it to the guy who he shot or he spit it out, but it's on his credit card record. What are you looking for? Airline miles, you dumb cunt?
Dude, they're very confident in this.
Oh, they got him.
In what they got.
It seems like it.
Very confident.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Now let's see where the media buries Fatso tomorrow.
Yeah.
And to the person who tweeted that the media did something about saying no flash photography before the testimony, I don't remember hearing that, but
I don't either.
somebody tweeted me that, and I don't know what you mean.
Oh.
Maybe it did happen.
Interesting.
Stunt brain. Holy shit, your coverage of Zimmerman's trial may be the best on radio and TV. Well, because we try to keep it fucking real and honest.
We're keeping it real.
Wait a minute. Oh, I thought this was the Mr. Zimmerman from Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh, no.
The guard that Doc
Jimmy.
cut off his fingers in front of. Mr. Zimmerman! And he plinked those three fingers into the box.
Yep.
What the fuck is this about? Heath in New York.
Yes. Are you in a bar?
No. Good morning, boys.
Hi, Heath.
Hey, buddy.
Aaron Hernandez also has another case against him for shooting somebody in the face. I noticed there's a pending case against him.
Oh, shit. I shot Marvin in the face.
Shot someone in the face where? You're saying Florida?
I think it was in Florida.
Boy, they gave him a $40 million contract extension, but drop a racial epithet and you're finished.
Apparently, yeah. He's nuts.
Wait, they knew that he has a pending where he shot someone in the face and they gave him a contract extension? Kind of slowing down what Jimmy said, yeah. In this crazy world we live in.
Oh,
but you use a dirty word and they get rid of you?
Right, apparently, that's the NFL.
This world is fucked up. It's a strange fucking world.
Sam, can we look that up? Is that true? We'll make sure that that's true.
I think he did shoot someone in the face. I remember hearing that.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, good gracious.
Shoot
him in the face.
All right, brother.
That's why I don't own a gun.
Oh.
That's why.
Congratulations on the gay thing, by the way, Heath.
What?
He's like, what? All right, brother. Thanks for the call. All right. Does the gay thing mean we're going to have to go to a lot more weddings?
Not
That's a great point. Fuck.
God, I hope not.
More weddings.
God, I hope not. I was kind of against it because I just don't like going to weddings. That was my whole stance on it. Not because it shouldn't happen, but I don't want to go to more fucking weddings.
Those gay weddings just look like a bore, though. They don't look good. It's very civil, very just like standing there.
You've been to one?
No, you see them on the news.
Yeah, I've never been to one.
They just stand there in front of like a fucking mayor or some shit.
I would assume if, the floodgates are open and the gays are going to be, marrying, that we're all going to be stuck going to more weddings.
Well, this actually only gives them rights to marital rights in states that already allow marriages. It doesn't actually open up more marriages in more states that don't have gay marriage yet. I think that's still a states' rights issue. But this, if you are married in a state, you get all the perks, all the federal perks that you would get as a married straight couple. Yeah.
I'm so happy the Supreme Court did that. Good for them, man.
CNN, when it all went down, I think they went to, I don't know, it might have been Don Lemon. I'm trying to get my reports right.
You ever been to his party?
And they went to that, where the movement started. What's the name of the bar in New York?
Oh.
The gay bar?
Yeah,
gay place.
Let me pretend I don't know. No, I actually don't know.
No, what is it? Where the whole movement started because they were kicked out of the place.
Where the movement starts.
I know you mean
Stonewall.
Ah, Stonewall.
Oh, Sam fell right into our trap. Well, what do you know about that?
I knew there was a risk being the first person to come to it, but I thought we all took enough time getting there.
It's written right in front of me. You fell for it.
That's right, you said stone.
It's right in front of me.
Sam's gay.
Oh, Sam.
I knew it off the top of the dome.
Yeah, you fucking peck-a-licker.
Wow.
But CNN was trying to, cover this story. It was a big deal, and the reporter was outside Stonewall.
Yeah.
And he had to casually mention that they just happened to be having a kiss-off in front of the bar.
Of course they are. Guys just making out.
Not just making out, obnoxiously making out. And CNN had to kind of make believe, oh, yeah, they're just having a little kiss-off.
Oh, yeah, it's fine over there. Don't worry.
What's a kiss-off?
I don't know. It made me laugh, though. Because they were trying to downplay, because it's a big fucking story. And these guys were just over the top. They were wearing pink shirts with HIV on them.
What?
Just said HIV, and they were all just like deeply making out as the CNN reporter is trying to do his fucking report.
Kiss off, what? No problem.
You want to have one just to do it, Sam?
No.
Why not? We could film it. It'd be funny.
No, it wouldn't.
Gay people are hilarious, man. I love watching the news when things like this happen and they interview like gay and lesbian people, and they're hilarious. This means so much to me. And it's just some woman with big horn-rimmed glasses, her hair parted on the side. You're like, what the fuck is...
Not a hint of conditioner.
Oh.
Oh, Jenny Hutt's calling in 5 minutes.
Nice.
Really?
Probably more like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
well, we got to take a break.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. So tell her to stand by.
Yeah, tell her to hang out.
Tell her to stand down. Jenny Hutt next.
The Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony Show continues in moments. The Opie and Anthony Show continues.
Colin Quinn in studio.
Oh, my God.
I am Colin Quinn on the Twitter.
Carl!
Hi, guys.
Good morning,
So
Colin Quinn.
Good morning, guys.
How are
good
you?
to see Carl
If I was any
popping.
better, it would be illegal.
Oh, that's a good one.
All day you'll be hearing that.
You're a card.
Now, we got Jenny Hutt on the phone, but I want to get the first plug-in for Carl here. Unconstitutional.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, this is a great one-man show. Great. And it's going to be at the Cherry Lane Theater from July 4th through the 23rd, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay. And how
Guys,
does I
I'm
get
really
tickets?
hitting out of the park, I'll tell you the truth.
I'm going to go and
How
heckle
do you
you.
get tickets? Google it, you morons. How else do you get tickets these days?
All right.
I
there
love
you
the fact
go.
you give everybody the link. Google Unconstitutional in my name and
Google
enjoy
it.
a lovely show.
Right?
Google it.
It's great.
Thanks.
No shows on Wednesdays.
No shows Wednesdays.
Is that the day Broadway goes dark?
No, it's a religious thing for me.
Oh, okay.
Every Wednesday is Sunday. Unconstitutional.
Now we got Jenny Hutt on the phone.
Jenny Hutt.
She's now I don't know. She's like a slave for fucking Dr. Drew or something.
Dr. Drew. She's on the little panel there
Yeah.
on Headline News.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was talking last night about the Trayvon Martin Zimmerman trial.
Don't tell her. Let's
What?
just go cold.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Jenny,
Hi, guys. First of all, hi, Colin Quinn. How are you?
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
How are you?
we're very happy that you got this gig with Dr. Drew, by the way.
I know, but you're upset with me over my
What?
No, you look good on
Sorry,
TV, by the way.
witness.
You look good on
You
TV.
did look pretty good.
Thanks, guys.
Gotta be honest.
Thank you. That's very
Wasn't bad. Your hair was lustrous. Which is nice.
Is that your natural color?
not anymore.
Uh-oh.
Why would anyone choose to be a redhead?
You were that...
I wouldn't. I mean, I was born a redhead, but I'm an old
It
lady.
looks good, though.
You still red down there?
Yeah, I'm not, thankfully. Well, first of all, there isn't much down there.
Nice.
Oh, what? You got that fucking... What do you got, the mange?
Listen, in today's world, how many women have much there?
I don't know.
True.
A woman of your age, though, you'd think you'd just let it grow in at that point.
Do you clean up the butthole, though?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
There's nothing there. That's not. Yes, I've been lasered.
Oh, you've been lasered.
Jenny's a fucking trooper, man.
You lasered your ass?
Yes.
God bless
That's fucking
Did that
great.
hurt?
Yeah, that hurt. But the underarms hurt the worst.
You know what that means? I mean, she's had some little ass play going on.
Yeah, she...
No, I don't. I don't
Why
like
else
that.
would a girl want it to be?
Because for doggy style, they want it to look good.
Is that it?
do. I
Yes.
All right, Carl.
Colin actually met my husband. Colin, remember backstage at the Jerry Seinfeld
Key party?
thing?
Oh, name dropping.
What's his
Colin
name?
Quinn.
No. You would have to show. Colin doesn't realize that he knows me because we've met a bunch of times recently.
That doesn't...
But,
He's looking at your picture, and
Oh,
there's
I do
not
know
even.
you.
Oh,
huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, he met my husband at the.
He doesn't know you.
Anyway, go on.
Jenny.
He doesn't know who you are. There's a picture of you two
Right in front of his face.
I do know her.
There's
like,
no recognition.
that event.
There's no recognition whatsoever in Colin's
That's to say,
face.
it was a Jerry Seinfeld. It was like
Yes, at the Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Has no idea.
thing was for.
Oh, wow.
I remember it was a stand up for cancer.
Indeed.
Yeah, but he doesn't remember meeting
Yes.
you. He remembers the event.
All
Didn't you
right,
hear what he just did there? He was trying to help
He
you out.
remembers the cancer.
Because he's a nice guy.
Okay.
So your take on this star witness surprised all of us here at the Opie and Anthony
Really
show. 'cause
did.
What I
We
thought.
we thought we were looking at a dummy.
She was terrible, Jenny.
Listen, I don't think she. Do I think she's a super smarty pant person? No, but I don't think she was calculating. I
How...
think she was.
Jenny.
Yes,
How
she
did
was
you...
obnoxious.
How did you think that was a good witness for the prosecution? How would you think a jury would look at this girl and go, yes, this is what we're looking for as far as the prosecution having to convey to us that there was some type of murder going on that evening? How did that help the prosecution?
Well, I think what the prosecution is going to ultimately prove isn't that this was not a first-degree murder situation.
No, it wasn't second either.
This was that, in my opinion, that Zimmerman didn't like the look of Trayvon, and Zimmerman was tracking him and following him, and then Trayvon fought back, and then Zimmerman shot him.
Can I ask you a question, though? Like, you were on Dr. Drew's show, and like I said, you look good. But why, why do you... It's almost like you're spinning it to keep with the narrative. Like, when you're talking about this girl being a good witness for the prosecution, she was terrible. She was caught lying under oath. She was caught with inconsistency.
She was caught lying in one of the depositions.
That's still a lie.
Because I understand that, but I think she didn't want to. I feel like she's having a hard time being there. She was the last person to speak to him.
No, Jenny, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I apologize. And I do know that. But what I mean is when you're on Dr. Drew and you're saying, I thought she was a good... Why is the press or anybody in the press keeping with this narrative? She was an awful prosecution witness, even if you believe her.
Typically on that show, I don't keep with anyone else's perspective. I keep with my own. In any of the other cases
Rebel.
that we talked about...
The Red Rebel, they call her.
The Red Rebel.
All right, easy there. Easy, Jenny. I'm just chatting. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm aware that it's not the popular opinion with many people, but
What? Yours is the popular opinion. Yours is the opinion on every fucking mainstream
with
news.
the press, not with the people with the press.
With the tweet of the tweet of the night goes to Anthony when you said the jury. She thought it was what she was wearing.
In her ears. What's that? I gotta address the jury.
I liked that Anthony said, "Holy shit, Jenny!" I laughed. I liked it.
Do you hear what I said?
Oh no,
What,
Chip.
Chippa?
She looks zooted.
She didn't look zooted.
She didn't look zooted at all.
What are you talking about? Jenny, I just don't think she was a good witness for the prosecution. That's the bottom line. You said she was...
This is the first... This is like the third day of the trial today, I think. Yeah. And we'll see how it keeps going. I think there's going to be a lot of... there were going to be many witnesses brought, and we're going to see what the timeline was and what was right. And let's see if she gets impeached.
Now, even your quick synopsis of what happened, what you believe happened, whatever it is, that even isn't murder too, you know.
Well, let's
murder also?
Yes, murder also.
Let's see what the judge's instructions are ultimately to the jury, and let's see how it plays out. I'm not sure that he's going to get convicted, but I do think that there was I can't imagine that you guys don't think there was some element of racist something or other.
No, I don't see any racial... the only racial thing I see here on Zimmerman's part is that every time he's called the cops, the description has been a black male because that's who's been breaking into the fucking houses over there. So why wouldn't you then think another black male walking in the neighborhood could be suspicious, might want to find out where they're going, keep an eye on them while you call the police? And as you know, every murderer calls the cops and then tells them where you are at every minute. But that's the only racial element, is that perhaps George was doing some profiling. But why has profiling become this bad word? If you walk by a goddamn pit bull every day and it bites you, aren't you going to look at pit bulls a little different? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand that, and I totally value your perspective.
Of course you do.
My concern is that when the cops told him to back down,
the cops never told him to back down. A non-emergency police operator said, "Are you following him?" He said, "Yes." He then said, "We don't need you to do that." That instruction was given for the safety of George Zimmerman, period. We don't need you to do that. Doesn't mean stand down. It doesn't mean he continued stalking. And by the way, the very next word on the tape is George Zimmerman going, "Okay." So where is this stalking and pursuit? You're continuing this bullshit narrative that the press started with and is continuing with, even though the facts of this case are completely contrary to every fake, racist, race-baiting story that the news is putting out there.
Well, this is what I'll say. I'll say that I hope that the system works in this trial, and I hope that whatever truth is, the actual truth comes out, and I hope the right thing happens.
Jenny, I do believe you and the rest of mainstream media will be culpable to any riots that happen because of an acquittal, because the layman that watches the news on this case, if there's an acquittal, will sit there and go, how the fuck was he acquitted when all this evidence is against him? Because they're not reporting the evidence, they're reporting the fake story that they got from day one. And they're not telling the people that need to know that he was justified in a self-defense shooting. They're not telling the people. So then when they acquit him, they're going to go, why did they acquit the stalker that chased him when the police told him to stand down? Jenny Hutt.
last night there wasn't anyone on the panel
Yeah.
who was taking your perspective, but there have been. So
But
if you
Jenny-
keep watching, you'll see there are some
boy.
panelists who come on saying that.
This is the mentality we're in. This is the meat. And again, I know you're just doing your gig, but like they dumped out of the words. And you look
you look
great.
terrific.
They
I
dumped.
mean, you guys have to look terrific. I know I'm going to hang up.
Jenny, no.
You look terrific.
You look good. No, you look good
terrific.
on HD too, which is very difficult
Yes.
for a lot of people. Don't look good in high definition. You looked really good.
Bring this up on Dr.
The makeup
Drew's
girl
show.
should get a huge raise.
Yeah, she's a true artist.
That's spackle, baby. What?
Bring this up on Dr. Drew. How the press dumps out of the words.
Red Rebel.
They dump out of the words
Look out.
nigga, and they dump out of the word cracker because it was reported that Trayvon said it. But when the word coon, hold on, hold on. Listen, let me finish. I'm talking about the people. Let me finish. I'm talking about the people you work for and how Anthony is saying that the media is culpable. They dumped those words because it was reported that Trayvon Martin said it. But when they couldn't stop saying coon. When they thought that Zimmerman said it, they said coon over and over because it was reportedly coming from George Zimmerman. Right. But when it looked like Trayvon said something racist, the fucking press dumped it.
Or if they say it, they dismiss. They do it quickly. It's like, hey, we said it. But really, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, I think because the skew here in that way is trying to not blame the victim, and so I.
But not blame the victim, just being honest about what was said. This is a court transcript.
Exactly.
I think the press at large, in that way, doesn't want to. The kid is dead, so he can't.
You listen, you listen what you're doing. You're justifying why they're dumping out of language on cable TV during a trial.
Well.
There should be nothing off limits as far as language
that
goes
is
in that
sickening.
context.
I agree. They
That
should
is the
just
one
air the whole
context
trial.
that everyone should
air the
agree.
trial.
You should let any language fly. It's a
Right.
news program. It's a trial. It's real.
Indeed, I agree. Any trial.
It's true.
Jenny, what we
Yes.
suggest is you drop a few N-bombs tonight in front of Dr. Drew.
Yeah, you should.
Let's spice this shit up a little bit. All right?
I want to approach Ritz.
Yeah.
I want to approach the Ritz company with creepy ass crackers.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be good? You put a little cheddar on it.
I would
Question: have you guys talked to Paula Dean yet?
Well,
love to
if you
talk
get
to
off
her.
the phone, we'll be able to start talking Paula Dean.
I swear to God.
That was our next topic.
Yeah, shouldn't you be in makeup by now? What time's the show? What time's the show,
Follow me
Jenny?
on Twitter at Jenny Hutt.
No.
Hi,
What,
Jenny.
all kidding aside, what do you got on Paula Dean?
I don't think she is a huge fan of the African Americans, and I feel bad for her that she's lost everything in her life. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's silly.
think she handled this
Because
correctly.
she may have said nigger 30 years ago.
Yeah, she told the truth, Jenny. You're right. She didn't handle it
Amazing.
correctly. She should have lied.
Yeah, you got to
I don't
lie.
think she should have lied. I think yesterday when she was on the Today Show and she said that she's used the
Yes,
N-word
on the
one
Today
time
Show.
in her whole life.
That's a lie.
That's
But
Of course
that's
that's
the
a
day
lie.
before yesterday.
Have you ever used it in your life?
That's not a word I use.
No. I didn't say that.
That's not-
Have you ever said it in your...
I don't. No. I mean,
I don't believe anyone that says no.
Anyone that says they
Sean
never said it
Hannity
in their
did the
life
same
is
fucking thing on
lying.
our show. You're lying.
No, some people never used it. I can see some people. I'm not saying me.
Never
I'm just
said it?
I'm not saying me.
I'm not even saying used it.
Hey, listen.
There's a difference between using it and saying it.
I never used it, but I can't speak for this guy.
The 19-year-old Colin
Young
Quinn.
Carl. You look good. You look like fucking, what's his face there from the 70s show.
Young Carl put up numbers. you
Young
put up
Carl.
numbers.
I'm gonna go, guys. I do use the word cracker a lot.
Bye,
Yeah,
Jenny.
yeah.
Good talking to you.
All right, Jenny.
Bye, everybody.
Congrats on the gig for real.
There's another. Well, goodbye.
What?
There was no, not you. It's good. There was
All
another
right.
story in
Let's
the
say
news
goodbye
about
to the
that
Red Rebel.
that New
All right.
Jersey home invasion, where
Right.
that black guy is pummeling the shit out of a white woman while her young baby is sitting on the couch next to him. And then they spoke with the woman, and they spoke with the woman's husband,
Right.
who was watching it in a room with like 8 police officers and stuff. And now I'm saying, is it justified for that guy, the guy and the wife and everything, to call that guy a nigger that came into the house, beat his full wife? Would that be justified? If in the future he's asked, have you ever used the word nigger? And he goes, yes, I have. Here's the instance. Would anyone hold him at fault? Which blows the story or the theory that it's never appropriate to use that word. It's absolutely appropriate right there.
Exactly. And
he
you know
beat
what?
it? Oh.
I think very few black people would complain if
They wouldn't.
But the ones that make the most noise would complain, and
With
he'd
their
be
little
fucked.
white cohorts,
And the white cohorts would be the worst.
Did
than
he
the
rape
black.
her, or was it just a beating?
No,
Okay.
a fucking horrid beating.
What was it? He wanted more money and she didn't have it?
No, he literally
He
walked
ran in and
kicked
punched
in the
her.
Door. Watch. He kicked in the door. She's just sitting home with the daughter watching cartoons. She stands up to see who kicked her, what happened to the door, and she's like this. And you see him just beating the shit out of her.
Beats the shit out of her
is this
immediately.
is the press covering this for the racial attack that it is?
No.
Wow.
No.
Just curious as to why.
No, it's just some white, and then he throws it down the stairs to the basement.
Fucking have it. No.
Fucking. Oh, hit play.
What does she have, a nanny cam or
I
something?
don't know how many more hints I could give to Sam. I go, did you see it,
Look
Jim?
at
I
this.
keep pointing. Stupid Sam just sits there.
She's like, what
Door's
the
open.
fuck is...
Who kicked him out? Oh, I'm not asking for money yet. Her daughter's right there on the couch. Her daughter's right on the couch.
What a...
Ow.
Watch.
What a savage. What a fucking savage.
If she would have had a gun...
She wouldn't be able to get to it right there anyway.
You know what? No, when she looked at him coming in the door, she could pull that fucker right out.
And it's... Look at this.
What a fucking
Daughter,
savage. What a fucking savage.
Choking her, throws
Yeah.
her on the floor. Look
Yep.
at this fucking animal.
What a fucking animal.
Pig, kicks her in the face,
Throws it down the basement.
and
What
then
a
picks her
fucking
up,
animal.
throws it down the fucking stairs.
Yeah, but don't.
Chokehold.
Yeah.
He's choking her.
Yeah. There you go. Lovely.
It's a daughter.
How old's the daughter?
3. She's just sitting there in shock, the poor kid.
This fucking savage.
He keeps running upstairs.
And it's in
Jeez.
Millburn, which I believe is near the awful community you came from.
Oh, awful community. She's fucking like half unconscious. She's trying to get up. She's rolling on the
She's
floor.
trying to protect her daughter.
Yeah. Now he comes back down and kicks her in the face.
Look at this fucking savage animal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Can you imagine as a husband having to watch this?
He throws her down the steps?
Yeah.
This fucking animal.
Now, after you watch that,
and that was him leaving,
wouldn't it have been nice if perhaps somebody had been driving through the neighborhood, seen this guy walking around, maybe even deemed him as suspicious at some point because of his action, whatever, and called the police and kept an eye on him to see if he went into someone's fucking house, perhaps?
You can't. Again, the disgust I have is the way they will cover this with the lack of coverage they'll give it.
It's horrible.
Well, I mean, the saddest, the most egregious example is the lack of coverage of that Marine case.
Oh, we talked about that too. The fucking Marine and his wife that were killed.
It was a robbery. It was just a robbery.
Oh, just a robbery. No, the guy didn't get a promotion. That was what it was.
Right.
But at the same time, they wanted to not make it a racial story, but they scrolled racial slurs on the
They
wall.
wrote nigger on the wall to make it look like it was the Klan.
Yes.
Oh, they did?
Yes. The
Yeah,
black
yeah,
guys
yeah.
wrote nigger to make it look like it was the Klan.
But the press...
totally racial.
You'll never know about that because the press wouldn't fucking report
They
it.
won't go near it.
They don't go near shit like
terrible.
that. It's
They're fucking terrible,
it's
man.
an amazing double standard. That
Yeah.
guy, by the way, is still on the loose.
They'll get him.
Still on the loose.
What a
Is she okay?
horrible...
Yeah, what kind of injuries?
Yeah, she got beaten up pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, mentally, oh yeah, she'll be all healed. But then, you know what the rest of her fucking life is like mentally? And her
savage.
daughter, the fucking poor kid sitting there, the husband who's got to watch this and be like, "Oh, I wasn't fucking there to protect my wife." It fucks their whole lives up. Then there was an ADT alarm truck parked in front of the house the next day, installing it. I'm like, oh, what? Installing it against those white
burglars.
people that in the commercials, the white guy that comes in with the Hamburglar mask on and the fucking bag. Please.
That video's horrific.
Oh, it's unbelievably brutal.
I knew it was bad. I avoided it, to be honest with you.
It's so
'cause I
bad.
knew it was horrendous, but
so bad.
Seeing it, holy fuck.
And that, you know, in New Jersey right now is going through a fucking legislation for new gun laws, and
Right.
it looks like Christie's going to fucking bow to these cocksuckers. And there's an instance where, you know, you have to be allowed to protect yourself.
Yes.
In your own home.
Yeah.
You have to.
No, I mean, the door was locked. The guy kicked in the front door.
fucking door in.
He
Who's
did.
protecting you against people kicking your fucking door in?
Exactly.
There wasn't a cop there. There wasn't
No.
fucking Governor Christie standing there running block for that woman.
No, exactly.
And he went upstairs at one point where perhaps she could have reached a weapon if she was allowed to have one, if she wanted one. You know.
Or either way, he could have done anything there, you know. He could have done a lot worse, even.
This nanny cam could have caught a fucking murder. It happened right there. Or a rape or something.
Yes.
It's just horrible.
It was brutal.
It's almost lucky that a savage beating is all that happened.
What a fucking animal this guy. He's just a fucking savage animal.
No regard for human life. No empathy for anything. No thought of consequence. It's a savage animal.
Instead of like, you didn't need to do that. He didn't need to beat her out of fear of safety for her and her daughter. She would have gotten him what he wanted.
Of course,
there was no need for that.
He ran right in and pummeled her.
Like an animal would run, like a fucking wild animal would run in.
I think. Can we give Jim Norton the understatement of the day? There was no need for that.
But I mean, in his,
no need for that.
I needed a laugh there.
Thanks.
Jesus God.
Thanks, Aunt Irma.
Let's move on to Paula Dane. Paula Dane.
Yes, exactly.
Paula Deen.
But Paula Deen is the headline news.
Show.
Why would she say the N-word 30 years ago? Gee, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous.
It's insane out there.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane. I'm talking just about the media.
I swear to God. The media is the problem.
They're insane.
We're living in weird times.
So Paula Deen went on the Today Show, that red-faced idiot from her apology tapes. And,
She's an idiot, but what about, can we please talk about the righteous indignation of Matt Lauer?
Boo. Did he?
You're being glib.
He's like this. I mean, did you in fact say this? Instead of going, hey, we all know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
He has to play his stupid part.
Oh, my God, but he seems to revel in it.
I know. How does he sleep at night, though?
Probably
he knows.
very comfortable.
He knows better.
Very wealthy.
And I guarantee
he seems to revel in the Borgata of the...
All right. Well,
name all that.
We can start with
casinos. He's showboating again, and his act trumps anyone's. That he.
You want to start from the top, or go right to the "Are you a racist?" question? Let's go to "Are you a racist?"
It literally sounds like "Are you now, or have you ever been?" from
right.
Or fucking, or like McCarthy. It's like McCarthyism. Are you a communist?
Yes. Now it's a racist.
I mean, what I just said.
I think
use the actual term.
I think you're talking about fucking. Are you now, or have you been a homosexual from Full Metal Jacket?
No.
From Clockwork Orange. Sorry, I think you're doing a movie line.
No, it's from. That's how they said.
Have you?
Well, I don't remember. That was your high school days. How am I supposed to know? Oh shit, swim walk.
Right now, as we sit here, it seems to me an informal jury of your peers and your fans and your critics and your business associates are weighing the question: is Paula Deen a racist? So I'll ask it to you bluntly: are you a racist?
Whoa! Watch out for Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
Yes, Matt. I'm a racist.
You're not in the Panjshir Valley interviewing the head of the Al Qaeda. You're going to get hardcore and in depth. Idiot.
Shit.
No, I'm not. By birth, by choice, by osmosis, you don't feel you have racist tendencies.
What a country! What a country!
Can you believe this?
This is more than TV. It's
like fucking white people scolding each other to deflect attention from themselves.
Oh, it's like Vonnegut.
Don't you think everyone's racist to an extent?
Yes.
It depends who you call racist.
Yes.
I mean, you might have just a little bit, or a lot.
It depends who you call racist.
And this makes it worse. Worse. I can't.
It depends who you call racist. I mean, I like to define racism, which nobody could do in this country.
I'm called racist every night on Twitter for just criticizing black people. And then, oh, you're a racist. And they honestly think that I'm being a racist. So their definition is any white person that criticizes a black person is a racist. Then there's people that need, burning crosses and fucking Klan hoods to define a racist. So, the definition, it's just not there.
Definition is very all over the place.
Yes.
Don't feel you have racist tendencies.
No. As a child, I was raised in a home
That accent never good when you're being asked if you're racist.
Let me tell you one thing. I've been so kind to the Negroes growing up.
I said nigger as a noun, not an adjective.
Exactly. You know, growing up with the little pickaninnies running around the yard, I think it's
that accent.
By the way,
is very hard to defend.
The other question I'd like to ask is when they do destroy her whatever empire, which is ludicrous that she should have an empire, but she has an empire to begin with. How many black employees does she have that are going to be unemployed?
Right.
That's the other question.
Yes.
And how do they feel? They're like, I'd rather have my job and have her have said the N-word during a bank robbery than be unemployed and part of the big solution.
Yeah,
I don't like your impression of her employees. That was you doing her employees. I didn't like.
I was doing kind of the. This guy went to one of those black colleges in Atlanta.
I went to Morehouse or to Howard.
Howard's the go-to.
My impression was pretty ludicrous.
She was robbed at gunpoint. Am I right? Is that what happened?
Yes.
By a black guy.
And she came home and said, "I need a nigger right. We're gonna give me the store rob my ass." She's got that great voice, like 3-pack a day.
Tolerated bad grades. He would tolerate maybe me breaking a curfew.
Well, this is really irrelevant, but
if I ever
how's Matt looking at this point? Is he just
Matt looks like he always looks
behaved in a way
bewildered
where you
and
think you're better
hostile.
than others, or have been unkind?
He's like a passive
your
aggressive.
butt is going to be mine.
All right, but you raised your right hand.
Yes, I
and you
did.
swore under oath.
And you spoke honestly, which you should never do.
That was the crime.
That was the lesson we all learned.
Don't
That
just lie.
is the lesson.
Yeah, you can't speak
never
honestly.
be
Yeah,
honest.
ever.
Never be honest about the race, especially because you will be hung.
Right.
Let's hear it.
I'm glad we all learned that, Anthony. But anyway,
You have used a word that is the most offensive word in use to describe an African American.
Oh, he's such a
This wedding you wanted to plan, that plantation-style wedding, whether you used the
well, maybe the plantation-style wedding was a bit much.
If it hurts her case.
That's a little rough. A little over the top. But
Not
you know
good.
what? A nice period piece. Hey, you know, they did it in Django.
Yeah.
It worked in Django.
She's like, I want a Jenga type of vibe.
Jenga.
Yeah. So, Okra, we have them sit at a separate section called the field house, and then we're going to sit up here. Right?
Now, where's the slave hot box going to be for the big ceremony?
Jesus.
Is that going to be out there in the yard?
It's a hot box / barbecue pit that she had. It was kind of in bad taste. I know. And she goes, I like the fact she goes, obviously, La Femme, she goes, the media be all over me for that one. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez, Paula.
or not. So how does someone use the N-word, whether in anger or in a joke or in private, the most offensive word to African Americans,
except
and
that
not be considered a racist?
when they use it?
They're using it constantly.
The day I used that word, it was a world ago. It was 30 years ago.
Listen to this
groveling.
She should have said, Matt, I'm going to hold a gun in your face right now, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't want you to call me the B word.
Yeah, yeah.
How can you say I'll kill you and not be considered a murderer? Sometimes you just say things in anger, Matt.
And this is the point we're at in society where now you're responsible for something you said 30 years ago.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Most offensive word for African Americans.
30 years ago.
Yeah, look at Colin 30 years ago. He's
Colin,
unrecognizable.
Do you have a picture of what you looked like 30 years ago?
Yeah, he
Look
tweeted
at
it
you.
yesterday.
Wow, really? Good head of hair.
Colin looks like Philippe Cousteau.
He did.
Back in the 70s. Right?
Somebody said I looked like John Holmes.
You got a little John Holmes in you?
Yes.
The old Carl?
You do from like the face down to the chin. And then you look nothing like John Holmes.
Oh, look at Carl.
Hopefully you'll wind up like him.
So now we're all going to have to live perfect lives.
Oh, look
It
out.
used to be what
it's
you were
too late.
doing in the here and now, but now we're going to go back 30 years.
30 years, she says,
30
nigger,
years.
and it's fucking now resurfacing like she fucking buried a dead baby, like Sling Blade, had to fucking dip that poor little feller, you know?
Yeah, well,
Give me a break.
We look at it like it happened last week. It's unbelievable. It's maddening.
Carl, who's the guy next to you there? Who's your buddy?
My friend Pooh. I still talk to him.
Do you? Were you guys smoking some weed?
Yeah, we probably smoked a little weed.
You look like a fucking 40-year-old homeless guy there.
Yeah, they said I looked like Tom from
Tippy Tom.
Tippy Tom. You had good abs, though. Call that fucking abs.
Where were you? The conch?
You look like a karate guy.
Yeah.
Were you in the conch? Yeah.
Good arms. Call out some guns. No chest whatsoever, but good fucking guns.
Oh, what a
He's got like a Bruce Lee body. I got to give it to him.
Exactly.
No chest, but everything else is kind of happening.
Yes, I wish you had a Brandon Lee body. Wow.
Did you fight? Did you fight back then?
He's Irish. Of course he threw some fucking fists.
I would say I was talented at it, but yeah.
You threw? Threw a few?
I was good at it.
What were you doing right there?
It looks like you have missing teeth. Like, I can't connect you to that guy.
I was trying to be funny.
Were you crushing something on your head?
I was trying to be funny, like, hey, I was taking a picture.
Oh, like what were you doing? A Sha-na-na pose?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I can't even see you in that picture.
It was a candid.
Like you can't put that picture anywhere and say, guess who this celebrity is? And
you kind of see it.
Right. Guess who this guy is, maybe.
They recognize Pooh first.
I knew that was coming.
Oh,
Is Pooh still alive? You still friends with him?
Yeah. I saw him recently.
Paula Deen was a teller at the time this whole thing went down?
Yeah,
real snitch.
That's a
Had
problem.
A gun up in my head. A shaking gun. Because the man that had the gun to my head, unbeknown to me,
was a nigger.
my customer at the main office.
But didn't you also admit, Paul, that you used the word on other occasions?
No.
So you
Wait a minute. Let me just say something.
Witch hunt.
He wanted to get past that story.
Right, yes,
so fast.
Because he feels guilty inside because he knows it's all bullshit.
He's like, whoa, let's move on to something else. This is not part of the narrative.
People might accept that as a reasonable reason to use that word.
Of course they would. All black people would accept it.
Yes, black guy hold this fucking gun in your face.
All black people would accept it. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. So, let's get past that to the point where you just said it because, the fucking guy was walking down the street. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
What a smug
So you have, other than that one time in the bank, a robbery attempt,
always
you're telling me you have never used the
N-word. I never. They asked me in all of my 66 years on Earth, had I ever used it.
What the fuck is wrong with this country?
Can you believe this is happening?
Who gives a fuck?
I'm so insane.
Office. He was later caught.
Holy
shit! I had gone out on a limb for him and gotten him alone, and he was frightened that I was going to recognize him.
So reports that you were asked in that deposition whether you had used the N-word on other occasions and said...
He's like, forget the
probably,
gunpoint
or
robbery.
Of course, are
Yeah.
Back to word use.
I answered the question truthfully.
I'm amazed.
Man. So you have never used the N-word.
Oh, my God. Shut up,
man. It's just not a part of...
This country's finished.
He's an adult saying the N-word.
Yeah, what a fucking
He's the
dripping,
worst.
sanctimonious
country.
phony.
And he, though, you can't even... He's every one of these motherfuckers. He's just one of every one of these fuckers.
The insanity over this.
It's
Gives a
ridiculous.
fuck.
Do you believe they were talking about a
The
word?
only people that should have an opinion on any of this are the mixed race, not Sam types.
The mixed race.
The not Sams, we call them.
Wow.
Wow. The way he was talking, you would think he was questioning her about a murder or some kind of Bernie Madoff embezzlement thing.
But when he's not in front of the cameras, he knows better. That's what's frustrating to me.
Let me tell you something.
He doesn't.
That's even more evil.
No shit. He doesn't think that way when the cameras are off.
When Matt Lauer's driving home,
he plays his stupid fucking part.
Matt Lauer's driving home. He goes through a toll booth. The fucking guy in front of him's got Easy Pass. The gate doesn't go up. Holy shit. Now he's waiting. Matt Lauer wants to get home. He's fucking waiting. And he sees a black guy that works for the fucking bridge and tunnel walking almost backwards. He's walking so slowly over to that fucking gate to grab his Easy Pass and put it on that little thing to get the gate up. He's thinking that word. He thinks it. He don't say it. It might even be fleeting. But he's thinking it for a second. There are scenarios where everybody at some point thinks it. It's just because it's out there.
No,
you
but
can't
even if people,
it.
but I'm saying, but even if people don't think it, it's not even about. It's once again focusing on this word in any way.
Don't think it.
Right.
Don't think it. Watch you think it. Watch you think it in your head. It's in your head. Don't think it.
I know.
Don't
It's like a
think it,
purple
Carl.
gorilla.
Don't think it. Purple gorilla. Don't think it. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, these people are phony. They're phony. They want you to believe that Matt Lauer has never even imagined saying that horrible word. He's a liar. Stop
What a
it.
fraud, man.
People are saying that she said it more than once 30 years ago.
How many times? How many times is acceptable?
I don't know.
How many times
Someone's
is it?
tweet said you're wrong. She said it more than one time 30 years ago.
I'm sure she did.
Look
And
at her
who cares?
deposition transcript.
I know one thing.
All right. So then she talks about how the youth are
I may have studied
saying the
on
word
it.
a lot.
I may have used the word a few times. I may have studied on it.
Let me ask you about this part of the deposition. You were asked whether using the N-word in telling a joke was hurtful, and you said, quote, I don't know, most jokes are about Jewish people, rednecks, black folks. I didn't make up the jokes. They usually target, though, a group. I can't myself
If you made a
determine
joke
what offends
using the
another person.
N-word, you might be a redneck. And you might work for the Jews.
Aren't most jokes hurtful if you really think about it?
Well, yeah.
It's hurtful to somebody.
One said the water's cold, the other said the water's deep. I believe one boy was from Arkansas.
What is he talking
All
about?
jokes are hurtful.
Right. That's what
What
makes
is
them
Matt's
funny.
talking about?
I told
Only
you what
black
Jack
jokes are
Simmons,
hurtful?
Jack Simmons once said.
Yeah.
When he was doing a joke about baby Jessica. It was a while ago.
Oh, wow.
I'm not young. And he goes, come on, folks. Whenever they moan, come on, folks. It's comedy. Somebody's got to get hurt.
That's true.
And that's the truth.
Yes.
It's comedy. And I don't like the fact you said it was Baby Jessica. It was really Baby Lindbergh.
That's hurtful.
Fucking home run, Jefferson.
Hey, thank God, baby Jessica, though, right? Came out
Thank
fine.
God. Did you,
Thank God.
Did you make fun of Baby Jessica ever in your life?
No, never.
No, you can't. You can't
I
make fun
submit
of
to
that
you,
scene.
Greg.
No.
You can't. You can't make fun of that.
Norton just switches off because he was like a young wannabe comedian hack that watched a few comedy specials and he told his friends he had a Baby Jessica joke for his local dumb Monster Rain friends before he did comedy. I got that whole thing just now when he goes, did you ever make fun of Baby Jessica? You guys go, no. He goes like this back to his phone.
No, I was just kidding because it was like the Paula Deen thing. I was scolding them.
Have you ever made fun of a baby in a pipe? No? Fucking Matt Lauer.
What offends another person? That last sentence gets me. I can't myself determine what offends another person.
That
Do you have
that
any
really
doubts
hits to
in your
my
mind
heart. That hurts my
that
heart, man.
He's
saying now
he's fucking insane.
that her answer that I don't have any I don't really know what offends another person.
That got him,
which is a
man.
reasonable answer.
Right.
He
Got him.
now sits there and goes, how do you not know what
He goes, that really gets me.
Yeah, that got him.
Got him. Hey, that was hardcore.
First of all, you're allowed to offend other people. It's amazing. You're really allowed to do it. Not Matt.
Used to be allowed to.
Not Matt Lauer.
Last sentence gets me. I can't myself determine what offends another person. Do you have any doubt in your mind that African Americans are offended by the N-word?
No.
Yes,
not with
I do
how much
doubt
they
it.
use it. It's nigga this, nigga that every fucking day out
Since
there.
you can't listen to a song without it.
Right.
Right, that's what
I
confuses
guess
a lot of
that
people.
offensive.
Stop it. It's not this fucking word that you
Stop
say.
it.
And stop it.
You say the word, it's like saying goose. It's like using the word hoa.
Word?
I don't know, Matt. I have asked myself that so many times because it's very distressing for me to go into my kitchens and I hear what these young people are calling each other.
I can't even use the Aunt Jemima syrup anymore.
I've never joined in on that language.
No.
Joined in. She's got 8 young black dudes working in.
Very distressing.
Yeah, no
Yo,
kidding.
pass the column to nickel. And Paul was like, that's just what I was going to say.
All right, Dan.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she's going to participate. Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
It really is a ludicrous country.
This is insanity. This is like
Well,
from,
this
the,
is-
from The Onion.
Listen to the rest of this. It's amazing. It's an amazing
it's
clip here.
Orwellian.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Absolutely not. It's very distressing. It's very distressing for me because I think that for this problem to be worked on, that these young people...
You're right, though. The accent is hilarious. It really
are
it takes a
well
lot of the
to
good.
these young people
take control,
especially
and
the colored ones,
like my
and not throwing
my
that word
husband
at each
and
other.
the sheriff
It makes my
both
skin
tried to
crawl.
pursue that person.
And I'm sorry, but Emmett Tillis did win at a white woman.
You bust up a shift row, you bust it up and you leave.
You got to hear the last 10 seconds.
Let's
It's
hear
unbelievable.
what she's saying here.
These young people are gonna have to take control and start showing respect for each other, and not throwing that word at each other. It makes my skin crawl.
How about the fact
There you
that
go.
Paula Deen, who's like this famous chef, owns all these restaurants, she walks in the kitchen and these brothers don't even flinch. They're just looking at each other. Pass the hot sauce, nigga. You hogging it. Hey, how you doing, Miss Paula?
Hey, man. Yo, where I supposed to put this roast, nigga? You ain't make no room for my ass. And she's like,
I like that, but she didn't come off very good either. She came off like kind of like an ass.
But she had no.
She's like, I want to say no. She had
no reason that she should have to come off in any way whatsoever.
She sounded phony, but we saw it happen when she was honest.
She's trying a little too hard.
That's a good point.
She's trying a little too hard. She's a little desperate now.
You mean to tell me you don't know that African Americans do not like, they're offended by the word that is used in every song and every movie and every...
It's ridiculous.
Tweet at Matt Lauer if you know, M. Lauer, and on Twitter.
Holla at Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
Holla.
You hear the story about the grandson?
What
That
happened?
you told on that today?
Uh-oh.
How old
I
is
want to
he?
read you something that Columbia professor John McWhorter wrote for Time Magazine's
Columbia.
website. He is, by the way, African American. He wrote, "People of Dean's generation can neither change the past nor completely escape their roots in it, any more than the rest of us. They can apologize and mean it, as Dean seems to. They also deserve credit for owning up to past sins, as Dean did candidly, when she could have easily, shall we say, whitewashed them." Do you ever wish, Paula, that when you raised your right hand and swore to tell the truth in that deposition, that you'd fudged the truth? You wouldn't have been the first person who ever lied.
Hell yes, I do.
Given the fallout that you've seen over the last week, do you ever
Pretty good
wish you'd
question.
fudged the truth?
Yeah.
No, because there's
The real
a
answer
couple
is
of
yes.
kinds of people that I don't like. That
Liars.
I am prejudiced
We
against
know
that.
one group.
And that's thieves and liars.
Oh.
And I'll tell you a conversation
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
that I had with my 7-year-old grandson the other day.
No.
He had spent the night with me, and I allowed him to stay up later than his bedtime.
Oh, boy.
I said,
And I said,
JW.
Jack, honey, you got Guinea in trouble
Guinea.
with Mommy and Daddy when you told them that I had let you stay up late. And he was
This sounds like an emotional
playing
story.
with my iPad.
Anyway, Paula,
And
what
he
else you
put
got?
that iPad down, and he looked up at me and he said, Guinea,
Fuck off, Grandma.
I don't tell lies.
Yes, he does.
He's 7 years old. Of course he does. He's probably playing with himself the minute you left the room.
Take that, stupid.
That interview yesterday is everything that's wrong right now.
Oh,
the
yeah.
phoniness of
the
what goes on.
phoniness. Orwellian, you're right. This is Orwellian.
It is Orwellian.
Let's get to the end of this because it's so ridiculous.
I swear to God.
And then we can move on. We got like 4 or 5 more amazing clips from this thing.
Oh, you guys got to have some more hot topics. I'm serious.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
We're rolling.
There's a
We're gonna move on.
study that couples that... Oh, go ahead.
Don't tell lies. That's how I raised my children. Sure. That's how I was raised. And that's how my grandchildren are being raised.
Fine.
And I know, as well as I'm sitting here with you, I know how I treat people. I know my love for people. And
Cut the
I'm
cheap
not gonna
salesman
sit here
talk,
and
sport.
tell everything
I want
that have
information.
done.
Blue Star.
People of color, I'm not going to do it. Somebody else can tell that.
All right. There you go.
Wow.
The whole country. It's like I feel like maybe I'm seeing it wrong. It's so overwhelmingly idiotic.
Sickening.
I can't believe it's happening.
It's easier to see it like everyone else.
Yes.
Because it's so enraging.
The dishonesty of it.
It's so easy just to go along with it. Say, fuck it. Jump in the fucking...
Why is
River and
there
just
this
go with it
need?
with everyone else.
Why is there this need to walk on eggshells when addressing any issue about black people when you're white? Why is it so difficult
It's the
and
legacy.
scary and you can't say this?
It's
If
a
you-
legacy.
The second you criticize Obama on his policies, you have to preface it with this big, long fucking preamble about you're not raising.
It's a legacy.
Yeah?
Yes, and it's also...
Here's an arm, see?
Fucking Comia. Holy
You like
shit.
that shit?
Good luck topping that.
Here's a legacy of...
I mean, it's the legacy goes back to the beginning. You know, it's just it all comes out of the whole slavery thing, out of the whole Jim Crow thing, and out of the whole people still get to a lot of people get to pay lip service to like people that let's say that we interviewed her yesterday.
Yeah.
They get to feel like, okay, I'm on the side of the Angels, but if you walked around their studio, I'm sure it's 95% white, just like the headquarters of any,
Right.
I guarantee Paula Dean I guarantee, like I have any idea what I'm saying. But I bet right now, I'm not a bet man, I bet she has a high percentage of blacks working for her, and NBC has working for them.
I bet you're right.
I'd like to look into that.
Wow. Yes,
Sam,
let's- investigation.
make one of the interns do it. Anyway, guys.
But that's how badly we're all kind of reeling from what the country did earlier. That's what it's like. If after slavery and then there was like all the 40 acres and whatever it was that was promised and not delivered, it's not just black people that are still fucked up. White people are still fucked up over it.
Right.
But no, that's why we're all walking around in a field bumping into each other, and black people go, I can't get my shit together, I'm a victim, and white people go, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, it's his fault, it's his fault, it's his fault, it ain't my fault, it's his fault, it's his fault, it's his fault. We are paying the price. And that's what that's what I've been kind of thinking this white sickness is I forget that it's not just black people that got fucked up by that. Now there's this whole generation of white people that feels entitled and better than, but feels guilty that they feel better than. So they don't know how to do it. So they just overcompensate by being overly polite. And Bush's quote about the soft bigotry of lowered expectations is fucking brilliant. And that's where we are. So that white people are fucked up by it too.
Oh, man. So what do we do? How do we fix this?
Generationally, it will fix itself.
It's just going to take time.
It'll fix itself.
It will eventually. It's going to take many years.
This should have happened 100 years ago.
Oh,
this
please.
process should have happened 100 years ago.
Maybe another 100 years, it'll be a little better. We got to go to Matt in Virginia. This will sum it up.
Oh.
Is he laying in front of someone's door?
This guy's got a great idea for a TV show.
Okay.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, Chris Hansen's new To Catch a Racist. So,
Instead of Catch a Predator, we should get a show.
Hilarious.
Catch a Racist.
Great.
Hi.
Right.
Come on in. I have some sweet tea over here. We'll talk about the Negroes.
Come on in. I have a mint julep over here.
yeah. So I see you're here to talk race. Yeah. Some of your transcripts. Did you hear the one about the colored boy?
God, that's fucking brilliant. I wish I had an idea.
That would be a wonderful
Just
show.
sit down.
Who can we pitch it to?
Yeah.
I think
CC?
SNL will do it.
Catch a racist.
Let's go to CC with this idea.
We are so fucking fixated on this issue where you can't. White people really aren't allowed to talk about it unless you're begging for forgiveness
or scolding another white person.
Or scolding another white person about it.
Mm.
Do you know you would never see Matt Lauer speaking out against blacks on their side of it, where this disproportionate number of criminals and the what seemingly has a complete lack of embarrassment in the community. I think embarrassment is a great tool to keep people in check, like just a communal embarrassment. Whereas something happens, when you have Chicago and there's 17 shootings, 5 deaths in one fucking day on a Saturday night, there should be this communal embarrassment. Yes, there should be a communal embarrassment of the community. Yeah,
I can't deliver a kid to my own goddamn neighborhood.
75% illegitimacy. There should be embarrassment there. There should be embarrassment. Fucking fathers just leaving.
Well, these things should all be being discussed at the very least every day.
Yeah, but you know what? You'll never see Matt Lauer. You'll see Matt Lauer bitching at a white woman for saying nigger 30 years ago.
Scapegoat, yeah.
But why won't he say, there is a quite an amount of violent crime in the black community.
Yeah.
He'll never say that.
Here's what it's like. It's like when your girlfriend says, "Did you cheat on me?" And you've cheated on her. It's really hard to look her in the eye and go, "No." Like, they're afraid that if they look something, like they address it head on, their own fucking sickening thoughts or their own closet paternalism is going to come out. It's all a way to deflect attention from their own feelings of superiority. It's fucking embarrassing.
I don't think it all is, but I think it's a good part of it. You're right. There's a lot of psychological, there's a lot of Jungian shit going on here.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
On everybo's part.
Not mine.
Black and white. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think we know where you stood when the example you used, you cheating dog.
That's not true.
By the way, if you people
choice
could
of
have seen,
examples.
if you ever want to see a throwback to the horrible times when they actually had those those like Al Jolson type,
yes.
Jim's expression when he was saying how not me cheating on his girlfriend was truly Amos and Andy would have been embarrassed by the overacting in that.
All right, fair enough.
His eyeballs were popping out of his head.
It was Garfieldish.
We have to break. We got guests backing up.
What?
Yeah, we got.
What do we have today?
We got Bert Marcus next.
Well, we have Carl.
We have two girls after
and then we got some Penthouse girls coming in.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. I want to see the Penthouse.
Yeah, you got it.
You're here for the fucking duration. Colin Quinn's doing the one-man show, Unconstitutional. I've seen it. Jimmy's seen it. It's amazing. I love this one-man show.
It made me sick to say, but it really was. Like, this is how good it is. All the comics, even when Colin's not around, are saying, like, oh, it was fucking really good. Like, it's weird when
you guys are mad it's so good.
Nah, but it's a weird.
Don't you want Kyle to succeed, though?
You of course you do, but we all tease each other and go, it stinks. You know, Keith, of course. But even Keith,
we like to rib each other.
That son of a bitch is at another level. Like, that's the way people talk.
It's great.
It really is one of the fucking greatest pieces of stand-up I've ever seen.
It's perfect for our time, right, Kyle? Perfect for our time.
It talks about actually a lot of this racial stuff too. At least.
Yeah, but from a very guilty white point of view.
It's a wonderful show. I think the tickets are going to go really fast, so I hope our listeners start getting their tickets.
Yeah.
It's at the Cherry Lane Theater, July 4th through the 23rd. Get your tickets now by Googling Colin Quinn Unconstitutional. See, I was listening. I was paying attention.
Yeah, thanks.
That's the way to sell tickets, right?
Yeah.
All right.
After these messages, the Opie and Anthony Show. We'll be right back.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Got Colin Quinn in studio. Colin Quinn is doing Unconstitutional. Come on, let's get our tickets, people.
Yeah.
Google Colin Quinn and Unconstitutional. It's going to be at the Cherry Lane Theater here in New York City, July 4th through the 23rd. All right, we got that going on. Yep.
Why is E-Rock wearing a casual shirt today?
Hi, Bert.
Are you in on the whole shirt thing with E-Rock?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Bert.
Hey. What's up, Bert?
What's up, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm amazing. How are you guys?
Good. We're amazing, too, Bert Marcus. How to make money selling drugs.
Whoa.
There's a buzz on this fucking documentary. Big time buzz.
I've heard about it.
You haven't heard about it?
Yeah.
You haven't or heard? Or
I have heard about it, yeah.
See? Colin Quinn even knows about it, Bert
Maybe
Marcus.
online I saw something. I don't remember.
It's a story about you, yeah?
Well, you tell me if this guy would sell drugs.
This night.
19.
Very adorable.
I was a little
going back a little bit.
A little bit of a,
Colin Quinn's been bragging.
You exfoliate. You look the same.
I moved product.
He's bragging, showing that old picture of himself to everybody today.
I think it's an awful photo.
Oh.
Well, you're only one man.
What kind of drugs were you doing back then, Carl?
Mescaline, speed, pot, just about those, mostly that stuff. Once in a while, a little acid, but that was basically
a little acid.
It was a big mescaline period. Quaaludes were big, 2-and-alls. 697s, Crossroads. I could go on.
Yeah, I could go on. And you tapped out at 24, right?
Yeah, I did.
It's been a while, so.
Yeah.
Did you ever sell?
Yeah.
I meant Bert.
Oh, yeah, with a name like Bert, I need all the help I can get. But no, I was never got into the selling thing. A lot of friends, obviously, a lot of people I was around.
So the documentary is about how to make money selling drugs. Do you interview drug dealers, or what exactly is it about?
We try to interview people from all sides and all perspectives of the war on drugs. And I think that's what makes this documentary different. It's set up like a video game. And so for all the gamers out there, and especially for that new generation that's kind of seen the same rhetoric and facts thrown down your throat for the last, some odd years, this is kind of a very interactive thing for that younger generation to get in and see how they can get involved and hopefully end one of the biggest public policy failures, in our recent history.
We're not going to end the drug thing.
Well, we can only
we can try.
We can only get the awareness out there, and with awareness is the only way we can kind of instigate the action. So hopefully we did it in a fun way, and everybody's involved in different ways. So it was a blast to make, but very, very eye opening.
You got some really good people in this. I mean, Woody Harrelson, Susan Sarandon, Eminem, 50 Cent, Russell Simmons, David Simon, Ariana Huffington. How did you get all these people for this?
Obviously the topic alone, people are super reluctant. They don't want to be associated with drugs. And what's cool about this was each of these people, once they kind of saw the direction we were going in and seeing a new perspective as opposed to the same stuff, like I said. And most documentaries are made for people who like documentaries or art house flicks. And, our goal was to really make this for people who don't typically see those films.
Right.
And, all these guys had their own experiences. 50 was a dealer since he was 8 years old. He got through in it through his mom, actually. Eminem obviously dealt with from the addiction side, so it's been fun.
Yeah, we've had 50 Cent on the show talking about it. He's an amazing man. He's a businessman now.
Business.
Like a real businessman.
Business.
Yeah.
But back in the day, man, he was...
Well, let's act like he's Henry Ford. Running the streets of St. Albans, age 11.
Fucking Carl.
He's the most profitable hip-hop.
Thank God Carl's here today. Huh?
He's actually the most profitable hip-hop guy alive right now. Not through hip-hop, but...
Because of that damn...
vitamin
water.
Yeah, vitamin water.
You saw that water thing coming.
I should have got in on that one.
No kidding.
Somebody would tell me that. I was like, get out of here. Nobody's going to drink that.
Did he really make $100 million from that, or is that just...
He has never said how much.
Probably more.
Rumor was
That's
100
how much you know.
That was $100 million.
He laughs and kind of sort of, it's a shitload. A shitload. From water. God, why didn't we think of that?
Because we didn't. We were too busy making dick jokes here on the radio.
Should have dick water.
Always blew off the financial part of the
What
paper.
about the other stuff? What about that goat skunk? Remember Lil Wayne had that water? I don't think that did as well.
That didn't do as well, no.
Did Lil Wayne have water?
Sex. Yeah, it was called like goat, skunk, weed, sex, water. Nobody bought it.
Why would you buy that?
Yeah, maybe
Worst name
the
ever.
marketing wasn't as good.
Oh my God.
He was kind of jacked, so people were like, oh, maybe I'll be healthy like him,
Should have hired you.
Yeah.
You got to interview drug dealers in prison?
We interviewed guys both in prison and people. The people that were in prison actually didn't make the cut, but the people, most of the drug dealers we had were, big, everybody from the street dealers to, guys who are running and making $200 million in a year.
Wow. Who did you get to talk? Because it says here you got Rick Ross, like Freeway Rick Ross, not the rapper, which I had to ask in the break who he was. He's like a legendary guy who's. Yeah,
he's notorious for he basically is coined with the guy that created crack and brought crack to America. Yeah. So he he served many years in jail, and we got him actually.
You got in on the crack thing before it was crack? Fuck! What are we doing wrong?
We
Carl?
missed that and vitamin water. Fuck.
We could have got in on the crack thing before it was called crack.
The CIA pipeline. Rick Ross.
How much time did he do?
I think he had a 25 year sentence, but he served 5 years.
Why only 5 out of the 25?
He served 5. I mean, the way that it works now with having guys as informants and setting people up, I mean, it's a very complicated web.
But he wasn't an informant.
He wasn't. He was actually set up. But he got out through a very, it's revealed in the film, but it's a very interesting, his situation's actually very interesting because he's coined as the guy that brought crack, but, in his local neighborhood, he's like a local Robin Hood, he was handing out money to all the people that needed it.
Like Escobar was doing in Colombia.
I think if you're the guy that brings crack to America, maybe you should stay in jail a little longer than 5 years. Don't you think?
It's interesting.
I mean, wow. It says something about the prison system, I think.
The prison system's a whole nother, a whole nother beast. One of the fastest growing businesses in the country right now.
God bless, right?
We're locking everybody up.
That's what I say. Throw them all in the slam. That's what I call it, the slam.
It's scary.
Up the river.
What is Rick Ross doing now that he's out?
He's actually doing a lot of public speaking and talking to young people and explaining how he got into it and how how our system
now
works.
That he made his money, he's going to tell everyone not to do it, right?
He lost all his money.
Oh, he ended up losing his empire?
Yeah. So,
His crack
hel-
empire?
Yeah, the funny thing is he was really involved with like the building churches and schools and hospitals. I mean, there was a lot of good actually behind him as well. It's, obviously.
So he took his crack money and he was building churches and schools and hospitals.
He definitely was supporting them in his local community.
All right, give him back to the community. That's not too bad.
That's what Pablo Escobar did in Colombia. That's why they loved him so much. Yeah, he would build all kinds of things for the community. And the guy El Chapo, I think his name is, the guy that runs the Mexican Sinaloa cartel. Same thing. I mean, the people protect him because he puts so much money. So many people feel indebted to him that they don't look at him like he's this awful guy. They don't care what product he's pushing. Yeah, they look at him like he's putting money here and. We'll look out for
making things better for some people.
Yeah, it's charitable.
Huh. Yeah, I mean that's the smart thing those guys do. Drug dealers, it's
the smart move.
It is yes. El Chapo was always smarter, but that's the thing you do is if you take care of the people in the area, they kind of look out for you and protect you. It seems.
Yeah, until we fix the broken system, to be honest, that's the whole point. Is that people like this can how they get involved in it and why they get involved in it and
why do they get involved in it?
You have a black market right now that's making this stuff beyond profitable for people. And so when people can get their hands on it and they have no opportunity and no education and no way out and being able to kind of make something of themselves, this gives a lot of people purpose and gives people, something to do. And it's, especially in their local communities, they're like local celebrities. And,
like
then
Colin.
Yes, except they do less damage to the community.
Colin's just going to sip his Diet Coke and tell you go fuck yourself. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Oh, he's going to come back strong.
No, I'm not.
No.
Also, nobody comes back strong when everybody goes, oh, yeah, here we go.
I'm not saying
say something then.
I'm not saying right now.
I'll get you guys
But
back.
it will happen. That's all I'm saying.
Pressure's on.
So when I was growing up, we used to deal drugs, but it was different. It was like everybody dealt to each other. So nobody ever made money.
Like Pooh would deal to you.
Whoa, let's leave his name out of it. But I'm saying, what we would deal, it was called keeping your head. Oh. So you had to have enough drugs for your head. So everybody dealt,
of course.
But nobody made that much money.
You just wanted to have fucking weed.
You just wanted to have your own weed, so you'd all sell to each other.
So the profit, there's no profit except for the fact that you had some weed.
Weed dealing, drug dealing thing.
Yeah.
We interviewed Frank Lucas, and I would love to get Nicky Barnes. I would love to interview. I think he's out of jail, isn't he?
I think so.
Did you get him for the film or no?
We didn't. I think he might have been in jail at the time.
Because he did that center spread for the New York Times,
right?
And fucking Jimmy Carter saw it. No, this guy's got to go.
Whoa!
Because they were going to use his mugshot, and they told his lawyer if he doesn't do a photo shoot, we're going to run the story with his mugshot. And they should have just let him use the mugshot, but I guess Nicky Barnes didn't want his mugshot in the New York Times Sunday edition.
Bragging.
Yeah, but that's bad when the president looks at your picture and goes, "This guy has to be pulled off the streets." Wow. Who else did you get besides Freeway Rick Ross to talk to you?
We got one of the biggest international drug smugglers by the name of Brian O'Day, who's fascinating. He smuggled, I believe he made over $250 million.
Wow.
He served over 10 years, and he's in the film, was really, really candid on kind of how he got involved in it and how this was like his only way to, make money at the time. He had, but was broke and kind of turned to it in a kind of an innocent way, and it blew up for him as a business guy. That's the thing, is these guys, a lot of the guys are not your typical, it's not a black and white kind of thing. It's like a lot of the guys are not who you would expect a lot of times.
Right.
And obviously, you definitely have the guys that are, but
what makes a guy go viral? Because you got a lot of these guys dealing, and then every once in a while you get one that goes viral and makes the $250 million.
Right.
He's got the brains, man. He's got the brains. He had a really amazing kind of system set up and people working for him, and how he got things in the way that they would smuggle it in through ponchos and soaking it into clothing and I mean, you name it.
It is amazing. Like, there's a great book called The Man Who Made It Snow about a guy named Max Mermelstein who was married to somebody fairly high up in the Medellin cartel. Like, he was one of the only Americans to get access to, like, Escobar. And who were the brothers? The Ocha brothers? The guys that kind of...
The Diaz brothers.
Slam the keys down. But yeah, that was really interesting on how they started flying the drugs in and how they came up with dropping the packages in the ocean and how he thought he was going to be killed when they lost a big shipment because the packages fucking burst when they hit the water and then you had to go to Colombia. And it explained why fucking millions of dollars worth of merchandise was floating in the Atlantic Ocean.
Imagine his face when it exploded.
His opening line to the Ocho Brothers. Funny story.
The title.
Got to take pictures of that shit to prove that it broke too.
Well, he said it was basically they wanted to know what it was, and he had to say, "Is this they like? Did he steal from us, or is this the cost of doing business?" And they came to the conclusion that.
Could you do the accents next time you do those characters?
Yeah,
I just. From us, or is this the cost of doing business?
Yeah, well, they were just older Jewish men. Is this the cost of doing business?
Yeah, I mean, if the laws weren't the way they were, the way that they are, and they weren't set up the way that they are right now, people wouldn't have the incentive to getting into this industry and the drug trade the way that it is right now. And I think that's the biggest thing is us as people just really looking at where we are as a country and taking our rights back. I mean, this is something that I think a lot of people are just like, it's a failed war, and we all know this. But I mean, we spent $1 trillion. Imagine if we spent that trillion on productive solutions or things that actually helped people or anything else.
Do you think they should just legalize it? But what about, do you think it's affecting, I always want to know, do you think it's affecting these cartels right now, all the legal pot?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's costing them a lot of money, right?
Absolutely. I mean, what happens is these cartels are making more and more money the more, the harsher our drug laws are. I mean, that's just
And do you
fact.
think all the legal pot, they probably hate that?
Absolutely. They can't stand it. But I don't think it's just, a black and white thing, like just legalize everything and people walking around. I mean, otherwise,
everyone's a junkie.
I think that, in all honesty, though, there's a lot of things out there that people do out of desperation and out of necessity. And I think that, if we look at things and don't judge them so harshly as a black or white issue and start, seeing what we can do and taking things on an individual basis, I think we'd be a lot better off.
I'm annoyed I didn't see this because I've heard about it and there is I hate to say there's a buzz about it, but I mean, people are talking about it. And
absolutely.
It premieres, it opens when, and Mike Tyson is the exec producer on it?
No, that's a different film I'm doing.
Okay, that's Champs.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about Mike Tyson. You guys really are good friends?
Yeah, Mike's a good buddy.
We've had him on, and
I love Mike.
He's become a regular. We love the guy.
Mike's the man.
Now that he's opening up and just not that serious Mike Tyson that we saw for most of those years, he's great. He's a lot of fun to hang out with.
He's a character.
You were a groomsman at his wedding?
I was in the wedding. We had an amazing. He had a kind of a secret wedding. He had a birthday party. He and his wife. Actually, Mike's birthday is this Sunday, and he and his wife's birthday is about a week ago. And at the time, they'd been together like 3 years. I think they were actually legally married, but never had a formal ceremony. Right. So they were doing a joint birthday and surprised all the guests and made this it was a very small, intimate wedding, but it was awesome. And Mike's hilarious. And as you know, really witty, quick,
really quick.
I mean,
he's very silly. That was my favorite part of his show. Is this to see him behaving silly is fun to watch.
Yeah, the one man show I'm sure you've seen, and now HBO picked it up.
Which is special,
which is great because it was amazing.
Yeah, he's been through everything. I mean, that's the thing about Mike is he's legitimately been through everything. It's the good, bad, the ugly. He's there, and I think now he's kind of had a moment to take a step out and reflect, and I think that's what makes that.
And you're a big boxing fan. You made Champs, which is a look at celebrities that love boxing.
It's not even a boxing film, and it's not even made for celebrity or boxing junkies. It's really about the mindset and heart of a champion, and it's about for anybody that is out there that has been through anything that. Insurmountable obstacles and feels like, they've had the toughest time or a bad shake on stuff. It's the type of film where, hopefully we're trying to make it like the Rocky documentaries where you really are, it's a lot bigger. Boxing is kind of used as the vehicle.
Okay. Well, it's called Champs.
Yeah, it's almost like a small independent film cast. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mark Wahlberg, De Niro, Denzel Washington, Ron Howard, Jeremy Piven, Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, and Bernard Hopkins.
But those are well-known people, Jimmy.
No, I was just kidding. I was giving the opposite. Literal Anthony. It's a
See what we did there?
We had Sugar Ray Leonard on, too. We almost got him crying.
He almost cried.
I think we backed off at the last second. We didn't want to be here as he's crying, I think.
I wanted that.
I think we all felt kind of awkward.
We were talking about his abuse, and he he'd been. You read his book. He talked about being abused a little bit, and he kind of.
He shares it in our film. Yeah.
Oh, he does. Oh, he does. Okay, but
does he cry for your film?
You know, he's a great public speaker. I mean, he's known as that's what he does. That's what he does. But
we loved him.
Yeah, he's an inspiring, amazing.
He was
guy.
terrific.
Well, we were talking to him, and he was talking about that. And he looked like he was ready to cry. So it was a nice pause and a pregnant pause and kind of a nice moment. But there are some people who are uncomfortable with emotion and just kind of went, it's okay, right? It's okay, right? Some people.
I don't like when people kind of get that emotional shit going.
He was good, though.
I got to cut that right off. Nip in the bud.
I'm sure you love that.
Yeah, I probably was like, no! Tits.
Bring in the tits, please. Let's change the subject.
Assy tits.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking monster.
That was the best.
What happened?
I'm just showing him my favorite Golovkin.
Oh.
He's a killer.
Is he a boxer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
In Kazakhstan, is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Well, tell us more about him.
Deadly.
Is he a heavyweight, lightweight? What's his record?
No, I was just having a moment with Bert trying to
I know,
show
but
him,
it was-
hey, I got the inside dope on the box.
It was a nice moment, but you talked it into a microphone, and we have ears, so I would like to know more about this guy.
No.
All right.
Maybe Bert can tell you about him.
Bert,
What's
comment?
Cool? He's an amazing guy and loves long walks on the beach. Actually, now, the guys in our film, what's interesting is it's not, a lot of guys look at boxing and it's kind of, it's a dying sport, and I think a lot of people have an appreciation of where it's from and what it stood for back in the day, and then obviously it's been corrupted a lot over the years. And this film's really, the things that these guys have gone through in life and how we all do is really what struck with me, because to be honest, I wasn't the biggest boxing fan before I started this project. I like boxing. I'm a sports fanatic, but really it was about these guys' stories were so relatable to anybody from anywhere in life, which was beyond fascinating. I mean, even someone like Mary J. Blige, who's in the film, she, Mary, I know, outside socially, and she was just like, wow, like, what project are you working on? Once we talked about it, she got really into it and was like, you know what, I resonate with fighters and the things I've been through. I don't know if you guys know her story, but just from the drug abuse, and was homeless at one point and was abused as a child. And she really related to these fighters at a young age, even though she's not a huge boxing person.
She was homeless before she became famous?
She was, at one point in her life. So it's a perfect example of someone who's just like been through the ringer and looks at someone like Mike and these guys is very, very relatable. And it's kind of, as an audience member, you're like, wow, I'm not that different than these guys. There's something for everybody.
You got famous friends, man.
With a name like Bert, you need all the help you can get.
For real, you got famous friends. The drug movie is the first one that we all got to check out, and then we're going to check out Champs, later on this year, I think.
Yeah.
Make Money Selling Drugs opens Wednesday the 26th. It's showing at the IFC Center here in New York, and then it expands out to LA, Seattle, Portland, and Atlanta on Friday. And you can also, if you don't live in these areas and you don't want to fucking get on a plane to watch a film, you can get it on demand. This is the beauty of the internet. It is available on demand Friday.
I like that on demand thing for some
it's amazing.
Movies.
It's fucking amazing.
It's about time.
Yeah. It's on demand right now, actually.
No, I know. They
we did it day and day.
They used to only put the shitty movies on demand before, but now it's like the legit films they're finally putting up there for us to watch at home. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was on demand.
It's available on demand.
Wait, it's how you can actually reach the masses. Finally, it's the archaic old studio systems is gone.
They would only do it with the shitty films.
Yeah, go to iTunes.
They're not doing that anymore.
It's on iTunes.
I'm sorry, Bert. It opened yesterday. Why wouldn't it say opened yesterday? It says opens Wednesday the 26th.
Someone's fired.
Yeah, let's hope so. It's on demand Friday now. iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and what is Vudu?
It's similar to those. Vudu's great. Got different kind of on-demand films, new, great movies.
I had no idea this was available. I would have watched it because Roland's like, you got to see it, you got to see it. And I'm like, where?
Yes, well, it's available on TV.
Yeah,
and
maybe he told me. I just didn't understand it. Did you try talking to Roland? It's a fucking abomination.
Oh, my God. Easier listening.
He's going to give me a cronut.
Yes.
Oh, he's still talking about those hunks of shit?
Said if I give him $120, he'll give me a cronut.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with the cronuts.
He's dealing cronuts.
He is. He's a cronut dealer.
So he is.
Have you eaten one?
Because the cronut guy is stupid. He doesn't understand how to run a business. He only makes, I think, 32 a day.
Yeah,
there's a huge demand, and he refuses to make more.
I feel like it's a sham.
Yeah, he assumes cronuts are going to be really hot a year from now. Fuck.
I feel like all these guys in line are hired by him. I don't know. I feel like this is a
They line up
an
at 5:30 in the morning.
Maybe
for a
we need
dumb
a new Cronut connection.
Why wouldn't you make just a shitload?
Get some
I know
Columbia Cronuts.
I understand the supply and demand thing to a point,
Yeah.
but Jesus.
Yeah, capitalize your shit.
Yeah,
I
you
hate
idiot.
that guy.
I mean,
hate him.
Yeah, we hate him.
I hope Cronuts cause leukemia and it comes out and he's ruined. He's a prick.
He's making us beg for Cronuts, and then we did beg. We were stupid enough to beg, and we're still not getting our Cronuts.
How are they?
We don't know.
I heard
to
they're
this
very
day
good.
we don't know.
I want to buy. My goal is to buy 2 and then take them out in front of everybody online and just step on them on the ground. Just not a very big goal at age 44, but it's something I want to do.
Let's film that.
That would be nice. The destruction of the Cronuts, like a 2-minute documentary.
It's like when he did the Rich Voss's CD when he came out.
I bought Voss's first CD.
He bought the first CD in front of all of us. He goes, "How much?" And Voss goes, "I'll give her one." He goes, "No, I want to pay for it." And he paid for it and just dropped it and smashed it. We all had a lovely laugh.
It was one of my greater moments, and it's the most happiness that CD brought anybody fucking since.
I think I have my next documentary.
Just breaking shit and paying for it and then breaking it. It just feels good. So, how to make money selling drugs, and it's not really how to make money selling drugs, right? It's kind of an anti-drug thing.
To be honest, it really is
okay.
a how-to guide. We set it up, like I said, a video game, a how-to from the corner street dealer to running a drug cartel, and it's literally shows you from every angle, from every side, people's different point of views, and also how it's imminently fundable. Like it's endless. The money is everything, and that's kind of what this is, as opposed to just following one story or one specific
laundering.
Any of it, it's really just following the money.
Kind of like The Wire.
I was just
It's a lot like The Wire. If you like The Wire, if you like Breaking Bad, it's really for
this movie's for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those are definitely inspirations for us.
What level do you have to start chopping people's heads off? Like what level? Do you in order to be one of those giant cartel guys, you gotta get your hands dirty there. You gotta start lopping heads off.
It's brutal, man. I mean, like in Mexico, I think over the last 6 years, 50,000 people have
It's
died.
crazy.
I mean,
That's a great question. Where's the crossover from?
Yeah,
You're
it's
just
like,
dealing a little
I
coke
just wanna deal some
till you're
drugs.
dumping a body in these
It's
rivers.
like, I gotta start chopping heads off. I can't believe I'm up to this point.
Where is that? Where
I'm
is that
leveling up.
fucking line?
I'm leveling up.
Does anyone know? Where's that line? Where next thing you know, you're like, what the fuck? I have to hack a body apart tonight?
But even in that world, the Mexicans are crazy. Like, drug dealers shoot each other, but American drug dealers don't saw heads off.
Yeah, and leave them in resorts.
That's fucking frightening, man.
Heads off is almost like hack at this point. They skin their head, they put on soccer balls and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They do all kinds of evil shit. It's like a black comedy type thing now.
The worst video I've ever seen was a guy hanging upside down naked, and there was like 6 guys in fucking paramilitary gear standing around him with face masks on, and the guy is struggling like a fish on a line, and they cut his cock off, and then he just kind of goes like, it's a horrible, and it didn't even bleed that much, which was bizarre, and then they slowly saw his head into a fucking bucket upside down. They saw his head off.
And you watched the whole thing.
And you know what the sad thing is?
Man.
I don't believe that's the worst video you've ever seen.
Yeah,
or
true.
been in, actually.
It's the worst one he's ever jerked off to.
Even that.
He's about to eat sushi.
Jimmy can watch this stuff. We can't.
But it's
we not so
unsettling
much.
and it's terrible. But you know what? It's
How
fucking.
can you watch it though?
I was talking to somebody who wants to go to Mexico.
It's a cautionary tale.
And I'm like, don't go.
Why? Mexico's all right. And you can go to certain parts. It's a giant country.
Exactly.
It's like saying don't come to the United States because Detroit.
But it's different because they can't. No, it's much different because the
I was in
drug.
Mexico last year.
Exactly.
They treated me like a homecoming king.
The drug dealers, they don't care about the cops. They don't. It's not like being here because they don't behead police officers here and throw them in the fucking town square.
Now who's being naive?
Yeah, I mean they run everything there though. That's the truth. I mean, the cops don't have half the weapons they have. They don't have half the power.
Right.
I mean, the cops are completely outmanned.
And the Zetas
their
are all
guys are
cops. They're ex-cops.
Absolutely. And if their guys are in jail, guess what? They take a bunch of guns, military guys.
Get them out of there.
Bring a tank, literally, and walk them in and walk them out. And we have a video of that in the film.
Wow. And that guy Juarez fucking killed all those people in the rehab. He fucking broke into a rehab and murdered everybody trying to get clean from drugs in the rehab.
Why?
Because he's a piece of shit.
Because it was bad for business.
Yeah.
Is that El Gaucho? Who the hell were you talking about?
El Gaucho. El
Chapo?
El Chapo.
No, you silly goose. El Chapo.
Charlie Chapo was
what
right
the
there,
fuck,
Jim.
whatever. Fucking double beheadings, Comia. They don't know. No, they don't know where El Chapo is. He's in the mountains somewhere. They'll probably never find him.
By the way, we have a new app that we're launching today. We haven't actually even announced it, but I'll announce it here. We have it's called Tug of War, and literally anybody who likes the movie or is passionate about this subject or just wants to know how to get involved and actually, because a lot of times you watch a film like this, you're like, great. Right. Now, what the fuck do we do? It's been 40 years and there's just a documentary. We don't want it to end there. The whole idea is to open up that conversation, not be scared to talk about things like this. And you can get involved in organizations that are going to hopefully get to the government, and we need to force that change as opposed to just waiting on politicians to make changes, because that's just not not in the cards.
That'll never happen.
Well, you can see it now on demand, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, or on Vudu. And if you happen to be here in New York, it's at the IFC Center in New York City, playing now. It then expands to LA, Seattle, Portland, and Atlanta if you'd rather see it in a theater on Friday.
Yeah, in New York, we're doing a Q&A too. Me and the other producer on it, Adrian Grenier from Entourage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we'll be doing a Q&A after the film tonight. So definitely come out and
where is IFC?
Say what's up?
Yeah, where is IFC?
In Greenwich.
Okay,
let's go.
In Greenwich.
I heard crickets, guys. This is not a good sign.
Let's go. Jimmy just looked
It's
at
on. I think it's 6th, and it's 323.
He messed me up because he said in Greenwich, and I'm thinking
no,
Connecticut.
323 Greenwich.
Okay, because he said in Greenwich.
On Greenwich.
I'm like,
I meant on.
fucking Greenwich,
Thoroughly.
So you're trying to figure out how to drive to Greenwich, Connecticut.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
All right, at least he knows what happened.
Yeah, it's
there,
right on 6th Ave. It's
okay, it is.
We made it look like we had no desire to see your movie.
Yeah, 10 minutes from here.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm Biscayne.
I'm going to see this
Don't
movie.
get off Biscayne.
Bert Marcus, thank you so much. How to make money selling drugs. We really appreciate it.
Guys, I don't want to go.
A website or a Twitter?
Yeah, check out the website is on TribecaFilm.com, and you can look us up on Facebook too. And definitely check out the new app, Tug of War.
And come back when you're promoting Champs later this year.
Yeah, I'll bring Mike.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, we love Mike. He comes in. He's very fun.
He's great.
So, all right, cool. We got to take a quick break, and then we got Tits next. So
thanks, fellas.
We go from you to Tits. So, and Colin Quinn is here, and it's great. Stay there.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Opie and Anthony Show is back. Go on, sit down. The celebrities are ready to entertain you some more.
Colin Quinn. Colin Quinn is a big star. As much as
Are we on?
Yeah, as much as we make fun of Colin Quinn, he's a big star for real.
Big star,
as we all know. And he's got this new one-man show, Unconstitutional. It's going to be at the Cherry Lane Theater July 4th through the 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
It's an amazing one-man show. We all have seen it, and we love it. And he's got a lot of press to do tomorrow for Unconstitutional. He's trying to rearrange his entire fucking schedule because Marion and Lady Di are making their big return to the show tomorrow.
You got to come.
I've got to come.
No, he knows that. We just discussed that for like 10 minutes, and he's trying to figure out his schedule. He's like,
hilarious.
He might cancel some really important interviews just to be here tomorrow.
The day I fell in love with this show and you guys was the day when the Video Music Awards was the most prestigious event, and you guys
right before
took
9/11 for people.
Yes.
Okay, it was
and
right
you guys
before
took
9/11.
them as your dates
yes.
to the Video Music Awards, an event that people were clamoring to bring in the hottest, and you guys brought those two. I said, this is the funniest thing ever.
We were in the middle of contract negotiations, and of course, the radio company also owned the VMAs, MTV, and to really make us feel special, they gave us our own section on the red carpet. Everyone else, like really big name fucking outlets, they were all squeezed in this other area, but they're like, give Opie and Anthony some space. We want to show them we really do appreciate them. And it was me, Anthony, a producer, and these two. Plenty of arm room as everyone else was squished together.
Horrendous.
And all the celebrities, and we were in the best spot too. They went through the corral, and then we were the last stop before they went inside. It was like prime real estate. And they assumed we were going to take it seriously and have these legit interviews with everybody. And instead we said no. Me and Ant did the radio broadcast behind them as they were asking all the questions.
Those pigs cost me a Mick Jagger photo.
I was just telling Kyle, he was the only one that was smart enough to know what the fuck was going on and would not fall for our trap. He started walking over to us. He saw Lady Di Marion, and he fucking bolted.
He shook my hand. I said, hey, man. He goes, hey. And then they're like, hey, Mick Jagger. And he walked away, and I wanted to cut their heads off.
Do you understand? Those two, their looks, he hasn't had to look at girls like that since he was 15. Since the first Stones, just the first concert they did.
And we were going back over it. It was a whole thing leading up to the VMAs where they got their hair done. Like Marion was bragging how she got her hair done for the big event, and you couldn't even tell she got her hair done. And then they were talking about the dresses they bought from like Kmart or something. You couldn't even tell they were new dresses.
Lady Di and Marion to the MTV Awards.
The greatest thing ever.
I remember the bosses fucking hated us for it. They just didn't understand the humor in the whole thing.
They were the worst.
They were so mad at us.
That was.
They went from like trying to take care of us to so mad that we would do that.
That was one of the best things ever.
How dare! Well, but they're coming back tomorrow, and with that, Colin is rearranging his whole schedule.
I know I do.
I haven't seen Lady Di in years.
We're gonna try to get them in by 7:30 tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll do the first hour like we do, and then move into them. Huh?
Yeah, it's historical.
And you were the one that put him over the top.
It's a historical event.
Because you not that you obsessed about it, but you really
you
hammered it home how great that was to us. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we do have something here.
It was so brutal that it was great. It was the epitome of brutality of real life, just like, ugh.
Yeah. We got Rachel Jeantel back on the stand in the George
What's he saying
about Martin case. And I think people owe me an apology, right?
She's admitting that she can't read, and at least cursive writing. She's saying, they asked her, can you read typed written words? And she kind of looked around. She went like,
she can't read. And
I don't think she can read.
I tweeted that last night.
Grade education here in the United States. Yeah, just pass her right along.
My tweet was an observation. My tweet was an observation, and I got a lot of shit for it. I said I would like to know what she's thinking about on that stand as she makes believe she can read. It was so obvious to me she couldn't read what was in front of her.
Yeah,
and now she's admitting it. Why don't we just pot it up for a minute?
Yeah, pot that up.
Of the case, if you will.
There we go.
Yes. And those facts included you saying that Mr. Zimmerman said, "What you doing around here?"
She's gonna lose her mind today.
She looks pretty.
You do acknowledge, though, the first time that you were asked that question in your interview with Mr. Crump later that day, your response was that Mr. Zimmerman said, "What are you talking about?"
Yes.
Now, the saddest was the poor father yesterday. Trayvon Martin's father just shaking his head like, no.
He fucking planted his head right in his hands.
Yeah. He knows.
And that was it.
He knows this isn't working out well.
Coming through here. Once a witness starts cross-examination, once they start cross-examining a witness, the state cannot prep them anymore.
Oh, okay.
If they do, what they discussed is fair game for the defense. So she's on her own again.
Look at that. Look what the news is saying, CNN. She says she heard Zimmerman say, "What are you doing around here?" But they're not saying the correction that she originally said. He said something else.
Yeah.
Right. They are fucking lying.
Yeah, her deposition and what she's saying now really conflict with each other.
We got Bill Burr calling from Hollywood. Hello, Mr. Burr.
Hello.
Hey, Bill.
We got Colin Quinn in today, and we're discussing Rachel Jeantel, who's on the witness stand.
Star witness.
Star witness that everyone
for the state in the
really
trial.
enjoyed yesterday.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
All right. I haven't been keeping up on this.
I wasn't really keeping up on this case until she appeared.
She is amazing.
She's a treat, man. She's got Twitter a buzz.
Yeah.
She will absolutely make you miss Patrice O'Neill, though, when you see her.
Yeah, she looks exactly like fuck. I've never wanted him to be here so badly in my life.
So you can just point and laugh. Yeah, she kind of looks like Patrice in drag.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have to check that out.
Dude, Bill, she looks so much like him. Like when you look below her hair, like just above the eyes, the shape of the face, the fucking expression on her face. It's like literally Patrice in a way I could not get over. He would love it.
Yeah.
He would love seeing this happen because he would see the case falling apart.
And another day where we miss him because the shit he would have on this would be just so over the top.
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah, when all that Paula Dean stuff came out, that made me miss Patrice. I would have loved.
Yes. Yeah, he'd have been all over that too. Yeah.
And he would have taken her side in a way and known that she was he might have said she was a racist or she's awful, but he would have fucking killed everybody for being shocked about it.
Right. Yes.
And dishonest about it.
He also would have appreciated the fact that she actually admitted Because she didn't have to. Like, if they used the N-word, she could have just said, no, never. She was just like, yeah.
Yep, and obviously she should have lied about it in hindsight.
She was a little too honest. I used to sing it at birthday parties.
Stupid her thinking that, something she said 30 years ago shouldn't matter right now.
Right. Yeah.
But it does in this new society we live in.
Amazing.
I don't like that Bill's doing...
When you have a slavery-themed wedding, I mean...
Yeah.
That's a little rough.
That was a little rough.
I know how you guys are going to try to find the benefit of the doubt there, but I mean...
No. We found the humor in it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I'd love to go to that wedding.
Right. Hey, Bill, a bunch of people around here have seen The Heat, and they're saying that you're good in it, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. They're don't blink, you're gonna miss me. I have my usual role, like 8 lines, and I'm out.
I was talking to someone about that. They said you were in this movie more than that.
Oh, they're being very nice.
Jesus,
it's still nice. It's still good to get.
I like it, Bill.
Go see it, and I don't know. Hopefully, it makes a bunch of money, and they'll do another one.
Bill's always the over-the-top, loudmouth Irish bad guy or cop.
I play a redheaded, angry douche from Boston. So it was a big stretch for me.
I love it, man. It's so fun to see you in those those movies. When you're with Walken and Pacino, I'm just like, this is fucking hilarious.
That's great.
At him. Look at him. Our little Bill.
I don't find it hilarious.
No?
It makes me physically ill to see Bill starring with fucking A-listers. Just doing scenes with You did a scene with Pacino, man. That's fucking amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Like I said, 8 lines. I'm the king of it. If you need 8 lines in a movie, I'm your guy.
And then I guess you were on Conan last night?
Yes, I was. I did. Went out and did panel for to hype this movie, The Heat. Jesus, I'm the worst. It was about an unsmooth jet I was on show movie.
This is exciting, man.
Yeah, we're happy for you, man.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy, who I think's hilarious.
Oh, she was here the other day. I wish we would have got
Why
her.
wouldn't she come on our show?
I don't know.
Probably came in at like 3.
Oh,
probably. She's coming late.
Yeah.
Who's here today? Miley Cyrus?
Yep.
Is she here yet?
She texted me.
So I hear that, I'm going to acknowledge that.
Good.
That she's not taking pictures, though.
I don't care. I already got one with her.
Yeah, but this is the new fucking hot, with the little hot pants and short hair.
Right. I got her when she looked 15. I win. Is the movie out tonight, Bill, or Friday?
It comes out on Friday. Comes out on Friday, so
Tomorrow.
A bunch of people will go see it.
I think it's going to do very well, man.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a back end on this?
No. I got the you're lucky to be here money.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, Hernandez got arrested for murder, huh?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Dude, you know what's funny is how much people are into sports up in Boston. I'm talking to my friends. I'm literally like beside myself that someone could throw their life away like that. My buddy's like, dude, he goes, Gronk's getting injured all the time. Now we lose Hernandez. Who's Brady going to throw to? They didn't give a shit that it kind of, transcends the stupid game. Like,
right.
They're just like, how are we going to beat the Dolphins?
Wow.
That guy, man, and that was all premeditated. I mean, this wasn't like a spur-of-the-moment thing, like he killed someone and then realized, oh, my God, I think I just threw my career away. It's like, hey, let me just...
He knew.
Plan out a murder.
He had time.
Yeah. He didn't seem like he was on drugs. It was just cold-blooded execution style. I mean, all alleged, of course, but like,
of
I
course.
think that his teammates got to be like beyond freaked out or weirded out.
Yeah,
I mean, people snap and they fucking, I don't know, they kill somebody in like a crime of passion, but like, he did it like, I don't know, like a fucking hitman.
Planned out.
He just throws away $40 million. He was going to get $8 million a year for 5 years, and also an 8-month-old. There's an 8-month-old.
There's something else there. There's somebody had sex with the wrong person. There's something else there, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm waiting for the cell phone calls, those tapes to come out when he calls the cleaning company. I can't wait. It's gonna be, dude, how quick can you get here?
You got one of those real good carpet cleaners, and something.
Bring extra bleach.
It is. People do snap, you know. It's like one of the most original, funniest comics around, most prolific comics saying, "Don't blink or you're going to miss me."
You know, Colin, you actually sat there for 4 minutes before you chimed in with your fucking cunty comment. I just love that you had to sit on it and slowly die.
Exactly. Oh, shit.
Listen, Colin, it's no one-man show, okay?
Look, I said you're one of the most brilliant, prolific comics, but I have to admit, I never heard anything more breathtaking than "Don't blink, you're gonna miss me," guys. You should have done that on a panel at Conan last night. You would have tore the house down.
You think that kind of downplays his normal, personality and act and everything to be like,
What, to be like anyone's uncle from like 1985? No. I think it's a witty comment because it means it's a small part.
Right. Holy shit.
Jesus.
You were in Crocodile Dundee. How did you hype it?
You guys are rough.
I told you. I tried to give myself a real part in that movie. They didn't appreciate it. I rewrote the whole script for them.
He rewrote the script for Crocodile Dundee.
Did you know that, Bill? When I was in Crocodile Dundee, I had one line, and I rewrote the whole script with a new guy leading Paul Hogan around New York, me, and handed it in.
That's a better fucking movie story than whoever was on the set of Brandon Lee's last film.
It's so fucking funny. What a set of balls on the young Colin Quinn.
Yeah. What a delusional ass I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
What?
I got to tell you, for the first 5 minutes, you guys were so nice to me. I really felt like you were setting me up for something.
No, man. We're happy
Not
for
at all.
you. For real.
I love it. Drag me back in. Drag me back in. My friend.
See what this show has done to everybody?
So jaded.
Fuck. You're the one that pointed out that, you feel you would leave the studio on a nice, bright, sunny day, and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? I love that observation.
You kind of got away from that, though.
We're trying.
Yeah.
When I first was coming in there,
right.
There was that naked girl crawling around on the mouse traps for like food stamps.
Oh, yeah.
Patty.
There was the guy with the mental problems, and we all walked off the show and left him in there. We tried to re-trigger whatever his problem.
Holy fuck! I forgot about that guy. He thought he was seeing, and then he thought he would see people, and then of course we have to be idiots and sneak back in the studio and pop our heads up and stuff to really freak him out.
Yeah, we used to yell at the working man down on the sidewalk.
Ah, right.
Remember that day we was screaming at that janitor like his life didn't suck enough?
That's true.
How much hate mail I got on MySpace? That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, that was the good old days. Are you kidding me?
Ah, shit.
I forgot about that. We would put porn on the sidewalk and see who would pick it up. I love that bit to this day. That was a great one. We just have dildos on the sidewalk and just wait for someone to pick it up, and then we'd ridicule them. Didn't we have bullhorns that we'd start yelling at them?
We'd yell at them with bullhorns. Oh, you fucking pervert.
Come in, and they'd bring Opie gifts, and he'd act like he liked them. We'd just smash them right in front of them.
They were shitty gifts. The poker chips.
I forgot about that.
I haven't forgotten about the poker chips. Because I think you got a really nice gift, and then it was like, oh, yeah, there's 2 of them, 3 of them.
I got crappy ones,
actually,
too.
yeah, Jimmy was filming Lucky Louie back then.
Wow, that's right.
I was in the studio when that happened, though. It's one of the biggest laughs I've ever had.
Oh, the poker chips? Yeah.
One of my biggest laughs ever.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
But now Bill Burr is in Hollywood, and he's moving up.
The Heat comes out tomorrow with Sandra Bullock. It's impressive, dude. It's great that you're doing that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, too, Colin. I know somewhere in your dark heart you're actually happy.
All right. When you coming back this way?
I don't know. Maybe in July.
Okay. Yeah, I see you got a lot of dates. Go to BillBurr.com. Hyannis, the Cape Cod Melody 10 on the 12th. And
hey, Anthony, you'd like this? I'm doing a whole tour of the red states.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to go see all your people out there.
My people.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, they're racing out there to buy Paula Deen cookbooks and,
Oh, I thought you meant honest, law-abiding citizens of America, my people. You know, not fucking spouting out gibberish like fucking the Today Show and walking on eggshells around fucking people because of certain words.
Jeez, Anthony, you sound worse than me trying to promote this movie.
I know.
You got to get a little more flow to it.
Honest,
law-abiding.
I know. I was watching the trial here. It's very difficult. I'm very distracted by this fucking trial.
Yeah, and we have girls.
Oh, there's girls?
What do you want on this one, Anthony?
I
don't know.
You know, I'm on justice's side, okay? How about we just hope justice prevails in this case, Mr. Burr? Hey, did you hear? Trayvon called him a creepy-ass cracker.
And I bet, you know what? I bet you believe everything from that side. And for some reason, I have a feeling you're questioning everything from the other side.
That is from the prosecution's witness, sir.
Like a blindly loyal sports fan.
Sir, that is from the prosecution's star witness, the girl that was on the phone with Trayvon right before he was...
He said that, then by all means, blow his brains out. Dude, that fucking guy is such a wannabe cop. I'm like that.
Is that illegal? Oh, I didn't know. Is wannabe cops? That's illegal. You want to be a guy that's going to keep the bad element out of your neighborhood, a neighborhood that's been robbed by people that you could profile and say that is a suspicious person. I should call the police.
Anthony, for the love of God, this is so predictable. This conversation between you and me. Why don't we switch up and I'll defend the fucking. Whatever that other guy. I don't. You know what the other thing is, Anthony? I could give a flying fuck.
I hear you. You're fucking. You got things going on in your life. I don't.
Flying fuck. Since when did a fuck have wings? Go ahead, Bill. Your turn.
Your turn.
What's it on you?
I hit it out of the pocket. I give it to someone else. Pass the baton, Chipper.
Your turn.
Oh, I love Chip.
Your turn. Yeah. You answer that. All right, look, Mr. Barr, we're getting back to this trial. You have fun in Hollywood, okay?
See you soon, my love.
Okay, you have a good time, too.
Have fun in La La Land.
All of you guys. I love you, Colin.
Love you, Billy.
All right, I'll see you.
Take it easy, Bill.
The great Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Where are these girls?
The Heat opens tomorrow with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
I think Bill Burr has a little bigger role this time around, too. I think he's downplaying it.
He might be.
I think so, too. But that movie sounds like an abomination.
Does it really?
Yes. Sounds like, hey, let's make a guy buddy movie with girls.
Hey!
These are girls that were trying to get on the bus.
Oh!
We're trying to get the...
Well, these are cover girls from fucking...
Holy fucking...
These are the girls that... Oh, my Lord.
They're showing their tits
they're
already.
Showing their tits.
These girls are real hot numbers.
Tell Owen if he doesn't bring him in there, he's fired.
Oh, they are lookers, as they call them.
They have some shapes.
Lookers. Nice figures on these gals.
Lainey's bringing girls. She brought out Melanie Monroe.
Oh, my God.
Hi, girls.
Come on.
Hi, you want to sit? We have chairs for you.
Hello, ladies. Pop right over there. Take a seat.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, guys?
Good, how are you?
Very good. I like you. A Polish girl?
Yes, we are.
Very good. I like that. Wow.
You really are sisters?
Yes, we are.
Do we have
Not twins, but sisters.
Sisters.
You Les out?
Les out? That's crazy. Wow. So,
wow. Very, very nice.
You guys are on the cover of Penthouse magazine here. Looking beautiful.
Yeah, we badasses. That's an issue for our guys. So they always do badass.
The 7th annual badass issue.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it weird
I think more is important inside what it is. More pussy.
Yeah, more pussy. I like this guy.
Look at that.
Did she say more pussy?
Yes. Inside is better. More pussy.
Yeah. Can you say it? Of course.
It's Natalie Starr and Natasha Starr.
No, Natalia Starr.
Natalia.
I don't know how to say the Russian names.
It's Polish.
They're Polish.
Oh, all right.
Russian, what are you in a hurry?
Oh, no. Look.
You hear what I said, Carl?
I heard it.
I have to apologize first for Opie for his geography is a little. It's not a strong. It's not a strong suit.
Natasha's Russian.
Yeah, the name actually is Russian.
So
yeah.
How am I that off?
They hate Russians. They're Polish.
Right, there you
Yeah,
go.
they took my country.
Poland, yeah, they did.
Let me ask you something. Forget about what I look like now.
Colin's showing the girls pictures of when he was 18.
You were wild.
You're
wild.
I look like Andrew Galata.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who
Of
that
course
is?
they don't know who
He
that
was
is.
a Polish heavyweight.
Oh, okay.
Who's
that?
A long time
Who
ago.
cares, right? A long time ago, exactly.
Do you think she goes a
We
long
care
time
about
ago?
now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
you
When
think he
did
was
you?
handsome?
When did you come over to the States?
2000.
2000.
Yeah, we came to New York over here.
Oh my
points
God!
in
You must have been little tater tots then.
I was 7.
You were 7 years
I
old,
was
and
13.
you were 13.
He was blooming.
So you come over here, and what? You go to
She's a
school and
dirty one.
everything.
Yeah, I went to school in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Yeah,
Good school in Brooklyn.
Greenpoint.
Yeah, there you go.
Good call.
Yeah. Officially, we didn't live in Greenpoint, but
Yeah. And then, now, how did you start figuring out, hey, I think American men, they want to see our sexy body?
I just like to peek
I was a slut all over the place.
You were a slut?
Always a slut.
Were you a slut?
Yeah, I was like having sex all over the place.
God damn, that's
So
fantastic.
I was open with my sexuality a lot. So
Yeah.
it's not like yesterday I opened and I want to do porn. Like,
It was
Right.
always
I was-
there, you
yeah.
It's always there.
So I was born to do porn, basically.
Would you like notice like, oh my God, she's fucking everybody? Yeah.
Like,
I was like, hell yeah.
Oh man. So then you're
I
a
was
little.
like, let me watch.
Whoa. Would you watch her have sex with guys?
Yeah. Today, I mean, last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Holy shit. And they're both naked in Penthouse, and she just moved her leg, and I tried to look at her panties.
Yeah,
It's
what is
amazing
wrong
how
with
that's...
you?
Wait, what about last night?
Whoa, that's great. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Very nice
And Natalia
panties.
showed me.
I have black panties on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She-
Well, what happened last night?
Dress.
Was there a good story last night, or no?
We went to eat dinner. We went to a sushi place.
Yeah.
And there was this girl sitting there alone eating by herself. So we invited
like,
her
kidnapped
to
her.
her table.
Yeah.
So we started eating. They started drinking wine, and then one thing led to the other. She came to the hotel room with us.
Oh man. So then the 3 years are in the hotel room.
Yeah,
So there
and
was
the
some
funny
lezzing
thing
out.
Is her
There was
last
lezzing
name is
out.
Star, but in Spanish.
Estrella.
So it was like
Oh.
she was meant to be with us.
Of course.
Wait, you guys
Wow.
have no problem having? Wow. Okay.
You don't
Like,
mind
me,
it?
so-
I watched.
Yeah, she
Oh,
watched. She
fuck.
took a shower and then she watched it.
Have you ever touched-
And she says next time I join too.
Did you diddle yourself a little bit while you watched?
No.
No?
She was tired.
I was
maybe.
tired.
That's how jaded she is. She just went to bed while her sister was having a lesbian experience on the bed. How great is that?
Man.
That's
And
so
we
hot.
have one king size bed in our home.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have
So
to
it's
share.
like sharing is caring.
Wow. This is crazy.
Have you, the two of you ever had sex with a man at the same
Yes, we
time?
have.
Comedian, maybe?
No.
Oh.
Would
he
you
was
like to?
also a porn actor.
What's that?
he was.
It was on film.
Yeah.
Do you have sisters? Is it weird for you? Do you touch each other on film?
Like
We don't
touch as
allow
in like
to.
our body, not our private parts.
I
You
can't
haven't-
figure her
No,
nothing
it's
like
illegal
No.
for us to do
It's
that.
illegal?
That's
that
illegal.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Really, Laney?
Because we
Why is that
actual
illegal?
sisters.
Not in this room, it's not illegal.
No, not at all.
It's like the international fucking date
I
line.
can spank
Yes.
her in the movie. They told me to spank
This
her
is
ass.
sovereign soil like the Vatican.
I said we get a little spanking going on.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Spank her
Why don't the one sister spank the
what a
other
great
sister?
idea.
Hold on, can we see your
my
hiney?
God.
Hey, the
Hold
mic
on,
is
Carl.
stuck.
Hold on. She's got to bend over. Yeah, why wouldn't
Colin's like right next to her.
Oh, my
God.
It's one sister, legitimately.
Jesus.
Wait, let me put the mic.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
yeah.
Oh,
Spank
my
her so
God.
hard. She's been bad.
Oh, she's slapping her like a Nazi soldier in the Warsaw Ghetto.
Yeah. Spank her.
You know, I've
You've
seen
been a-
those videos.
You've been a
Very
bad
nasty.
girl.
Bad girl.
You dropped the meatballs or something.
What?
Yeah, the kielbasa.
Chip.
You were carrying
A black kielbasa.
Hold on,
Don't fuck up the
Kielbasa,
sexual
yuck.
vibe.
You
do
gotta
this-
make it sexy. Like, all right, you were such a bad girl. there was a cat outside, and he backed over.
Chip is making it punitive.
Wow.
He made it into a moral lesson for us all. Don't be a naughty kid.
I think this is what the George Zimmerman trial needs. To bring everyone together.
Yes,
Let's bring everyone together.
Wait, would you spank her?
Racial harmony.
I'm not much of a spank. I like getting spanked.
You like getting spanked?
She's the older sister. She's
Oh, you do the spanking? You paddle the youngster?
I mean, I don't mind it. You can spank me too.
I'd spank you. That's very nice.
Spank her.
You guys spank
What's
me
that?
a little bit.
Give her the old Lequalessa.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to bend over though.
Oh.
You've been so bad. You're not going out for 6 months or something.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I told you to unclog the toilet, but you didn't.
Chip.
You've been very bad.
Chip.
He's having a flashback.
Keep it sexy.
There was an old lady having a heart attack outside, and you didn't call nobody. You're very bad. You was too busy licking cooties, and the old lady died. The old lady's dead now, thanks to you.
Chip, that's not sexy.
Yes,
talk.
it is. Everybody's coming buckets. I'm so fucking horny right now. I could eat a pussy for 2 hours. Fucking piece of garbage.
They're nice ladies.
It combined the worst of his psychological flashbacks of his childhood.
Right.
Yes. Chip's mother had a lot of sexual incidents when he was young, and he's still.
Yeah, he holds grudges.
Yeah, I used to see her through the bushes.
He doesn't quite get what sexy is and what
Yes, I
isn't.
do.
No,
I just made it so I was spanking her good.
Yeah,
He was good.
What you're
He
saying
did good.
wasn't, but what you're saying, it wasn't like sexy talk.
Yeah, it was punishing her for letting the old lady have a stroke in front of the house.
I didn't call
There's the part that's not sexy.
Yeah, you should have called 911, Chipper, instead of tugging your pud.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
How old were you since you were a slut when you lost your virginity?
Yeah.
What would you say?
12 and a half.
12 and a half.
How old was the guy?
Wow.
He was
He
younger.
was like old a little bit than me.
A couple. How old? I mean,
Like a couple years.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Sure.
38,
15.
47.
And what about you? Were you a little more?
I was 14.
Oh man,
That's a little more like it.
Who was the guy?
there you go.
He was 17.
Okay, that's fine. At least it wasn't like I'm some creepy molester.
And we're like
He is now, but
Americans, obviously, or were they Polish from the
Actually,
neighborhood?
it was during the summer when I went to Poland for vacation.
Oh,
So it's like a summer vacation type thing.
wow, what a vacation for him.
That's terrific.
Have you ever
God.
sucked a penis together?
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that do you make out?
No.
No, you can't do that.
No.
Oh, we don't
But is
care.
it weird to like? Cause they're legitimately sisters. Is it weird to suck a penis with your sister?
No stranger as it is for you.
No, because we share. We kiss the
no
dick.
stranger.
I just want to make
Yeah,
I just want
fucking
to
good
make the dick
try.
happy, right?
Should we, let's get them to make out.
a common purpose.
What? What happened? Oh.
Do you
I know,
ever
like,
do you ever
what?
hold each other's breasts like the?
Yeah, I love her playing with her boobs. She have nice.
Could I
big
see your
boobs.
breasts because I have I
They are really
I,
nice, right?
Yeah, holy shit.
I like the way he said it. Can I see your breast? Because I
know, I panicked.
Wow.
Holy
Let them
shit.
breathe.
I can't get the
Your fucking honkers are nice.
No, see, Chip.
What?
Wow. That's
What wonderful breasts you have.
Are those all natural?
Yes.
They are.
Those are
right?
not. Those are not natural.
No, you can
God
tell
give
by the
us
way
a
they
natural
move.
Those are
I'm
not.
gonna
Those
let
are
them-
implants.
Yeah,
No, they're
that's
not.
mine.
Those are. I guarantee they're implants. They
You can touch them.
Okay, that was what I wanted.
You're gonna test if they fake or real.
Wow.
You're gonna
I'll
test
test
them.
them,
You're gonna
okay.
test
That's
them.
amazing.
Yeah, you're gonna test them.
Okay, like this.
No, Chip.
I'm
He's
fucking
doing the
Chip.
karate chop massage move on them. He's karate chop. Chip, no. He's touching his head.
I fucking bang the top of my head right into those titties.
Chip,
Are
I'm
yours
thinking
real?
about it to get a bigger one.
They look like they
stay
feel
natural.
Yeah.
No, they
So
feel
she-
real.
I want to hug them.
Kiss them, hug them, squeeze them.
Wow,
I just want
those
to
are
jiggle
so
them.
natural. Look,
Yeah.
they're so
Those
natural.
are
should stay
fucking
that way.
amazing.
Get on to the side.
Yeah.
Oh
She's
my
bigger than me.
God.
Right? She's a little bigger than you.
Little
But you
bigger.
know
Yeah,
what?
she is.
The variety is
God,
the
they're
spice
perfect.
of life.
I like the
Perfect.
I like the fact
Yeah.
that these girls' tits are so nice they knock the chip right out of her.
I need to stop this off.
Exactly. Chip took a hike.
Those are fucking like teardrops. They're amazing.
They're
Thank you for letting me feel your breast.
Wow, look at that now. Panties, go ahead.
Come
Lose
on.
the
Look at what you
dress.
get the dress on for.
It's beautiful.
Don't get nervous, girls. Don't get nervous.
I'm gonna
My
leave my
party.
underwears on.
That is
Yeah, it's
great. She got like a turquoise-colored little fucking...
Do they feel real or fake? They look like they feel...
man.
You should touch them.
You test them. You test them. Come on.
Jesus, Jim, that's amazing.
Okay.
Get the hair away.
Jim, what do you think?
They're heavy, right?
Yeah. It's like fucking like lifting two like fetuses.
No, Chip. You're gonna ruin the whole vibe.
Now he's ruining.
Gonna ruin it.
I know.
But imagine one with those boobs, like just.
They might be. I can't even describe how fucking amazing these girls are. Those are so sexy because all you see is fake breasts now. You don't see heavy, beautiful, real breasts.
Natural. I think natural they go now in back
yes.
in.
Is it more in?
Yeah.
And what about hair care, ladies? What about hair
I
care?
have a bush, but it's only in the
We support bush.
What?
How much bush? Let's see. Let's see.
Oh man, yeah. See, that's great.
Look
at the pussy hair. You have Arabic writing over your vagina?
Yeah, I'm getting it removed though.
Okay, what did it say?
No, what
it says
happened?
love and be loved.
Oh, okay.
In what?
In Arabic.
I'm sure.
Arabic.
So, wait, so why are you getting it removed? Seems like a nice message.
Because she thinks that's what it says. It really says behead the infidels.
It says.
Allah Akbar.
How do you know that for sure?
Yeah.
I know because I wrote it. I went on Google Translate.
It probably says.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck me hard. Fuck me hard.
I want to Google Translate.
Oh my God.
No.
So why are you getting it removed?
Oh, well, I don't like it.
Were you going out with an Arab guy or something?
No, my best friend, she's Arabic. She's
What's
actually.
who?
My best friend, she's Arabic.
Uh-huh.
So.
Oh, so you decided to do that?
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
I get a sign that says Coda right there or something. Put a bunch of arrows.
That's a good one.
Fuck yeah,
Chip.
Carl.
Any other tats?
No, that's it.
No tramp stamp? You got tramp
She
stamp?
has one.
Of course I
Let me
do.
see the tramp stamp. Oh, yeah. Little tribal work right there above the A's.
God damn, these girls are fucking sexy, man.
This one was my first one, second one, third one, and fourth one.
What's on the
This one
side?
She has 2 diamonds.
Yeah,
Two
this
diamonds?
one diamonds.
Oh, okay.
What type of parents make beautiful girl like this? Maybe factory,
41.
tractor worker, builder in Poland?
My dad is a construction worker.
He
He's
was
a bleaker.
construction.
Yeah.
My father, he make a tractor in factory. Mother also make tractor.
He's a good guy.
Are your parents like cool with everything, or are they bummed out, or they?
I don't know. I never told her or him.
Whoa.
Well, we sent them the picture of the magazine.
Oh.
So it's like, we're hinting it.
I saw
That's
him
more than a hint. When you say,
Yeah, it says penthouse and you're half naked on the cover.
my dad, he doesn't speak English, so he's not like...
you don't need to see
We tell
that.
him this is construction periodical about building of penthouses on buildings.
But he lives in Brooklyn, like, in Greenpoint, so his word is Greenpoint. So he got Polish people, everything in Polish, so he knows only Polish people, so he doesn't know Penthouse is.
Right.
Yeah. So I told him it's a dirty magazine.
Is, though.
Yeah, does he have he must know, like...
I explained to him what it is.
Oh, boy. He's not happy?
He was like, okay, he's okay. She said fine.
Yeah.
My mom says, wow. That's all she said.
Wow.
But I give my dads a hit what I do before if I'm doing porn. I mean, yeah.
That's got to be a little tough.
I did give
for
her
a dad, because it's always daddy's little girl, you know.
I remember when I was younger, I found porn in the house.
Yeah?
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You didn't even know what it was?
I was like really young.
Oh.
No, it was in the house. She didn't know what it was.
Oh.
My father was very civilized.
I actually found my dad dirty magazine when I was little, and I found it, and I went to the closet, and I closed the closet, and I was watching with the flashlight.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, and they were looking for me. They were looking
two
for
factory workers having sex on the assembly line before the boss come in. Very wonderful story of a woman that run the rivet on the tank line, and the man, he puts the pins in the tracks of the tank.
Would you be bummed out if you went to your parents' house and you found this one like well worn in the bathroom?
That would be creepy if I said.
Shit.
I mean, I want to send them one.
The picture's sticking and everything.
Oh, man, right?
Yeah, a bunch of cum on it.
Gee, Chip. You could leave it at that. We know what we're talking about. You don't have to like get so graphic.
Whatever.
Chip has no like this.
He has no home training.
No, he doesn't. You know, he doesn't. He's very dirty.
I like dirty people.
So, what do you girls have? You making any appearances and stuff?
Yeah. Tomorrow. Wait.
Today we do HQ.
Today we're gonna
At
host a party at headquarters.
Yeah.
It's just a strip club. You guys are all invited.
Oh, yay!
You guys want to see some sexy pussy and sexy ass chicks?
Yeah, I like seeing nice hot
Bring a lot of dollar bills down.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Speaking of which, Roland loves these girls as well, and he wants a lap dance.
What?
Yeah.
Does he?
I think we should take care of
I
Roland
don't know
today.
if I could give lap dances because I never stripped or, you know.
You can make it
I
up.
wanted to, like, you know, show you.
I think I think we could judge you
and,
here.
Tell me if
tell
it's
you.
good or not.
Pluses or minuses.
Yeah,
I think that.
he could rate mine.
Sure. You did well up until the point where you forgot to put your mouth on his dick.
What happened,
You know,
Troy?
we'll just fool her.
Roland's
hiding.
Why? I thought he wanted a lap dance. Or are you guys trying to make this happen?
If you guys gave Roland a lap dance, it would flash you back to like the minor petty official from the Communist Party.
I wouldn't be that sexual.
Yeah.
No touching.
Well,
I don't know. He
looks like a corrupt border guard from Bulgarian.
We said, let's get you a lap dance. He didn't want one, and he's like, I'm trying to get Miley Cyrus picture, and he went running off.
I love Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
She's here today.
I know. I saw her.
Oh, you did?
saw her?
I saw her back.
You should
To see a butt?
She would probably love you.
Yeah, but she was really
She's the same age as her.
I'd smooch her.
Take pictures with her. That'd be good. Fucking Miley with.
Well, who else would want a lap
beautiful
dance
girls
around here?
I want her.
You do?
Yeah, imagine her, you go to the bathroom and she's in the bathroom
Yeah,
and then
dropping a
Girl,
big shit or something.
You ladies are beautiful, but it's a
you
big
need a
step up
tampon?
from a Spanish girl eating sushi to Miley Cyrus.
You might have to work a little. You might have to work a little harder.
It's not that hard.
No?
No.
Damn.
It's not as hard as you think.
No, I think it's pretty easy with you girls. That would be
I'll just walk to her like this. You know, hey, what's up, guys?
so perky and fun. Look at her go.
Hi, how you doing?
I don't think we're gonna be like that.
I was wondering if I could make you come.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta lick that pussy good.
Yeah, that's no
one
problem.
can say no to that invitation.
Right.
Yeah. Go shake those puppies.
Wow.
I'd like to see Chip go to HQ tonight.
Fuck yeah, go to headquarters. Get
That
my
would be
pecker
good.
tugged.
Hecka tugged. There's none of that going
No, we
on.
don't do that there.
No. There's sexy dancing or
Yeah,
something,
just
right?
dancing.
Just
And what? Can guys get pictures of you girls?
Yes,
Yes.
they can.
yeah.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna sign the magazine.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna
Penthouse.
take pictures, you know, give away magazines, talk
Wow.
to fans, you know.
Are they going to come on our bus, Laney? We want them on the bus.
Yes,
oh, they're very cool.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have girls that are.
What
Laney
kind
brings
of
the best
bus?
girls.
Is it like a sex bus?
Yeah, it's yes.
Yeah, it's
Get
the-
on the bus. It's from that Spike Lee movie.
Get on the
Yeah, we'll
bus.
show you what kind of bus.
Mike.
Could you sign the magazine? I come all the way here. I put buckets on the steam shovels back in Mother Poland. This is my brother. He put the cable on the bucket. Without us, no bucket gets put on the machine. Poland no get built.
That's a good impression.
Oh, it's great. I love that. I love the old Eastern Bloc. It was fun times. Good times.
Good times.
You girls don't even know that there was communism over there at some
I
point.
finished when I was born.
Yeah, when you were born, it was all over.
I was in a belly when I actually finished.
Yes.
How old are you? How old are you? I'm sorry.
I am 202.
202.
You're fucking younger.
That's great.
I'm 20.
I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
You look very nice.
And you're 20. Are you furthering your education, or are you depending on just the beautiful body?
Yeah,
For now.
that's my education.
For now.
That's it. For now, you got time.
I mean, I was
Oh,
looking
yeah.
into schools. My friend goes to school. He goes one day a week.
That's it. Oh, wow.
1 day a week.
It's a hell of a school.
Every
wonderful
Thursday.
school.
It's better. You know, it's better than nothing, you know?
It's only 1 day better than nothing.
That's the better than nothing school. That's great. Enroll now. It's better than nothing.
Nothing.
I don't have a head for school.
Yeah. That's all right.
Do blowjobs.
You only need a head for school. You don't have tits like that.
Yeah. You know,
Don't
when I
worry
was
about
in
it.
school, they told me I should be an astronaut because I was taking up so much space. Fucking home run, Chipperson.
He just sucks the sex right out of the room every time.
It's like they're bubbly and fun and giggly, and then Chip says something. It's silence.
Oh,
Chip.
I guarantee if he goes to HQ tonight, the place will empty out of men in 5 minutes.
You don't want that.
Guys are going to out be killing themselves in front of the place. It's horrible.
At least gonna somebody. Then police gonna come. There's gonna be a lot of things.
Oh man. Yeah.
Believe me.
So so you girls dance up there
Yeah.
and stuff. So what your poles? You do the. I know your poles. That's kind of funny. But on the, you guys know how to spin around on.
I know how to spin around, but I don't know how to do
I'm
any
still
crazy
learning.
tricks.
No crazy like when they wrap the leg around
I
the.
did a commercial for Scores over here for the New York
Oh, you did?
Scores over here.
Yeah.
So if you guys,
I've seen those
on
commercials
TV.
late
Yeah,
at
I'm in
night.
that
I see that. It's so hard to jerk off to those 2 seconds. Like she's gone.
I could do it.
Who's got a tattoo on their left foot?
she does.
Oh my God!
Oh, what do you like?
What happened?
Oh wait!
What's that
for? Holy
shit!
Wow! Wait!
Hope he's got a good picture
Oh, that's a good one. I like
on
that.
the
That's
phone.
vulgar.
That someone just tweeted that to me. Wow!
Oh shit.
You're on your belly with everything.
So
Huh?
did you meet Miley Cyrus?
What happened, Roland?
So your call.
Where is she?
Oh, I don't
What was
care.
the question?
No, I'm waiting for the manager. Like, you guys might be able to get a picture with her.
I have one already, but I mean, I would still. Can we get her in?
What?
Yeah, she's coming right now. That'd be hilarious. Just say, yeah, walk in here, and she'll see the girls.
Maybe I should
naked.
just put my boobs
Beautiful.
Bring her here.
Girls, just imagine
outside, yeah,
when
I'll
you're
do
doing the lap dance, just imagine you won a Turkish visa, and this is the person.
Roll it.
I should put my bro on and she's coming here.
Just imagine you were arrested for hashish being strapped to your body, and he's the warden at the prison, beating your feet.
Roland, you want a lap dance?
We're waiting for a Miley Cyrus,
I'm
right?
waiting for a Miley Cyrus picture for them.
Oh.
So you can't get a lap dance?
Yeah, what does that have to do with the price of eggs?
In Chicago.
We'll stop the lap dance.
Where's D-Rock?
Somebody will stand out.
Yeah, we'll stop the lap dance as soon as Miley Cyrus shows up.
You girls travel a lot around the United States?
We go to
Still starting.
Miami,
Yeah.
Chicago,
Chicago,
a lot of
Jersey.
Jersey.
And we live in California.
California,
Los
LA?
Angeles.
You're in LA, right?
We just moved recently in October.
Oh my God!
You got a place? What? Both of you got a place there
No,
together?
we together, live it together. It's more
Yeah.
comfortable.
Nice.
We share
Parties?
beds. Why we share?
You got parties out there and stuff?
Yeah.
What do you drink? Vodka?
I drink Belvedere. It's Polish vodka.
Belvedere? Polish vodka?
I like cranberry vodka, and then I like.
Yeah? Do you mix it with
pineapple
anything or
and
like
Malibu.
straight up?
I like shots.
You like shots?
Tequila shots.
But what about you? You don't like a little girly drink on the side while you do your shots?
I drink with like orange
I like
juice
beer
on
too.
the side.
Fuck.
I like Stella.
That this tough Polish girl. I like this. Like this.
Vodka.
Wodka.
Wódka.
Wodka.
No tak
Yes.
Byłaś piękna, czysta, przezroczysta. I
Yeah.
miałaś na imię czysta.
What did she say?
About vodka, but she repeated herself.
Oh, I thought she was like saying something. Say something really dirty in Polish.
Chodź tutaj do mnie, żebym twojego chuja wysokowała.
What did she say?
I said, come here so I can suck your cum out your dick.
You said really dirty.
You did say really dirty.
That's great. Wow. That would be terrible not understanding Polish, and she's saying that, and you're just standing there going, wow. What?
Yeah.
She's asking for directions. What?
The F train 2 blocks down.
Yeah, exactly.
I love taking a train.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, what do you girls take? Train around, taxis? What do you got? A limo?
Taxis.
Taxis.
Yeah.
Train, great point.
Boy, the driver must be like, holy fuck, what just got in my cab?
we had a cab driver take us from the hotel to over here. He was such a fucking dick.
Yeah, he was.
Why? What did he do?
The cab was $7, right? So we asked.
He probably didn't like what was written over your pussy.
We told him cash, and then
in my tongue
we had
metal.
only $100, right?
Yeah.
Like we didn't. like
We
we didn't
didn't
have
have
change. So he started bitching.
Yeah, he died.
It's not your job to have change for the fucking cab.
Yeah.
Did you have a credit card?
Yeah, I did, but he already pressed the button for cash, so
He
I
could
couldn't
repress
go
it.
back.
Yeah, he could.
Hey, cash full of shit.
And he got mad, so he did. I didn't give a shit. I didn't make a
Tell us who he
10
was.
cents.
With brick his fuck legs.
Yeah, he was that. It
Like, get more mean and meaner.
He probably liked you, and he was mad that he couldn't have you, so he
Yeah.
wanted to be just
That's
nasty.
why that's
too many people in the world
that's
that way.
everything. Every
I
day.
don't doubt it.
They're very nice girls, though.
They
They're
are
fun girls.
just adorable, great, fun girls. That's fantastic. Penthouse, of course,
They're on the cover.
7th annual Badass
Yes,
issue.
in stores today. Well,
Yeah.
yesterday. And today and tomorrow.
Yesterday.
And every day.
I think a lot of people will pick up this.
Yeah.
This one,
The
yeah.
one with the green background. It says badass, you
This
know.
is great.
There's two hot
Girls.
sisters on the cover.
Now I have to go to the
We are
dentist.
not
Amazing
twins. We
one.
are sisters.
Yeah.
We have an age difference, you know.
It's great.
Wow.
And
hey,
everybody says
nice.
that we're twins, but we're not. But then I have 6 years on her, so
You look great together. though.
yeah.
You
So
know.
everybody, like, if somebody says that we're twins, and then I thank you. That is bad on her because they add her 6 years on her.
Or just
Then mine
Well, they
is
just
mine.
added 3 to her and took away 3 from you. Let's just
There you
split the
go.
difference.
That's what we did
Compromise.
one time, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
every
Let's-
time, because I technically can't get inside like clubs, like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Technically.
I know one club out there on Long Island you could get into. That's right.
Club Himmler.
Yes. Goose step your way to fun and happiness.
So
Yeah.
Penthouse and I guess headquarters tonight to meet these girls at
I
their
was
best.
also Hustler Honey too. I was in Hustler. I was a Hustler.
Hustler Honey?
September.
I
Yeah.
loved that section. Yeah, Hustler Honeys.
Yeah.
She did it for Christmas.
It was
Yeah?
like, I had like a red outfit and I was doing like a snow angel and
Whoa.
it was cute. It was naked snow angel.
Of course. Hustler. That would be silly.
I would hope so, yeah.
Somebody liked the wholesome pictures in Hustler. You know, Hustler has a lot of, shots where they're, whoa. Kinda-
Yeah, they more dirty.
No, it wasn't
They more
that.
dirty than Playboy.
They open
Yeah.
up their quotas like the doors of the Bradleys or something.
All right.
Wow, Chip.
Well, so.
yeah, we're
Well,
gonna.
thank the
let's switch the
ladies
subject.
for coming in. Yeah, girls
Thank
are great.
you.
It's over.
Girls, are,
Thank you
well,
for
yeah.
having
Yeah, our
us.
show's over.
Well, I could.
Show's over.
I gotta go. I gotta go to the dentist.
How about
It's
if the guy-
terrible.
I hate dentists.
I do too.
I missed my
Let me get
dentist
trust.
like for like a couple years because I didn't do nothing. So I came back to do stuff and it's like nah.
Then it's
again.
even worse, right?
I need one too, believe me.
Yeah.
What about if that guy buys a copy of the magazine and he sees them too and he goes, "These bitches don't break $100 bill."
These ones that would not break the 100. I press button for cash.
Oh my God.
They give me credit card. Puh, puh.
He's hitting it with his shoe. He's hitting the magazine.
And then he's sitting like this.
He's jacking off to me.
Bitch.
I just start my shift at 8 o'clock. I tell him, start 8 o'clock.
But he did have change. But he did.
Motherfuck. Then I spill my piss bottle.
You know, they all have bottles with piss in it under there.
That's disgusting.
Fucking cabbages are disgusting.
Oh, and the cat
Tell me you
smells like
never.
shit.
They're animals.
Tell me you never piss in a cup. Like in the
Right.
car, like.
That's what he does.
I piss. I take my unclipped savage dick and piss in Snapple bottle. Cause these bitches to with your cash to you.
Jesus Christ.
Funny shit.
Right? It's a fucking circus here every day. Stop by.
I should tune in more often.
You really should.
Yeah, it's a comedy of errors.
Oh, shit, Bob. Doesn't he just stop the fun? He just...
Colin Quinn's going to be back tomorrow for the return of Lady Di and Marion.
Yes.
And let's not forget about his one-man show,
When he meet those two.
Unconstitutional, at the Cherry Lane Theater
You guys
from
should-
July
you
4th
guys
to
should
the
come by tomorrow.
23rd.
They should come by to see
should.
Lady Di and Marion just to see. It's like the ghosts of Christmas past. What could have been?
You guys should come back tomorrow.
If you didn't have your looks.
One little fucking DNA thing takes a turn and you get that.
Right.
It's amazing. No, you girls got it all perfect.
We're right.
All
right on the
that,
money.
all the genealogy came together and it was perfect. Oh man, look at me! I instantly go over. Wow, that is a lucky quarter.
Yeah.
I found it in the hall.
Where it was.
In the hall.
Yeah.
That is a lucky quarter.
It was
I
right
had it in my
there.
nipple, and then I had to take my bra off, so it fell down on my belly.
Oh,
And then.
if this was the testimony that was going on with this beast in the fucking Zimmerman trial, I'd be going, well, you gotta convict him. You gotta convict him. This girl's a genius. She knows everything about everything. That was, yeah.
On
Great.
CNN, they're blocking out the word ass. They're putting they won't print ass.
They spell it Jimnorton.
That's wrong. And that's hurtful.
Oh, sorry, Chippa. I really gotta go. I gotta be in the dentist chair at 11. Isn't that terrible? Out on Long Island.
Good luck.
Out on Long Island. I got a big house out there with a pool and,
The usual stuff.
A lot of Polish vodka that I just keep around for just such an occasion.
Yeah, Sobieski.
Yeah, right. That's working well.
Yeah.
I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah.
See you
All right,
mañana.
girls. Take it easy.
See you
Thanks for coming
mañana.
out.
Thank you for having
Colin
us.
Quinn, always a pleasure.
Thank you for having us. Follow me on
Anytime.
Twitter. Natalia Starcher-Blank.
Oh, wait.
And follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, get the Twitter. We'll post
Hold on.
the Twitter.
Do it again. Do it again.
Natasha Star 69.
Natasha Star 69. Very
Mine
good.
is NATALIA
Ooh.
On Twitter. Very
Triple
good.
X. I know what that means.
These girls were terrific.
Thank you. Thank
All
you for
right.
having us.
Come on back and see us again.
Thanks.
Laney rules.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be on the bus tour. Holy
They're going to
shit.
go see Miley.
All right. We'll
Yeah,
see you
where's
guys tomorrow.
Miley?
Colin,
All right.
you better be here tomorrow, Carl.
Huh?
Don't you leave
Oh my God.
one or two?
Oh, let's go. That's great.
Just
Thank you so
one or
much.
two.
Oh, what a great
That
time.
one I mailed to them.
Okay, you
you're
did?
sold out
Okay,
to
so you
Gills
just
already.
need one?
Yeah, that's fine.
5'7"?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh, thank you, sweet.
Beautiful.
Bye, ladies. Good luck.
Okay, cool. Good to see you, Colin.
Same here.
Good to
Take
see
it
you.
easy, lady. Thanks, Laney. Take it easy.
All right, we'll go this way.
Hilarious.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
What?
That's just fucking fantastic.
Yeah, they were great.
Yes,
It's so true. You
okay.
get used
Take
to
it
fake
easy.
text when you see real ones. You're like, oh my God.
That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, that seeing natural girls like that, you know, right? Not those big fucking nasty
But I'll tell you right
implants.
now, nothing like Lady Di and Marion. I want to
Yeah.
see them.
Oh, Miley Cyrus.
Oh,
picked
Miley
it.
Cyrus. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
The Opie and Anthony Show is available later today with SiriusXM On Demand. You heard about it. You've waited 4 long hours for it. Finally, the moment is at hand. After Opie and Anthony Live is coming up next! Yeah! SiriusXM. Hey! And now, the Opie and Anthony Show continues. This is After O&A Live. Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Welcome to After Opie and Anthony Live. Colin Quinn is still here. Nobody else is here.
What, do you want the radio?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh. Wow.
Welcome to the show, Colin Quinn.
Thanks, Sam.
We were just talking about what an exciting day tomorrow is going to be.
Yes, we were.
You had no idea that we'd gotten the updates from Lady Di?
I did not know that.
She called into this show first. She called into the after show. I guess she didn't know who I was. She must have thought O&A were. I don't even know how she got this 866-WOW-1-WOW number.
Oh, she's got her ways.
Huh?
Lady Di has her ways.
Yeah, she does. She's a sneaky one, but
yes.
Nothing. I know that you're a Lady Di fan from back in the day.
Yeah, Lady Di and Marion, yeah.
Nothing's changed with this woman.
No.
It's been, I think, 5 years since we've seen her. And no job. Still boozing.
Oh.
She just, we find the only income that she has is like a while back her dad died. So she's just been using some money that he left her to buy booze.
Oh, well, that's not nice, but you know.
she's got some guy to pay her rent for her. It's really quite pathetic.
Who's the guy? They should bring him in.
We talked to him on the phone. He doesn't seem like a jokey type guy. No, that's not how I'd describe him.
Kind of a surly,
a bit of a brute. You know.
Yes, I can envision it.
But so yeah, it's gonna be big tomorrow, and you're rescheduling your shit.
Yes, I'm going to reschedule some of the press I'm doing because I have to be here for the. It's a kind of a historical event.
I think so. I mean, it's the reunion. You're not a Bobo guy because you're like the old school.
I like Bobo. I mean, I appreciate all the people that torture him on Twitter.
You like that?
Yes.
You know, they've gone in like a whole, like the listeners of this show.
Yes.
Have gone in a completely their own direction with it.
Right.
He's gone through like 4 or 5 different Twitter handles because people keep convincing him that they're girls.
Yes.
And then he sends them his password, and then they delete his account every time. It's so cruel.
You know what? It's one of those things. Funny once, funnier 5 times.
Right. It's just like the first time you're like, oh man, that's really mean. And by the 5th time you're like, come on, he can't be doing it again. They got him twice. They got him twice in one day.
That is cute. That is great.
And he calls the office and goes, I got a new Twitter handle. I just wanted to let you guys know to follow me because I got a new Twitter handle.
Yeah, people do seem to get a special joy, a sadistic joy in tormenting him.
It really is horrible. I don't even know why we're laughing about it.
Because guess what? As horrible as that is, just the idiocy of Norton, Opie, and Anthony going to try to get Miley Ray Cyrus's picture with Miley Ray is really nauseating to me.
And it was amazing, too, because the girls are in here.
Right.
And we're like, okay, we're working on something with them. And then Roland comes in, and it's like, oh, we're going to do like a bit with Roland, blah, blah, blah. Everything gets put on the kibosh because we might be able to get a photo with Miley Cyrus.
The whole energy change. Roland comes trundling in here, and he starts going, and everyone's like, what's going on? And even the girl's like, oh, is this the guy we're going to have a lap dance to? They're going along good sports.
Sure.
And instead he goes, well, she's down the hall. And even the girls, the 20-year-old strippers are going, what? Are you guys turning down, like, naked girls in front of you because Miley Ray Cyrus is here? Are you 10-year-old girls?
You're like, what do you...
Why do you care if you're not a 10-year-old girl? It was the most surreal, and I could see their faces confused, like, what is going on here? Is this some kind of a weird, you know?
But all the guys in the room, gentlemen of a certain age at this point are going, yeah, well, get back in the hallway then. Let us know when Miley's ready. You're going, what?
It's insane. It's a funhouse mirror
and then
of masculinity.
During the break, down in the lobby, like half the show, E-Rock's down there, Roland's down there, everybody's got their cameras out trying to figure out how to strategize when a Miley Cyrus photo can happen.
None of them can ever complain about the death of masculinity again because they're part of the problem. And as you pointed out correctly, E-Rock was down there pretending to take a picture, pretending to be the jaded, bored photographer.
He's in helpful mode. Like, yeah, I mean, I got the camera, so if anybody needs me
He's
to
like,
take
I'm
a photo.
just a chronicler of what's going on, you know.
Right. Like, I go down there and be like, E-Rock, Ant said forget about it, so. And E-Rock's sitting there like, really? Well, I don't know. Well, we'll just wait and see. We'll figure it out because he wants to be down there.
E-Rock practices his jaded size at home. All right, I'll stay.
He's looking in the mirror trying to figure out, no, I see a little smile there. I got to be
My
emotionless.
eyes are shining when I heard Party in the USA, Miley's original hit.
E-Rock, did you get your photo?
No, I didn't get a photo.
See?
Yeah.
He was practicing. No, I didn't get a photo. What do I want? I'm with you guys on this one.
But I couldn't get one.
Why? What happened?
Because it was only allotted for Aunt Jim.
Was she picky about who she was taking photos with?
Her management was.
But,
it's incredible.
I was going to say it was her management, because do you honestly think she knows Ant or Jim? Of course not.
No. She has no
nothing
idea.
to do with either of those creeps.
Was fine taking whoever she was taking photos with. She was fine to, perfectly fine to do it. But it was a matter of who got permission to actually go and get one.
How does her management know who to give permission to?
I guess Roland had set it up ahead of time for Ant, and then threw Jim in. So.
Yes, Roland breathlessly announced.
Jim, I want to take a photo with Miley Cyrus. If you have time.
She looked great.
Yeah, I mean, that's why she is who she is. She's a good-looking girl, but, I don't know. So you're disgusted to find out that, like, Jim and Ant were in advance.
Well, no, but just the scurrying about when Roland came in, when those two girls are sitting really naked.
Not
accommodating everything. Spank me, touch my tit. You want us to give a lap dance? There was nothing in their attitude but, like, total accommodation, funny, lively.
Right.
And that everybody, they just looked. They looked. If they had 5 more minutes, they would have been disgusted and said, "We're walking out on you fruitcakes right now."
2 blonde Polish sisters in their 20s with giant natural breasts.
Yes.
And they showed up in the lobby while she was there with everybody. They just walked right in.
Right.
And as soon as she got out, they have this little photo booth in the lobby there.
Yeah.
As soon as Miley got out, the 2 girls hopped right in and started taking photos.
See?
Troy's pissed. You know Troy, don't you?
Yes. Why? Well, he was. Yeah, he was correctly pissed because he was trying to get Roland to take the lap dance.
Here's what happens. Roland.
Hey, I told you he was pissed.
Don't blame it all on Roland. I want the culture of this show to be at blame. But go on.
Roland will, like, the penthouse came in. These girls are coming in. Roland's like, oh, they're so hot. That's my shit. He loves blondes, blonde sisters,
Eastern Europeans.
Yes.
One smelled. But go ahead.
One smelled a little bit?
A little bit.
Colin, you were sitting next to him. Did they stink?
I have a bad sense of smell. I didn't
Okay.
smell. Maybe it was the other one.
They
She didn't seem to smell.
They could
but I
have
a bad sense of
they
smell.
could have shit as war paint on.
That's true.
And
You're
I would
right.
get a fucking lap dance from them.
You're right. You're right.
A lap dance in front of like 8 men here videotaping you. Yeah, that's real sexy.
Listen, well, first of all, you're the nightmare that they had to go through in another generation to get through to this country. I'm telling you.
It's one of the perks of the job.
Yeah, but the other perk is you have hosts who want pictures with other celebrities.
I'll say that. The one thing I will say is that Roland did come in this room and said, look, do you want me to get a lap dance or do you want Miley Cyrus
That's
photos?
correct. And every one of these idiots goes, whoa, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, so
we can't blame Roland for this. The culture in this show is
I
ludicrous.
asked if they said lap dance, I would sit down.
If Roland had gone and hidden, like in the beginning, you came in and said, I don't know where the fuck Roland is. He's hiding. And then
I saw
it was
him
like,
scurry off.
Oh,
okay.
no, I did go talk to the management team.
But then Roland finally came in and goes,
yes,
you know, do you want me to do this lap dance or do you want Miley Cyrus photos? And Colin's right. Every guy in this room is going, well, you got to get the Miley Cyrus photos.
Yes, the whole thing. And the girls were like this. Looking like, what kind of, what we stepped into? Like, they couldn't understand. If they'd been here 5 minutes, they would have spit on everybody and walked out and said, I'm going to go marry a nice real man from Warsaw. Instead
And
of
the problem is when you have a big celebrity and you're near them, you have to be part of the talent department. If not, they're going to tell you to go away.
And not only that, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
If Roland had submitted to the supposedly favor of the lap dance, people would have been taking pictures of his crack of his head. It would have been an occasion not to celebrate sexuality, but to try to humiliate Roland.
But you gotta understand, you're saying there was potential for something beyond flattery if Roland went through with this lap dance, Colin.
I think so.
Oh, Jesus,
But
Colin, I would hope not.
Roland knows that. And when
Pull his shirt up.
when the girls were coming in,
the girls have their shirts off. Roland, take your shirt off. Let's take his shirt off. And these 2 Polish girls are taking Roland's shirt off. He knows
Exactly.
what's going on. He's got tears in his eyes, but he can't say no.
He can see the whole thing.
I asked Roland, I said, would you do oil twister with them? He's like, yeah, no problem. I said, you'll do anything with these girls when they come in? Absolutely no problem.
But
and then as
then-
soon as the girls come in, he runs off. I understand he had to get the picture, the Miley Cyrus picture.
So the thing came up, so it's when they
But
won.
it's so Roland changes his tune once the girls are here.
Did you once they were here, did you still want to do oil twister with the girls? Now, did we have oil or a twister board?
No.
Okay, well, so that would have been difficult. But did you still want to do oil twister with them, or did you start having
He didn't
second
want to do it
thoughts?
for the second. Troy comes up. Look at Troy. He's all tatted up. He looks like one of those like badass like Black Flag, like early 90s California punk band guys. You know what I mean?
Sure.
One of the original MMA type kids.
Uh-huh.
He comes up and Roland's face, you want to do oil twist? Of course he's going to say yes.
Like one of the guys
But
who
then
was
he
in
realizes,
one of the guys who
you
was
don't
in
have my best interest.
one of the guys who was in MMA like right before you could start making money doing it.
Exactly.
Like and now he's watching these other guys become successful, but he still kind of has that MMA look.
Exactly.
You just don't know who he is.
He hung out. He was like the tough guy that hung out with Sublime.
Right, exactly.
And he's going to come here. Why would Roland think you have his best interest at heart? He wouldn't.
Do you sometimes question that, Roland, whether or not Troy's suggestions have your best interest at heart?
Yeah, I just was hungry. I'll do whatever.
But Roland's backed out of stuff we were supposed to do before. We were supposed to go to a strip club last weekend. He didn't want to. He's like, I'm going. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, I get an excuse.
I'm tired.
A couple months ago, we were supposed to go get jerked off at a massage. He
Roland,
fucking
you had
backed
such a
out of
great.
that.
You didn't get jerked off at a massage parlor.
No, I just like I go. Well, I get jerked off, or should I just pay my bills off? I pay my bills off.
paint your balls off?
Pay his bills.
Pay the bills off.
Oh, how did you understand that, Colin?
I speak Rolando. It's a dialect out of Armenia called Rolando that his family actually speaks.
I could have sworn he said pound his balls off.
Pound my balls off or pay my bills off.
Right. So you chose to pay your bills instead of going to the massage parlor and getting a nice crank.
Yeah,
but he says I'll be like, hey, you want to go get a massage and get jerked off this week? And he'll be like, yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do it.
Right.
And then at the last minute, it's like, all right, let's go. Ready to go get jerked off? And he's like, oh, it is an excuse. You don't ever know what he's saying. It's very vague. His story changes each time.
What is that, Roland?
I don't know.
You have second thoughts a lot? You're more of a talker than a doer, maybe?
Oh, like with this channel, turn your head. Jesus Christ!
He wants to please.
We all
Troy's
say
like the
we also
buddy.
do this, and we never do it. So like, yeah, whatever.
I think it's Troy is like the buddy he wants to have, and he wants to be that guy, and then at the last minute he's like, it's not going to work. He goes into depression and just says, I'm going to go home.
Troy's like the kid in high school that's like, no, we're going to rob this store. And you're like, yeah, because you want to be cool. But then you get there and you're thinking about the cops and you're like, I can't rob. So you take the ass kicking instead of actually going in and robbing the store.
But the one time we went and got a massage and got jerked off, he comes out like a kid in a candy store. He was so happy he got jerked off.
Yeah, but then it's awkward that you walk in, the other dude's trying to look at you, and you're like, oh, why am I?
Oh, fuck about that.
I'm not fucking sleeping. I'm fucking walking.
Yeah, Colin's walking around. Everybody knows who he is. Who gives a fuck?
Fuck that. You look at right in the eye and go, hey, my back is sore.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a massage.
He's not sitting there worried about a HuffPo article that says Colin Quinn cited in a Swedish
Look at right in the eye
massage
and go,
parlor.
yeah, were you just getting a massage? Yeah, I was just getting a massage.
It's a racquetball accident. What are you going to do?
Yeah, if that's your excuse, that's outrageous.
Even Colin is not on your side with that one.
No, I can't side with you on that one.
How come you're backing out of massage parlor dates?
I don't know. Now I'm starting to worry about the lap dance too. And the oil twister.
We're all a little worried about.
We all like there's oil, and he goes the oil or twister board truck.
What's further here complaining? He goes, dude, he came to me. He said he would do oil twister with the girls.
He's like, it's a good thing I didn't buy the oil and twister. Would have wasted the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just filmed it. Like all the other interns, their great career things they have after here. No,
so then why would you agree to it before? Why would you be like, oh yeah, I'll do that?
It's in the office. It's like the meetings. We agree to everything the management says, and then when it happens, like,
Is Colin right? Are you going through a little bit of
wait a minute. So you see Troy as management instead of just your friend. That's
that
a little
it?
strange.
No, it's just like what people say stuff. You're like, all right, whatever.
Like Troy's the type of guy, like your friend, you could talk to, whatever. You can speak to him
You can lie to
confidentially.
him.
But yeah, you don't appease your friend. You appease management. You just say what they want to hear. Do you do that a little bit with
Troy
Troy?
reaches out to you as a friend, and you treat him like management. Where's that coming from?
Exactly.
Maybe middle management.
Is he your friend, or is he? You know what I mean? You've got to stand and go, Troy. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm just in a depression. I'm feeling a little insecure. I don't want to go get jerked off. I just can't do it today.
You've been there before, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever turned down such a great offer.
So you're telling me you'll pay for me to get jerked off?
Oh, he didn't say he'd pay for him.
Are you paying for Roland?
I had to pay for. I had to say, dude, I will pay for you to go get jerked off.
How depressed can you be? How depressed can you be?
Yeah.
All you have to do is show up and get an erection.
All you got to do is wake up and know most people show up and get an erection. Oh, maybe there's more to it. Roland's closet gay. He's gay, and he doesn't want to have to deal with explaining to some, masseuse like, listen, miss, don't tell my friend. We'll say we had a good time here.
Yeah, I want Troy to think I'm cool. Right.
But if you have a young Filipino boy in the premises, could you please slip him into this room in the next 15 minutes?
Do you have a back door in this little
There's
massage
nothing wrong
room?
with that. Just tell her to bring her nephew in, or whoever.
Right. Every massage parlor has like 2 Filipino boys that they have like
they?
somewhere in the back just in case.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Trust me.
That's interesting.
I'm an expert here.
All I'm saying is this, Roland. You got to just say, look, We all go through depressions, heavy depressions. You got to wake up and go, all right, I'm depressed, but I'm going to go through with it anyway. Who knows? Something could have happened. You guys might have had a couple of laughs.
Maybe that's the thing that's going to break you out of your depression.
Yeah.
It's not just the jerk. It's the bonding.
It's the hanging out with your buddy. That's the only way anybody gets through this miserable existence.
Right. Right. I mean, you see, and you see the way Colin and his buddies treat each other in here.
Oh, my
on a regular
God.
basis. It's horrible. If anything will drive you to a depression, it's hanging out with the people that Colin Quinn calls buddies.
Like Bob Kelly, his seventh fat.
Right.
His seventh what?
Fat.
Yes.
Seventh fat. I mean, all the people that are showing concern for Bob Kelly now are the people that drove him to become overweight. So,
And now he has a food show that he eats a lot.
Well,
it looks delicious though.
Does it?
It's
Oh,
food.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you think is it a little bit of a depression?
Who knows? It's this place.
Well,
they throw dicks in your ass and they suck the life out of you.
Maybe that's what it is. You don't
Well-
feel like getting jerked off after a dick was just in your ass, you know?
That's a good point, too.
But getting jerked off always makes everything better.
That's true, too.
For you, Troy.
I mean, if anybody.
Yeah,
Any
but
ready, red-blooded American.
Roland doesn't have the confidence in his body that somebody like you
don't
does.
need it.
You know what I
just-
mean?
You're paying for a service. Who gives a fuck what that girl thinks?
Maybe Roland does. Roland's, he's not used to women responding well to his body the way you are. Is that right, Roland?
Sure.
A little bit of that,
That's a
right?
good point.
You know, like
Why
when
did you? Yeah.
when Troy takes off his towel, all the little weirdo Russian massage girls are probably like, "Oh my goodness, look at him, look at him."
Asian.
Whatever they are.
If you went to the table shower, he's like, "Come on, ladies."
Right, for someone like me or for someone like
I go to the
Roland,
corner
it's
to the
more
shower,
of a horror
I
show.
go by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have the confidence just to take off your towel in front of these women.
Yes.
Maybe Roland's not packing
That's right.
a whole lot down in his
Sorry,
pants.
Troy.
You know, you never
Not
know.
everybody's used to Troy. He takes off his towel. All the girls like, oh, guy from Social Distortion, 1994.
Yeah. You know how they all love punk music from the mid to early 90s?
Oh, this guy's influenced by Henry Welland.
But, maybe you need to be a little more sensitive with Roland. Maybe you need to hold his hand a little bit more. Maybe not so much tough love and more love.
But it doesn't sound like tough love. It sounds like he's like, hey, let's go get jerked off. And Roland's like, yeah, all right.
But why does he say yeah to it?
Why do you say yeah to it?
I don't know. Probably the job. And you know, people, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, he figures it's just small talk, just people pleasing.
It's just weird that, but the people please, I would say if somebody was like, do you want to get jerked off? I'd be like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes. But then why does the no come when it comes time to actually go get jerked off? You're a single guy.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I told you it's a depression.
But can't you just snap your... I mean, that's what you got to do, isn't it? Snap yourself out of it, at least for the moment, and say, all I got to do is walk up to this massage parlor. I'm paying this woman to jerk me off. If all I have to do is lie there, if I don't perform well, that's her fault.
Well, maybe last time he went, maybe it wasn't fun for him. Maybe he saw things that Troy, being just a superficial jock guy, couldn't see, which is like, wow, this is a sad environment. Troy said, like, hey, isn't it great to get jerked off?
Right, like he's back in the frat house. Roland actually takes a moment to see the humanity in what's going on around him, whereas Troy is like, guys, we're all going to get jerked off. Maybe a little of that is happening.
Is that what's going on, Roland?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like, hey, and you know what the funny part was? I dipped into a purse and robbed her after she jerked me off.
Right, high five! Pound me out, bro.
It's dark. Looks like Chernobyl. They can't afford to build. It's
Chernobyl. Is it Chernobyl in that place, Troy, or are you just kind of so focused on the fact that you're about to get jerked off?
It's a sad place.
It's
all
no, it's Utopia.
It is.
It is.
It's dark. They play sad music.
No, they play nice, relaxing
and there's
music.
like three Asian girls sleeping, and
And
one woman
gorgeous.
smacks them to go upstairs.
No, they don't. They don't
Colin,
do
I
that.
think we're starting to hit on something here.
Yes.
No, they
You
don't.
hear one girl's saying, they're screaming at each other, and then the girl goes upstairs.
He's exaggerating. They come out. They're gorgeous little 19-year-old Asian girls.
being screamed at.
And Roland probably looks at them like, what went wrong in your life that at 19 you're jerking off somebody like Roland?
No, I'll tell you exactly what it is. He gets depressed when he walks in and he smells like the half-cooked Chinese food that they have to put aside. Then one guy passes by who's like the head of the triad. He collects half the money. The girls don't even make money. They're like fucking indentured servants.
Right.
They're paying off their passage from fucking Nanking and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's and he's just looking at cold noodles in a little styrofoam tin that have been there for 2 hours because you just can't finish your meal.
They got to pay their bills, though.
No, I'm getting depressed.
Is that what it is? You see a little of that humanity in there, Roland?
Yeah, you're like, okay, this is where my life is.
Troy, do you think
He wants love, Troy.
Yeah, do you get that?
Roland wants love.
But he wants love?
Yeah.
I think this is where my life is. For us, it's an excursion. For him, he's like, this is it.
You
right
see
now.
yourself more as like the Troy guy. Like you guys are the jocks.
Well, I
kind
would
of like
say-
we're just here to get our dicks off. Whereas,
Normally, I wouldn't say I was like that, except my picture when I was 19.
let me see that, by the way. I haven't seen that.
Haven't seen my picture yet?
No.
It's a little troubling in some ways.
People can check that out on your Twitter. Oh, and E-Rock just informed me it's been posted on the Opie and Anthony Facebook page, too. That'll be perfect.
That's gonna bring some positive responses.
So far, all kindness, correct?
No, there have been some very cruel things actually
Is that
in the
right?
West.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah. Well, here's one of them.
Yeah, tell me.
Why don't you just look right there on the gun? Don't you have a...
No, this is my
Well, this is
phone
one picture
thing.
here.
Oh, you can see that's the close-up.
That's the close-up. Yeah.
There's the young Colin Quinn. He's got a...
I'm 19. I look like I'm 40.
Yeah, it just looks like you if your hair grew out. Like, geez, Colin hasn't shaved in a while.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not... I was not a very healthy person.
Let me go to Red Bear in Philadelphia. What's up, Red Bear?
Yeah, I want to break down this whole Roland and Troy dynamic.
Yeah, please do.
Roland is Elias and Troy is Barnes.
From Platoon. Do you think that, Troy, maybe there is a difference in perspective here? That maybe the fact that you're a well-manicured, styled, handsome gentleman, good-looking guy in Manhattan, and Roland is just this kind of... Modell's wearing, weathered, large Mexican dude, leaves you guys looking at the world at different... Maybe you're a little... not quite in touch with the way the rest of us see the world.
I'd understand that if we were going out to a bar and we were trying to pick up girls.
From your giant, good-looking golden throne, you don't see what it's like for all of us down at on the floor. Is that right, Roland?
You know.
I know.
I would understand if we're like, let's go out to a bar, let's try to get girls. But if you're paying a girl, who gives a fuck what she thinks of you?
Yeah,
just go get jerked off.
You probably have to have that mentality going in. Like, you have to have that mentality, because you don't give a fuck what girls think of you in general, because they're always like, oh, Troy, your hair looks so pretty today. Whereas
it's his quaff.
Whereas Roland is not used to kind of not giving a fuck, because he very much gives a fuck. The minute a woman gives Roland any kind of positive attention, he's in love, because that's what happens.
No, they go, oh, at least you have some of your hair left. Oh, thank you, you cunt.
Right.
I hope you have retarded kids.
All right, gee, Roland.
Roland's suddenly become the serial killer.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to... He's got a lot of rage in him.
Yes, he does.
That's why I'm trying to let that rage out.
Through his dick.
Yes.
That's where the rage comes out.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. As
Please
I said
do.
before,
Yeah.
we went to a massage parlor. We got jerked off. Roland was so excited when he got out of there. We went, we pigged out on barbecue.
Oh, see, that sounds like a good night.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
had a blast. And he felt great. He was giddy. It's like, whoa, it was a good release for him.
Do you find trouble, Roland? Do you not remember how good the time was? I mean,
do. Just when stress builds up here, it just...
but wouldn't
different.
isn't what could be better than coming and eating barbecue to get rid of that stress?
I think like a little dessert after that.
A little dessert. Did you treat him to dessert?
He did.
We did, yeah.
He had dessert.
We had a great time. So that's why I know it's in him. I know he wants to do it.
Because it happened the one time.
Yes.
And
it
you
happened
enjoyed it.
twice. And the second time, that's when I had to pay for him.
You are hell-bent on getting Roland jerked off.
Because you know he needs it.
There is nothing that will stop you from completing this mission.
You know he needs it.
I mean, Roland strikes me as a guy that does need to get jerked.
See, we should call Bert. This is our documentary.
Yeah, get him in here. Do you not, Roland, why not accept a gift from Troy of a jerk-off?
I don't know.
Now, I'm not saying Troy will jerk you off. Actually, Chris in Brooklyn has a question. Okay. What's up, Chris?
Hey, I was going to say that's the problem. Troy asked Roland if he wanted to get jerked off, and Roland said yes because he thought Troy was going to do it.
Is that what it was?
Maybe
Roland?
that is it.
Do you think
It may be that he's gay, but if it's not, but either way, put it
Right.
this way.
I hope that guy dies today. Tragically.
Today.
I hope he gets kidnapped and murdered. There you go. You
I
asshole.
think. Well,
maybe not today.
It's one of two things. Either he wants to go, look, Troy, just jerk me off yourself, which is fine. You can ask him that. What's he going to say? Or he's trying to say something else, which is more of a bro thing. Because, Troy can be like his bro. So it's like, hey, bro, we got jerked off. We had barbecue. You know what? You're in great shape. And then Troy's like, whoa. He's like, not like that. I'd like to be your fucking workout buddy. Why don't you teach me how to work out and get in good shape?
Right.
Because what's better for getting out of a depression than working out like a beast? Roland be one of these savages with those fucking Smitties. He needs a workout partner,
I've
Troy.
tried that.
Colin,
What?
I've tried that.
Wow.
What's your problem, Roland? This guy reaching out to you as a buddy, and you just keep rejecting him.
Colin
He just doesn't fucking like you.
Colin speaking from experience, okay? He went through some weird times when he was coming in on this show, and he was just talking about being locked up in his apartment and writing down on scraps of paper
Still got
everything.
all that stuff, yeah.
But you know what? He lost a bunch of weight. He got out of the depression. He's got 2 one-man shows out of the deal.
Yeah.
Okay? He's come out on the other side.
And we're all always going to be depressed a little bit. The whole 90% of the world is in a depression most of the time. A little bit of depression. But you got to do things to get out of it. Here, what's really weird is here's Troy offering the hand of friendship and Roland. The problem on is Roland just doesn't like you, Troy. Fucking back off. He doesn't like your personality.
Turd.
He fucking doesn't like you.
What if that's,
deal with it?
Roland's just a polite guy that hasn't been like, Troy, I don't want to get jerked off with you. I don't want to go to dinner with you. I don't want to see a show with you.
I don't want to work out with you.
I want nothing to do with you. We've gotten to know each other, and I don't like what I've learned.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
We figured it out.
That's all it is. He's like, you can pay for me to get jerked off, and I still say go fuck yourself.
Yeah. How about you take your money, you put it back in your wallet, and you go fuck yourself. That's right. Stick it up your ass.
Yeah.
Roland.
Yes.
Maybe time for Troy to back off a little.
There you go. Back off, turd. No, it's fine.
I like that. We've gone from, okay, theory 1. Maybe Roland is in love with Troy.
Right.
No, that doesn't make sense. Theory 2. He hates him.
Yeah.
He can't stand the
It's
sight of
one
him.
of those two, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's depressed. He's sad. No, he's happy. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, he's disgusted
Look, all
by
I'm saying
him.
is he invited you to work out. You should have at least, even if you think he's a miserable cocksucker that he is, you should have at least worked out with him a couple of times a week.
I told him, I said, get a
did.
bike. We'll go for bike rides. Because it's fun. It's a good way to lose weight. You get to see the city.
Yes.
And
Or at
he's
least
like,
get one of those fun city bike passes.
He's like, oh, when I get my raise, I'll do it. I'll get it. Never happened.
Fucking
When I get my
unbelievable.
tax refund check, I'll do it.
Wow.
Never happened.
Oh,
Do you
man.
notice a pattern? There's another pattern here, by the way.
Tell me.
Which I've noticed. By the way, now we can rule out the gay theory, because if some muscular guy with tattoos goes, hey, let's go bike riding together. If you're gay, you go, okay. Maybe the guy does like me. But also, the pattern
Bought
is...
3 bikes just in case.
He just said, when I get my raise, when I get my tax check, and just now what did he say? I'd like to pay my bills. Or play with my balls, whatever he said. It's all money. Roland's a cheap motherfucker. Or else he's got some secret things he's spending his money on.
What are you spending
It's
on?
money, because
Yeah.
it's always coming down to money. That's
Right.
always the excuse.
Right, because he's
lives
a
in-
single guy. It's not like he's
a
paying for a
single guy.
family.
Yeah. Living in Queens in a in an SRO. We
And I
assume.
moved to Wall Street.
I live by there. I live on Murray Street.
He's not going to want to hang out with you. He won't even hang out with
All kinds of
Troy.
massage places down there.
I live right near you.
Yeah, where? I live on Murray.
I live right on Rector.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit, we should hang out.
Yes.
I'll hang out.
Troy, would you be upset? Would you be personally hurt
Of course he would.
if Colin came in like tomorrow and goes, yeah, Roland and me got hand jobs.
Yeah, we're going for bike rides.
Yeah, we're going for bike rides.
Yeah.
Going to get a little dessert afterwards.
We're gonna work out.
Imagine seeing us. We send Troy pictures of us in Battery Park City on those fucking
Yeah.
bikes, riding down,
Yeah. then we'd figure out
matching shorts.
the missing piece of the puzzle because 2 months later, Colin and Roland would say, look, we're a couple and we want you guys to all be okay with that.
I'm telling you.
We started as friends, but we've fallen in love. So
Just
neither
to-
of us saw it coming.
Just to have turned down the idea of working out with Troy, it is bewildering a little bit.
Right, when you
but
need-
it is his fake money. He's always talking about the money in his mind. It's the money thing. And now his excuse is going to be, hey, when I lived in Queens, I could have done it, but now I'm in Manhattan. You're going to spend your whole life worrying about money. When are you going to die? And you go, wow, I could have had a good buddy, a workout partner, a J.O. partner. I could have been working out. That gets you out of depression, working out.
Right.
Nothing's better. They proved better than antidepressants or therapy, working out.
Yeah.
Roland, I was depressed yesterday. You know what I did? Got on my bike. And then when I came back, I wasn't depressed anymore.
This is ludicrous. Roland's sabotaging himself and sabotaging his potential friendships.
You're right. Or love affairs. We don't know.
He's all love affairs.
We don't know 100% yet.
He's a shutdown son of a bitch. I think it has to do with his ethnicity. You're Mexican?
Yeah.
But he's in he's in denial of it. He hates that he's Mexican.
Well, why don't you go to embrace your Mexicanism? There's a Church Street boxing right around the corner. You go over there and start boxing. Once you get into that groove, you get your Mexican heritage comes out. You'll be moving around like one of those great fighters, like what's his name, Canelo.
Oh.
Canelo, get in the game.
That's right. Let me go to Clinton, Alabama. What's up, Clint?
Hey, man, the one thing y'all are missing here is that twice Roland was able to control himself when he was getting a hand job. He's ready to take it to the next level. He wants to kill one of these apes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Before when Roland is just all pent up, everything's fine. He's just got all his anger pent up. The minute you jerk him off, he's going to start slaughtering bitches.
Well, yeah, the way you describe that may be a good theory there.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? You're afraid to be around? Do you see like it's like a bull with a red flag?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You don't think all of
He
a
goes,
sudden
"Oh,
you
no."
just grab her by the skull?
He goes, oh, no, I don't think so. If it was a no, you just say no. But maybe you're onto something.
I didn't hear the guy. So
He said the problem is that you have all this rage that you'll get jerked off, and some of the rage will come out, but it will just unleash Pandora's box, and you'll start killing women.
I would kill women.
Who would you kill?
I don't know.
Troy?
Troy, would you kill Troy?
Nah. He was too far for me.
Where did you go to high school?
Santa Monica.
Aha! I knew I was onto it.
Oh, you figured it out.
But what we said originally, all those bands from Orange County.
Oh, my God. That's every guy you went to high school with.
Every guy, all the popular guys were Troy.
And they were all making fun of Roland and his early mustache.
My Indiana Jones costume.
Yeah, and his mustache that's way too thick for him to be that young.
See that?
Why is he going to have a problem with me? I'm here trying to help him out.
But he still remembers.
You're a
You and
representation.
You and your dumb friends going to all those concerts and
Yeah.
circle jerks and fucking social distortion.
You guys were listening
Where'd you
to...
grow up, Troy?
Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
He's like a juggalo. Yeah.
Why is that have to be Detroit?
No. Because you know there are a lot of people in Allentown, Pennsylvania. You tell me there aren't a lot of
There's a lot
juggalos
of
in
juggalos
Allentown?
everywhere.
They're everywhere. Very popular.
Yeah.
You're telling me, though, that you couldn't see yourself as a representation of that guy who, like Colin said, was playing Ookie Cookie and listening to Social Distortion and just hanging out with his bros, but having contests over who could come the quickest, and
Right.
just everything was a competition, none of which Roland could ever win.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to reach out to him and help him out.
Yeah.
Do you see that, Roland? Do you see that he's trying to be helpful now?
Yeah, he's to be helpful.
That maybe this guy that you hated in high school is now reaching out to you and saying, Roland, I want to be your friend.
But see, here's the thing about Mexicans. They're very proud and very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, Roland, underneath this nice guy, is thinking,
This
reach out
bravado.
to me. You fucking reach out to me. I reach out to you, motherfucker. I fucking die before I fucking ever go get jerked off with you again. You know what I mean?
I do.
It's a machismo thing.
Yeah. Ryan in Philly. What's up, Ryan?
Quinn,
Yes.
you fucking dickbag. I'm going through depression right now because of you.
It's that
Why?
picture he posted,
Why?
isn't it?
Why?
So I grew up around the years of when you were on that famous television show, Remote Control. Do you recall?
Yeah, sure I do.
And what the fuck would you do when you were on it all the goddamn time?
Smoke?
Yes. Well, I'm addicted to fucking cigarettes. I'm trying to quit right now, and I can't do it. And I was influenced by you. When
I'm sorry.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry.
You always hear that, like, if you smoke on TV,
I've heard it from so many people. I know he's telling the truth.
getting confronted that you looked cool
Right, I'm
smoking
sorry.
those cigarettes.
But look, I quit myself 21 years ago, and I'm telling you, it's a new bright world out there, young fella. It can really work out. Just, good luck.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking millionaire. You can buy
A millionaire.
Yeah.
to buy to fix it. You're filthy rich, but you looked incredibly cool doing it. I went to school. Not only was I not cool in school, but I'm addicted to cigarettes. I'm going to die of cancer.
Apologize to Ryan Collins. Apologize.
Ryan, I am very sorry.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry, Ryan. There's nothing I can do about it, but I'm very sorry.
Well, look.
Maybe I'll visit your grave.
They could do is see how cool you look now, not smoking at the one-man show.
Yeah, but I look so much cooler then. He's right.
Is that right?
You see my picture on Twitter, Ryan?
I am Colin
Fucking
Quinn
I
on
look good.
Twitter. You can go. What's it?
I was smoking 3 packs a day back then.
What do they have to Google to find your one-man
I
show?
feel horrible, but it is true. A lot of kids used to come up to me and go, "Hey, man, you're the reason I started smoking." I was like, oh.
Makes you question a lot of things. What do they Google to find your one-man show?
Fucking my name on Constitution, whatever. Yeah, I love how people always have to put links. Google. I thought Google, we don't need links anymore. Just Google.
Google Colin Quinn.
Unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. You'll see his one-man show. You can also hear him on. He'll be back tomorrow.
Yes.
For the return of Lady Di and Marion.
And Bobo.
And Bobo. Troy Rowland, I feel like we've come a long way with you guys today. I feel like we got to the bottom of it.
All the time.
Yeah.
We haven't got to the. Well, are you kidding me, Sam? We have scratched the surface of the depth of Roland's like Mexico itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's got this amazing, complex history, and there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of bloodshed, a lot of sorrow, and a lot of beauty.
Colin and I are pitching a show to SiriusXM where we bring people on, we analyze the relationships.
Yes.
It's going to be like, it's relationship therapy.
Yeah.
With Colin and Sam.
And sometimes it's a bromance relationship. That's right.
That's
I like this
it's
idea.
Friendships, it's romances, it's everything.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out, Colin.
Oh, what a blast. This is better than the show itself, let's be honest.
Let's be honest. It is at this point. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
The Opie and Anthony Show is now over. For real this time. Check out the O&A Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. And catch Opie and Anthony live Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Ron and Fez are next.
Hey.